พูดตั้งนานลืมเปิดไมค์ อีกประมาณ5นาทีครับจะเริ่มไลฟ์สตรีมของฝั่งเกมคอม Day 1ไลฟ์สตรีมนะมาดูกันว่า Xbox จะโชว์อะไรบ้างนะครับแต่มันก็จะเป็นเกมที่ประกาศไปแล้วเมื่อวานทั้งหมดนั่นแหละแต่ว่าจะดูว่าในส่วนของเกมเพลย์มีอะไรเพิ่มเติมไหมนะโอเครออีก4นาทีกว่าเมื่อวานโดนเกมอะไรกันบ้างผมโดนไม่เยอะอะโดนแค่อะไรวะมีอะไรบ้างวะมีไอเกมไอเนี้ยรถไฟเหาะโดนแน่ไม่รอดสิรอเอ้ยอัตราบิตปัจจุบันสตรีมเสียงศูนย์ต่ำกว่าอัตราบิตที่แนะนำนะครับอ๋อเสียงเบาไปเหรอขึ้นมาหน่อยว่ามันดังเกินเลยดิเดี๋ยวเพิ่มมีเปิดเพลงมีอะไรสวยอีกจะมีอัปเกรดกราวไหมนะไม่มั่นใจเลยอีก3นาทีนะครับสวัสดีครับคุณเอกสวัสดีครับวันนี้จะเนิ่มๆหน่อยนะครับเพราะว่าผมว่าเกมที่จะโชว์มันน่าจะโชว์ไปตั้งแต่เมื่อคืนแล้วแหละแต่เดี๋ยวเราจะมาดูว่ามันจะมีเกมเพลย์อะไรให้เราดูบ้างนะวันนี้เมื่อคืนก็เมื่อคืนผมไม่ได้ดูนะผมนอนไม่หลับเลยตื่นขึ้นมาดูแต่ส่วนใหญ่เกมที่แบบว่าเป็นเกมใหม่ๆแล้วเข้าตายังไม่มีนะสำหรับผมส่วนใหญ่เป็นเกมเก่าๆทั้งเลยโอนิมูชาอะไรเงี้ยนินจาไกเด้นแล้วไม่ก็มีเกมอินดี้น่าสนใจเยอะครับเกมจัดอะไรได้สักอย่างไอ้รถไฟเหาะเนี่ยน่าเล่นมากเมื่อวานผมแอบดูอยู่มีรวมร่างเป็นหุ่นยนต์ด้วยรถไฟเหาะอันนี้คือเรามาดูเรื่องของ ROG ล็อกเลยแล้วก็ดูเกมเพลย์ว่าจะโชว์เกมเพลย์เกมไหนบ้างเมื่อคืนมันแบบว่าเมื่อคืนมันแบบว่าเกมเพลย์น้อยไปหน่อยดูเป็นซินิเมติกเทเลอร์ซะเยอะมีที่น่าสนใจ Toxic Commander ก็ดีครับนั่นแหละครับนั่นแหละครับ อันนั้นเลยอันนั้นอะผมโดนแน่นอนอันนั้นน่าสนใจมากนะอันนั้นน่าสนใจมากๆเลยแบบเห็นแล้วคือแบบต้องเล่นนะ เหมือนวันนี้พี่เคเขาไลฟ์นี่ไหมเขาไลฟ์ย้อนหลังเคอร์บี้แอร์ไรเดอร์ไหมเหมือนเห็นแป๊บๆเหมือนจะเล่นเดมอนด้วยนะเดมอนเอ็กซ์มาคิน่าแล้วก็อีกเกมหนึ่งก็เป็นเกมซอมบี้อะไรสักอย่างอลอนเนี่ยอะไรเนี่ยเป็นเกมแนวแบบคลิกแล้วจะเกิดอีเวนต์ต่างๆอันนั้นก็น่าสนใจครับมาดูกันว่าอีกนาทีจะมีอะไรมาโชว์เดี๋ยวผมจะสลับไป Xbox บ้างเล็กๆน้อยๆนะครับเพราะว่าเผื่อบางทีมันสตรีมคนละอันกันแต่คิดว่าน่าจะอันเดียวกันนะเดี๋ยวสลับดูไปสลับดูมาถ้าเกิดมันเหมือนกันก็เดี๋ยวเลือกสักอันนึงแต่ถ้าเกิดแบบมันต้องเลือกผมก็มองว่าฝั่งเกมคอมน่าดูกว่านะเพราะว่ามี Borderlands 4 Call of Duty Ninja Gaiden ด้วยอ่ะฝั่งนี้น่าจะเป็น ROG ล็อกอย่างเดียวครับดูจากสภาพแล้วเดี๋ยวดูก่อนแล้วก็เมื่อวานไฮไลท์ก็จะมี Hollow Knight ครับได้เห็นเกมเพลย์ประปรายก็ดูดีอยู่แต่ก็ไม่มีเดโมอ่ะ อยากเล่นเดโมมากกว่า เหลือกันแค่คนละ13 นาทีละเดี๋ยวดูมันไม่พร้อมกันเหรอสลับไปสลับมาแล้วตอนนี้ กลัวไม่เหมือนกันเนี่ยไม่ใช่อะไรหรอกไม่เหมือนกันจบเลย Xbox มาก่อนนะ Xbox มาถึงเทเลอร์เลยนะอ๋อขึ้นเลยครับน่าจะอันเดียวกันนะครับคิดว่าอันเดียวกันอ๋อนี่ไงเขาฝั่งเขาเปิดด้วยนี่ก่อนนะครับงั้นเราดู Xbox เนาะเอาไงดีระหว่าง Xbox กับเราว่า Xbox ก่อนแล้วกันXbox ก็โชว์งานนะตอนนี้ก่อนก็ได้
From stunning opening night reveals and gameplay breakdowns to the biggest news from the industry's best. Join hundreds of thousands of fans around and millions
มาดอลุ้นครับว่า ROG จะเป็นยังไงแล้ววันนี้ฝั่งพี่เคเขาดูย้อนหลัง Kirby Air Rider นะ
Xbox at Gamescom
ขอสลับไปสลับมาครับเช็คว่าแบบมีอะไรต่างกัน กำลังงงว่าจะซ้อนผมก็คิดอย่างนั้นอันนี้ Static Trilogy เกมไอ้นี่เกมแท็กเกมแนวแท็กติกที่ลงให้กับ Nintendo แล้วก็ Steam ครับเป็นของค่ายเดียวกันกับ Octopath ก็คือจะลง Xbox นะครับโอเคเรายึด Xbox ก่อนแล้วกันนะเรายึด Xbox ก่อนเดี๋ยวเปิดรันคู่ไปเลยก็ได้แต่เรายึด Xbox ก่อนนะเพราะว่า Xbox เขาโชว์แล้วนะอันนี้เป็นอีกเกมที่ดีนะแต่ว่าน่าจะแบบลองมันเป็นเกมเก่าน่าจะลองกันไปหมดแล้วแหละสามารถเลือกคอมมานด์แบบว่าในเรื่องของช้อยด้วยในการตอบคำถามแล้วก็จะมีแบบมีค่าอะไรสักอย่างน่าจะส่งผลต่อเรื่องไหมผมไม่เข้าใจเพราะว่าผมก็เล่นไม่ได้เล่นแบบว่าจริงจังเกมเนี่ยตอนนั้นรู้สึกชนกันอะไรสักอย่างเลยไม่ได้เล่นแต่ใครที่แบบกำลังหาเกมแบบแนว Final Tactics ก็อันนี้เป็นอีกตัวเลือกที่แนะนำเลยเพราะมีโอกาสได้เล่นเดโมค่อนข้างดีเลย
To victory!
Not another step.
A battle to prove which of us is more fit to rule Norzelia.
The new future is
เดี๋ยว
before
ผม
us.
ลองเปิดเดี๋ยวผมเปิดคู่กันดีกว่าผมเปิดเกมคอมในโทรศัพท์ดีกว่าจะได้รู้ว่ามันต่างอะไรกัน
Hello Xbox fans and welcome to Gamescom. You just saw a trailer for Triangle Strategy from Square Enix, which you can actually play today. And that is just the tip of the iceberg because this is a huge year for Gamescom. We've got tons of great reveals, in-depth interviews, and first look gameplay presentations. I'm Benny from the Xbox On team, and we're going to make sure that you're getting wall-to-wall coverage all event long so you don't miss out on a single thing. But first, let's head inside and catch up on all those big reveals from Opening Night Live.
Thanks so much, Benny.
อันนี้คือบูธ Xbox นะเนี่ยคือมาโชว์ในเรื่องของ ROG ของXbox Ali นะโอ้ฝั่งเกมคอมเขาโชว์เกมเพลย์โชว์เทรลเลอร์เหมือนเขาก็เปิดมาแล้วเหมือนกันนะเหมือนจะต่างกันนะครับเดี๋ยวกำลังดูอยู่เราดูอะไรดี
Magic
ทำไม
Links
มันชน
game
กันขนาดนี้วะ
in the form of fresh reveals and some surprise drops.
I mean, just today, Charlie, we've got a full demo of Dying Like the Beast, tons of new info on Keeper from Double Fine, a custom controller giveaway. What's next for World of Warcraft and Call of Duty?
ไม่ใช่เป็นโฆษณานึกว่าเขาเล่นแล้วนึกว่าเล่น Hollow Knight ซะอีก
certain roguish archaeologist with a whip, and that's just some of the stuff I was allowed to tease after I signed like 5,000 NDAs. But first up, let's go hands-on with the ROG X
มันซ้อนกันแล้วแบบดูไม่ถู
and
กเลย
the
ว่ะ
Ally X. The very
แต่อีกฝั่ง
first
หนึ่งเขาชัด
Xbox
เจนนะเขาบอกว่า
handheld
น่าจะ
and
โชว์เกี่ยวกับ
explore the
Borderlands
wide
4 แล้ว
world
ก็
of Xbox Play Anywhere.
แล้วก็
Now,
Call of Duty
Xbox Play
จากไกเดน
Anywhere,
แล้วก็
you
น่าจะ
can
มี
play
ใน
game
อื่น
once
อาจจะเป็น
specs
Lego
and
Batman
access
ด้วย
it
นะ
across
ทางฝั่ง
PC
เกม
and
คอม
Xbox
นะ
consoles, including the Xbox Ally and Ally X. Even better, your progress travels with you.
วัด
So
ใจ
you
เลยนะ
bring all your saves,
Xbox
your
เชื่อ
add-ons,
ใจเองนะเว้ย
friends,
ไม่ใช่แบบ
and
เปิดมา
most
ไม่มีอะไรนะ
delicious
แล้วแบบ
achievements
เกม
along.
คอม
So whether
ดี
you're
กว่า
relying
นี่
on the
ห
convention
มาเลยนะ
or waiting to play your favorite game, posted up here at the Xbox booth with your beloved Xbox On team, visiting our battle-ready neighbors at a very impressive Call of Duty Black Ops 7 booth,
ไอ้เนี่ย
chilling
อันนี้
with
ผ
the
มอยากเล่น
Warcraft
นะ
team over on
แล้
the
วก็นี่
World of
Warcraft
Warcraft Midnight booth, hanging with Asus at the
ไม่เห็น
ROG
เกมเพล
Ally
ย์ใน
Foyer
ซี
in
เมติก
Hall
เป็นอะไรที่แบบ
8,
น่า
or
เสียดาย
looking at the latest tech offerings from Samsung this year at Gamescom. Anywhere kind of truly is the best place to play. But right now, what we're going to do
ในบูธ
next
ก็
is
มี
quickly
จากไกเดนให้ลอง
recap
ด้วย
what
นะ
Xbox revealed
แสดงว่า
last
เดี๋ยวคง
night
เร็
at
ว
the
ๆนี้
opening night live celebrations. Are you ready?
Let's get into
Let's do
it.
it.
I mean, we got a brand new and very charming companions trailer for the Outer Worlds 2 that revealed 6 new friends to travel the stars and zap things with.
Zap! The Dynasties of the East expansion for Age of Empires 4 Anniversary Edition also got announced, and they also revealed a release date, so you can start organising your troops on November 4th.
Market. We also found out about the massive new Indiana Jones and the Great Circle expansion, continuing Indy's investigation of the Ancient Order of Giants. Ancient Rome's biggest secret awakens September 4th.
Excited for that one. After decades of supporting the Hayabusa clan, Raven Clan is finally taking center stage in Ninja Gaiden 4, which we saw an awesome new trailer for as well. And according to Team Ninja Bag, I don't know if you got this, they have a secret ulterior motive that will really shake up the story when it drops on October 21st.
How very sneaky. As anticipated, we got a truly immersive look at Call of Duty Black Ops 7 releasing
ไม่ผม
November
ดู
14th.
ดูเทรลเลอร์เมื่อวาน
The
เหมือน
new
แบบ
game's got
เป็นพวก
twisted
ทหารเมายาเลย
environments, a campaign
โดน
that
ควันสี
supports
แดงแล้วก็แบบ
4-player co-op, zombies,
มา
dead
อยู่ใน
ops
อะไรไม่รู้มิติ
arcade,
อะไรก็
and
ไม่รู้
even a new mode called Endgame to keep your squad busy for years to come. Really impressive stuff, that.
So good. We also saw Blizzard storm through with the gorgeous and never-before-seen cinematic intro for the world of Warcraft Midnight, the ancient home of the Blood Elves
จากที่
is
ดู
under
ประกาศ
threat,
มาก็
and
คือ
they'll
เขาบ
need
อกว่า
to
จะ
tap into the power of the
ช่วง
sacred
แรกจะ
Sunwell
เน้นไป
to
ที่
keep those
ROG
shadows
ล็อก
at
อะไร
bay
ค
in
รับแล้วก็
2026.
ตามด้วยแบบ
Plus
เกมเนี่ย
today
เต็ม
we'll have
ตามลิส
even
ต์ด้านข้างแล้ว
deeper
เนี่ย
looks
ที่เขาจะ
at
เขียน
titles
coming
that
up
were
อะ
shown
เนี่ย
at
คือ
opening
ตามนี้
night
เลยครับ
live like
ROG
Keeper,
ล็อกอะไร
Dying
กาว
Like
ส
the
อง
Beast, and
ไอ้
Lego
พวกเนี้ย
Voyagers.
ไม่รู้ว่าจะพาไป
And
ดู
in a
บู
few
ธหรืออะไร
hours, this
กำลัง
very
ลุ้นๆอยู่
broadcast will play host to a special edition of the official Call of Duty podcast.
มีแววจะไปดู
But
บูธ
to
นะ
get the party started, here comes all the latest
แต่
details
ส่วนใหญ่ๆคือ
on
เรา
the
อยากจะเห็น
Xbox
เกมเพล
Ally,
ย์
which
จาก
has
บูธ
been
เขานั่นแห
so
ละ
hotly anticipated ever since it was announced at the Xbox Games Showcase.
The vision around Xbox has really transformed over the years of people playing on multiple devices, people playing anywhere.
We know what
เพราะว่าอย่าง
players want. They want
Warcraft
to game on
Midnight เนี่ย
their
ก็
own
คือ
terms.
ก็
This
ซีนิ
was
เม
the
ติกเกือบ
number
ร้อย
one
เลย
request from
ไม่
our
เห็นเกม
fans.
เพลย์เลย
We're working in close partnership with ASUS on a brand new handheld called the Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X.
The best game library on the go basically changes everything.
It feels like we're finally hitting an inflection point now where I'm able to take the game that I'm playing on my beefy home PC gaming rig and take it with me on a portable
ตั้งนี้ไว้
device.
นี่แล้วกัน
Big question a lot of players have
ถ้าเกิดมีอะไร
is how are
พิ
PC
เศษจะได้
games
สั่ง
going
ได้
to play on a handheld form factor? The games are largely going to play like they do on PC.
The Xbox Ally targets 720p,
นี่สเปคเหรอ
while the Xbox Ally X
Ryzen
targets 1080p. Most titles will perform between 30 frames per second and 60
โอ้
frames per second,
120
but certain games have the
1080p
potential
เลย
to
นะ
hit up to 120 frames per second.
แต่
As
ว่าได้
frame
ได้
rates
ได้
rise
เม
and
ม
fall,
แค่
variable
24
refresh
กิก
rate
เหรอ
or VRR
เมมโมรี่นี่
will
คือ
deliver
แรมเหรอ
consistent
แรม
and fully
แรมหรือ
visual
ว่าหน่วย
experience.
ความจำโดยความ
Players
จำ
can further
24 กิกมัน
fine-tune
ไม่
a
ใช่แน่นอน
variety of
น่าจะ
device
เป็นแรม
settings
แห
in
ละ
the command center, from optimizing battery life
แต่
to
แรมได้
remapping
ถ้าเกิดสมมติ
buttons.
เป็นแรมได้
The
24
Asus
กิกก็
Armory
คือ
Crate has 3
ไม่ธรรมดา
distinctive settings that are really great. There's the silent mode where these dark gaming sessions you will have. There is a performance mode, so your battery life is
อันนี้เขาลอง
optimized.
ดู
And then of course for the top performance factor, you would use turbo mode.
When we talk about
ไอ้
optimizing
เกม
for
เนี้ยผมเห็นแล้ว
handheld,
โคตรหมั่น
it's
ไส้
less
เลย
about
ไอ้
stripping
เจียวบอล
games
รีโหล
down
ด
and more about ensuring
ไอ้เรา
playing
ก็
a
นึก
game
ว่าแบบ
on handheld is as easy and effortless as possible. Games that run at 30 frames per
ไม่รู้
second
พูด
or
ยังไง
above
แม่ง
will get
อยู่
and
ไป
should
ลง
perform well on this device tag.
อยู่ก็นั่นเฉยเลย
Games that hit 60
มาเป็น
frames
แบบ
per second or above
เป็น
carry
รี
and
มาร์
should
ดอะ
perform
ไม่ใช่
great
รี
on
เมค
this device tag. Games that haven't been tested yet will have a performance check not available yet label. As more games are tested, updated, and optimized for handheld, these labels will evolve over time.
This is about giving players a device with no obstacles to fun. So one example is making sure that it's going to work seamlessly with a controller. Are all menus and prompts working as intended? And are those UI elements properly sized for the smaller screen? Another example of an essential compatibility feature is having a gamepad keyboard. If a game passes all these checks, they're considered handheld optimized and will be labeled as such. On the Xbox home screen, you'll find a new handheld optimized channel that will curate these titles for players.
We test on the Ally all the time as we're building Roblox. For a player, that means
เล่น
more
Roblox ด้วย
immersion, better graphics, smoother animation. You get to play games the way they were built.
If you're playing Doom: The Dark Ages on a PC or the console, you
แต่
expect
เมื่อวาน
ultra
แบบนั่ง
responsive
ดู
fast
เนี่ยเก
action
มของ
FPS
กูยัง
experience.
ง่วงเลยอะต
On your
อนงาน
Xbox
มี
Ally,
รูดอะ
Doom:
ไม่
The
เท่า
Dark
ไหร่
Ages
แต่พ
will
อ
be
แบบว่า
every bit as fast and
พอเข้างาน
responsive
หลั
as
ก
you'd expect.
ดีเซนต์มันง่วงมาก
One of the awesome things about PC is that there are so many places to get your games.
We think about having this unified game library and how it can bring your entire game collection together.
Annie recently downloaded and played games from other PC game stores from Battle.net, the Epic Game Store, Ubisoft, Steam,
โอ้โหมันรวม
GOG,
เกม Store เลยนะ
EA. The Xbox app automatically
เดี๋ยว
finds them and will
ถ้า
show
มัน
them
เล่น
in
ใน
the game
Steam ได้
library.
อย่างเงี้ยคือ
Right on
Xbox
the
ก็สามารถเล่น
home screen,
Exclusive
under most recent
PlayStation ได้แล้วดิ
My most recently
ใช่ไหม
used
เพราะ
game should be
Spider-Man มันลง
something that sticks with me
Spider-Man
everywhere I
PlayStation 4 มันล
go,
ง Steam อะ
creating a unified user experience.
You're gonna see games you played
ที่มันลง
on
Steam
Xbox.
ได้อะแสดง
It's
ว่า
a PC
ตอนนี้
native
Xbox
game.
ก็เล่น
You're gonna
เล่น
be able to play
Exclusive
it right there.
PlayStation ได้แล้วใช่ไหม
It's
ค
a
รับ
console only game. You're gonna be able to stream it from the cloud. If you're down in your basement and you want to stream direct from your console that you've got upstairs,
ขำๆนะ
you're gonna be able to do it.
เห็นมัน
I'm
มีสตรี
able
มอะ
to
แอบ
continue
แซ
to
วนิดนึง
experience the worlds and characters that I love
ถ้าเกิดมันมี
anywhere
ถ้า
that
เกิด
I
สมมติ
want
ว่า
to play.
มันเล่น Steam ได้ก็
This
แปล
is
ว่า
gonna
Xbox
be
ก็คือ
awesome.
เล่น
Now
เล่น
we literally have a
เล่น
device
เล่น
that could go with
Spider-Man
you
ได้แล้ว
everywhere.
ใช่ไหม
Hey there everyone, I'm Henry and today I'm joined by Dom and Brianna from Xbox and Gabe from our friends at Asus who are going to tell us
โอ้
a
ดีแล้วครับ
whole
ที่ไม่
lot
ดู
more
ฝั่ง
about the
ของ
ROG
เกมคอ
Xbox
มนะ
Ally
เพราะว่าเกม
and
คอมเป็น
Xbox
เทรลเลอร์ที่
Ally
เขา
X, which
เปิด
are
โช
the
ว์ใน
very
งานแล้ว
first handhelds giving Xbox fans the freedom to
ไม่ใช่
play
เกมเพลย์
anywhere.
อะไรเลย
Thank you so much for being here and welcome to
ดี
Cologne
ที่แบบว่า
guys.
เราไป
How you doing?
Thank you for having us. It's been busy getting everything ready, but we're super excited to be here.
Well, I gotta say, it's incredibly distracting having the Ally X in front of me. I want to just grab it and have a go, but why don't you tell us, why is Xbox making a handheld right now?
Handheld gaming felt like a really natural next step for Xbox. Being able to break out of the living room and play anywhere is so central to our vision of putting players at the center wherever and however you want to play. And we saw this wave of innovation happening in the handheld space from brands like Asus, and we knew that we could fuel that with so much more energy from Xbox. So when we started talking to Asus, it became apparent like how much more we could do together. We share the same obsession with our players and our devices and gaming in general. And we just realized that by building a device together, we could do something much more special and much more quickly than either of us could do alone. And so that's what brought us to the Xbox Ally. The Xbox Ally really brings together that power of Xbox with the full freedom of Windows. That means that you can play your PC games natively from across storefronts. You can play your Xbox Play Anywhere games natively, and you can stream your console games as well. And really, this is just the beginning. Like, we have such a huge roadmap of improvements that we're going to continue building, continue delivering for our players. We're always listening to feedback, but I'm really excited for this first
แต่เข้าไปแล้วต่อคิวนะ
It's got a really quite
ยังรู้สึก
unique
ว่า
look
คุ้มเลย
about
ก็
it.
คิด
Gabe,
ว่า
can you tell us a bit
200
about
ก็เลย
the
ยังรู้สึก
hardware
ยัง
design
ไม่
of
ค่อย
the
เท่าไห
Ally?
ร่
Absolutely. The design of the ROG Xbox Ally features natural ergonomics, comfort, and user familiarity. These solid contour grips familiar with that Xbox controller we all know and love. And so design starts with your hand, right? We think about our opposable thumbs and the really nimble fingertips that we have. These are the tools that we use to write, to pick things up, and definitely to play. And so when you think about the devices as they are in their current generation, it really rests into your palm, and you're using your palm to pick up this device. And I say it's kind of like a tray-like feel. With the ROG Xbox Ally Series devices, it rests into your fingers and then into your palms, and then allows you to curve over, giving you the freedom to use that to play. On our wonderful new ABXY keys with the tactile feel and color coloring of the new Xbox controllers. It's not as simple, though, as just taking a controller and splitting it in half and putting a panel inside. Really, that would cause you to flare out. So there's a subtle detail of how you kind of want to have you fall in and be natural. And those contoured feels and this natural feeling really helps with the overall weight distribution. And that means comfort when you play long on these devices. And so with the Xbox Ally series, then you're able to feel everything and be part of the game and immersive inside and in terms of all of the things that you would be familiar with on your Xbox controller today. And so you'll get all those game-centric cues coming through on your device.
It's so like fully fledged and very well optimized for gaming, which is why I need to ask, how has the Windows experience been optimized for gaming, which is primarily what we want to do with an Ally?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this has been a huge collaboration between Asus, Xbox, and
เดี๋ยวรีเซ็ตกลับมาก่อนมายังอ่ะออกมาแล้วมาทันมายังดังทันครับเพราะว่าช่วงนี้เป็นในเรื่องของ ROG อะไรอยู่แล้วอยู่เด็ดดาบตกใจหมดเลย
Even more interesting about what's happening here is not just the experience itself, but what's not happening. So we've collaborated really deeply with Windows to defer a bunch of processes that aren't
ยังคุยในเรื่องของเครื่องอยู่เลยว่าแบบว่าสเปคเท่าไหร่อะไรเท่าไหร่แล้วก็การดีไซน์เครื่องอะไรเงี้ยยังไม่ได้เข้าในส่วนของเกมที่จะมาหลังจากนี้เลยแต่พอดูการพรีเซนต์แบบนี้ผมค่อนข้างจะสบายใจกับไลฟ์สดนี้นะผมรู้สึกว่ามันไม่น่าจะน่าเบื่อคิดว่านะแต่คือถ้าพูดถึงเรื่องของการพรีเซนต์นะผมค่อนข้างจะไว้ใจ Xbox นะในส่วนตัวจะไม่เหมือนเกมคอมเมื่อวานผมไม่ไว้ใจผมจะไม่สตรีมอันนี้นะพอดูแล้วน่าจะง่วงไม่ง่วงจริงด้วย
The third feature that we've really invested deeply
ถามว่ามันไม่ได้มี
is
เกมที่
the
มัน
Play
ไม่ได้มี
Anywhere.
ไม่มีเกมน่าสนใจ
So
นะเกม
Xbox
คอมเมื่อ
Play
วานมัน
Anywhere
มี
has
เก
been a
ม
program
ที่
for a
ดี
long time,
มา
but
เยอะ
we've really
แต่
been
ว่า
investing in it so
รูปแบบ
deeply,
การพรี
and
เซน
there's
ต์
now
โค้ง
over
มากเลย
1,000
แล้วก็
games that support Xbox
สิ่งที่เราอยากจะ
Play
ดู
Anywhere
เขาก็ไม่ค่อยได้โช
for
ว์
your Xbox Play Anywhere games.
Resident Evil
You can bring your progress,
Requiem
your saves, your achievements
เกมเพ
from
ล
your
ย์แค่
Xbox
วิ่งตาม
console
แม่
or
ผม
your
นั่งแบบ
Windows
โอ้โห
PC to your Xbox
ตื่นมาดู
Ally,
ทำ
just
ไม
again
เนี่ย
making that really so
แต่งั้นเลยอ่ะ
seamless. And again, we have a huge roadmap of improvements we're working on together and with the Windows team. So it's really exciting, and I think there's going to be so much more to share, and we're always listening to feedback. But these three features, to me, like, are what make the Xbox Ally so special.
อะไรเต็ม
So
มันเหมือน
ergonomics,
กับ
they're
มินิ
locked
พีซี
in.
เค
We've
รื่องหนึ่
also
งอะ
got just a lightweight Windows primed and ready for gaming. Gabe, tell us a bit about the horsepower behind it and the partnership you've got with AMD to really make games shine.
Absolutely. We're really pushing the boundaries of silicon with this device. Efficiency is the Xbox Ally superpower. These class of processors are tuned specifically for handhelds. I'm super excited to talk about what's in the Xbox Ally X. It hosts the Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme. We've taken the best performing processor on the market and added NPU. That means you're ready for new frontiers in local AI gaming while having the best efficiency possible on these new amazing generational changes with the Z2 Extreme. For the normal Xbox Ally, we have the Z2A. The first time a handheld processor of this type has been productized for Windows. So that means amazing performance from 15 to 20 watts. Again, efficiency is the superpower. And so for that part, I would say we also can include AMD's fluid motion frames. AMD's fluid motion frames bring smoothness and additional frames to allow you to enjoy that wonderful gameplay that's available for thousands of games and only on Windows. Lastly, I would say we're going to bring the power of AI to our devices. So for both the Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X, you'll be able to have Copilot for gaming, a game guide you can call from the Xbox menu that assists you while you play.
It's all super exciting, Brianna. I don't think we should keep anyone waiting any longer. Why don't we take a look at how the Xbox Ally X works? And I think we should get a camera in here as well so that people at home can definitely take a look. But show me how you turn on one of these things.
Yeah, so one thing that's great is there's a fingerprint reader on the power button. But as Dom mentioned, we made a lot of improvements in Windows to help add gamepad navigation across the device. So I can press A to dismiss the lock screen, and I can navigate all elements that I would expect to with the gamepad. One of the features I really love is that we've added gamepad indicators to the pin pad. So if you're familiar with them on console, you'll be able to enter your pin or have your own kind of
ต้องไปซื้อ X เท่านั้นอะไรอย่างเงี้ย แต่พอเรา
combination
ซื้อ
that
S
you
มา
would
ได้สัก
have
พักเลย
to put in your passport
อยู่ S
quickly.
ตัวใหม่อ
You
อกมา
can
เป็น
also
สี
use
ดำ
directional
แล้วผมจะไม่
navigation, and we really want to
โคต
give
ร
the
ทำร้ายจิตใจกัน
flexibility
เลย
to the players of how they want to get into their gaming session.
Cool.
So
I'm not going to peek at your pin, don't worry.
no one's gonna
you
look
can
like
enter
what the
that, that's
pin
your
is.
device. I'll get my own later, don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
ความจริง
I'm
อ่ะ
gonna
ไอ้
quickly
ที่
put
คุณ
in a pin
ถื
for
อเล่น
this
อยู่คุณ
device,
โชว์ให้เราเห็น
and you'll
ก็ได้นะ ว่า
you'll boot
ส
right
ภาพ
into
เป็น
the
ยังไง
Xbox
อะไร
app.
เงี้ย
Cool. And what's the first thing we're kind of seeing here?
Yeah, this is that Xbox full screen
กว่าจะโชว์
experience that we've talked about. So it boots directly into this
มันหน้า
experience.
นี่
It's
เลย
really
นะ
tailored
ห
for
น้า
gamepad
หน้า
navigation, for the handheld screen, and
application
again,
Xbox เลย
it
อะ
doesn't even load those processes that aren't required for gaming. In some of our initial estimates, this shows an estimated 2 gigabytes of savings in memory, which can all go back to your games, which means faster startup times and less idle power draw.
Absolutely. I mean, that was super snappy just to get into that. I mean,
Yeah.
Super cool. And I've got
ห
to
น้า
say,
ตาไม่ได้แบบ
big compliments on
ไม่
the
ได้
library that I
ก็
can
ดี
already
นะ
see.
หน้าตา
Why
ไม่
don't you
ได้
run us through a
ไม่
bit
ได้
of
แบ
this
บ
experience as
Yeah.
well?
ไม่ได้แปลกจาก
One of
เดิ
the
ม
buttons that we've added on this device is a
แอป
library button, so you can push that and it'll take you
ไอ้
right
เข้า
to your
library ให้ดู
library. Dom mentioned about the aggregated library. You'll see these new indicators across the thing. So hey, these are my games
โช
from
ว์
the
เข้าส
Game
ตรีม
Pass
ให้ดูหน่อยได้ไหม
entitlement.
อยากรู้ว่าเล่น
These
ส
are
ไป
the
เดอร์แมน
ones
ได้ปะ
installed from other storefronts. And we really want to make sure that when people play a game in the library, they know what save they're doing it. You might be like me and
แต่
you
มัน
own
ขึ้น
the
สัญลัก
same
ษณ์สตรีม
game
อยู่นะ
across
เกม
multiple
พลิกอะ
storefronts.
ไอ้เกม
Your save
ปิ้ง
files
ยาว
are so
very good
important.
with that.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that when you launch your game, you know where it's coming from, and you're able to kind of get that jump back in where you expect.
Amazing. Can you launch up a game for us? I'm going to
เล่นตะเกมนี้
Yeah, so let's launch up Gears of War.
เล่นตะเกมเอาวอลลีโหลด
You can see that the bootloader that we have launches full screen. That really takes you to kind of that immersive experience, so you're not seeing those desktop elements that Dom mentioned.
ฟรีสตอร์หรอ
Very cool. Because there's something I use at home on my desktop.
น่า
which
จะ
is
ผมว่ามันน่าจะแบ่ง
Game Bar. I use it to access my screenshots. I use it to
ได้อยู่
access
นะ
all of my like friends list, party chat.
Yeah.
We have a little look at that. How does that operate on the Ally?
Yeah, so one of the
เดี๋ยวต้อ
main
งรอ
differences
วัน
between
นี้เขาน่าจะไม่โชว์เรื่องของ
the original Ally and the Xbox Ally is
Feature
now
เลย
there's
ว่า
an
น่าจะ
Xbox
โชว์เรื่อง
button
ของ
on the
เกม
device.
กับ
And
การ
so
เพอร์ฟอร์แมน
by
ซ์การเล่น
pressing it, you quickly bring up game bar, and this
เฮ้
is
ย
the optimized view that we shipped last
อย่า
year
บอก
called
แล้วจะทำได้
Compact
เหมือน
Mode
Xbox เลย
that
เหรอ
takes that
แบบ
same
สลับ
widget
เร็วๆ
model
เนี่ย
that
เหร
we
อ
have before that's completely extensible, but it puts it in a more streamlined, optimized form for these handheld devices. So it lets you quickly get access to device settings
ฟรี
and
ส
most
ตอร์ก็
importantly
คงจะเป็น
command
เกม
center.
ล้วนๆแล้วครับ
So
แต่ว่า
instead of
เดี๋ยว
having
นี้
multiple overlays that you're juggling, it's all in one
Windows
overlay
เนี่ย
and it's all in
มัน
game
ก็
bar, and so
ระ
you
บบ
can get
เขา
access
ก็
to
มี
some of
เรื่องของ
those
การติด
those
ตั้งแอป
awesome AMD
ก็น่าจะ
features
มี
as well as the
ใน
ACES
PP
features
install ใน
that
ส่วน
you've
ของ
been
แอปได้
known
แล้ว
for
นะ
before to be able to navigate those and
เพราะ
adjust
เพ
those
ราะ
kind
เพราะว่า
of performance
ตั
settings
ว
on the fly.
ROG เขา
As a
เบส
person
เบ
who
ส
is
ออน
already a
ซอฟต์แวร์
multi-device
Windows
user, it does
น่าจะได้เหมือนกัน
instantly
เพ
feel
ราะว่า
quite
Windows เองก็
familiar
มี
as well.
App
Like
Store
across
ของ
my
เอง
console or my PC, I'm kind of getting this very fluid and connected system. It's really nice.
Yeah.
So we could jump back into Gears of War, but
Yeah,
we know
like
this is a
Gears of War
fully fledged
show.
Windows device.
Yes.
What else can you do with it? Are there other apps that you can use?
Yeah, so one of my favorite features is we've added a new custom task switching view. So by long pressing on the Xbox button,
เนี่ย
you'll get
ส
this
ลับได้
new
แบบ
experience
เหมือน
where
ใน
you can
Xbox
quickly
เลยเหรอ
bumper between existing applications as
มัน
well
สับ
as
เก
go
ม
to
ต่
the
อเก
Windows
มได้เปล่า
desktop if you need to kind of
ไม่เขา
tweak
จะโชว์ให้เรา
something
ดูไหม
that
อยาก
you
รู้
can't do easily.
เนี่ยเขาจะ
And
มี
it
เขาจะ
really
แบ่งอ
kind
ยู่
of
ครับ
makes it feel
Xbox Full
fast and
Screen
fluid. And
Experience
so
กับ
if you're
Windows
using
Desktop
Discord
น่าจะ
or
ได้ครับ
getting a little
install เป็น
hidden
พวกแอป
edge,
อย่างอื่น
you
ก็
can
น่าจะได้
quickly bumper
คิดว่า
between them and then go
ไม่ได้
back to your game
ไม่ได้แค่เกม
and play it.
So snappy. I absolutely love it. Dom, is there anything else you'd like to add as well to what we're seeing here?
Yeah, I mean, this is really our Xbox experience reimagined for handheld gaming, built in collaboration with Asus, Windows, Xbox, and allows you to have that full immersion and
อ๋อทาง
effortless
ทาง
play.
ทาง
But
เกม
really,
ของเขา
games
ไป
are
บู
at
ธ
the
เลย
heart
นะ
of what makes a great Xbox experience, and that's why we're developing a new program
ไปบู
called
ธ
the
แบบว่า
Handheld
เดินโช
Compatibility
ว์บูธเลย
Program.
อ่ะ
And this
คล้าย
will
ๆ
help you really easily understand what games
ตา
play
ช
well
ม
on
ว่า
your
แบบใน
device
เกมคอม
across
มีบู
things
ธอะไร
like
บ้าง
text size, controller navigation, and so we're really excited to announce this program and work very closely with our developer partners on it as well to help you have the best possible gaming experience on your Xbox Ally.
That's so awesome. So all of that, and I hear that you've also brought a little video for us to check out. Should we just load that up now?
Let's do it.
แต่ดูแบบค่อนข้างแฮปปี้กับดีไซน์มากในส่วนตัวของผมนะนี่ได้เห็น Hollow Knight แล้วนะความจริงได้เห็นตั้งแต่เมื่อวานแล้วแหละอันเนี้ยแต่อันนี้ได้เห็นตั้งแต่ตอนที่มันโชว์เครื่องแค่ว่าเป็นเกมที่สนุกนะอ๋อใช่วันนี้เขาจะมีโชว์นี้ด้วย Final Fantasy Integrate
So now that you've seen what the Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X can do, I bet you want to know when you can get your own one, huh? Well, Brianna, if I ask really nicely, is there anything you can tell us on that front?
ไม่รู้สิวันนี้ผมแบบ
I'm excited to share that the Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X will be available worldwide October 16th.
กลัวแบบจะโชว์
So
ไอ้พวก
soon.
อะไร
Right,
เซ็ต
well,
เลย
you heard it here first. The Xbox Ally comes out on
แต่ถ้าเกิด
October
ดูในรายการแล้วมันก็จะ
16th.
มี
Thank you for that,
ไล
Brianna,
น์อัพเกม
and
อยู่
to
นะครับ
all
แต่
of
ว่า
our guests
แค่
here as
ว่า
well for stopping by today.
ไม่รู้ว่า
But
มัน
coming
จะ
up
แบบ
next, stick around for
เน้น
the
โช
latest
ว์อะไร
on Rogue, Prince of Persia, and so much more as Xbox at Gamescom
เพราะถ้าเกิดโชว์แต่ Xbox อะไรก็
2025
คือเตรียมตัวจืดได้เลยไปครับไปเอ้ยเกมอะไรอ่ะเป็นนั่น7อันนี้ครับรีเมคอินทิเกตก็เป็นเกมที่ลงเครื่องอื่นแล้วค่อยมาลง Xbox แหละเฮ้ยโลกเป็นออฟเปอร์เซียว่ะเฮ้ยภาพดูดีเลยแสดงว่าภาคแบบนี้มันขายได้นะเขาถึงได้ทำเงินเยอะแยะไปหมดแนวอย่างเงี้ยตอนแรกเขาก่อนก็เป็นออฟเปอร์เซียแต่เป็นภาพอีกสไตล์นึงนี่ก็เป็นสไตล์ 2D เหมือนการ์ตูนดิสนีย์อ่ะผมว่าเท่ดีนะชอบค่อนข้างชอบนะเดี๋ยวเราก็ได้เห็นเกมนะวันนี้โอเคนะโอเคแฮปปี้เลยทั้งนี้มีความเป็นโลกไรหรือเปล่าเนี่ยเฮ้ยนั่งเล่นนะอันนี้ใครแบบตามหา 2D แพลตฟอร์มเมอร์ก็ผมว่าดูจากเกมเพลย์อะไรพวกนี้แล้วผมว่ามันก็ไว้ใจได้นะยิ่งเป็น Prince of Persia เพราะ Prince of Persia เขาเคยทำแนวนี้มาภาคหนึ่งแล้วล่ะเพื่อนเราคนนึงน่าจะชอบใครวะพี่ปาหมายถึงใครครับไม่ใช่ผมแน่ๆแล้วนึกถึงไอ้นี่รู้แล้วเหมือนซามูไรแจ็คอะเคยดูซามูไรแจ็คไหมเฮ้ยแต่ดูแบบไฟบอสไฟโอเคเลยนะเกมพาร์ทป่ะเฮ้ยเปิดเลยขายเลยด้วยเอาว่ะ
You might think that the Rogue Prince of Persia
ขายเลยว่ะ
is just another
ใช่ป่ะ
2D
Unravel
action roguelike.
Today ขายเลย
You'd be wrong. Yes, we have plenty of deadly weapons, powerful abilities, and game-breaking builds, but what makes it different?
นี่เกมคอมไม่เอานี่ไปโชว์วะ
This
ไม่งั้นตื่น
is
แล้ว
2D parkour in full flow.
แบบว่าจะโชว์วันนี้เพราะจะตั้งใจขายวันนี้แหละครับ
Blending traversal and combat into one seamless movement. If you're looking for Prince of Persia DNA, then shine a black light on this. It'll light up like Times Square.
โชว์ชื่ออ่างผมรู้
And
แล้วใคร
that wall run, that is the first of its kind
โอ้มัน
in
แต่
the
อย่างนี้
2D
ได้เลย
game. Every fight is a chance to move
ดู
with
ดี
style. You're not just swinging a sword,
ดูน่าเล่น
you're
เก
fighting
มเพล
with
ย์น่าสนใจ
everything.
อยู่นะ
Kick enemies into traps or into each other. Vault to dodge attacks. Wall run
นี่
over
คุณ
hazards.
เอกเขา
Dive to
กำลัง
stand.
หา 2D
Root
แพลต
rocks
ฟอร์ม
and
เมอร์อยู่
arrows
ผมว่า
into the
อันนี้
faces
น่า
of
สน
your
ใจ
foes.
อันนี้น่าจะ
It's
ดี
like playing a Jackie Chan movie as the Prince of Persia.
โอ้โห
This
มัน
is
แบบตีลังกา
acrobatic
หลัง
and
ก็เตะ
environmental combat that
ย้อน
rewards
นะ
creativity and looks damn
ดูดี
good
เลย
doing it.
ไต่กำแพงขึ้นนะได้
The
อะไร
story
ได้
holds more surprises.
อ่า
The prince must
ใช่ครับ
live
ไต่
the
กำ
same
แพง
day
แบบ
over
ด้าน
and
ข้างเลย
over,
เมื่อกี้แล้ว
searching
มัน
for a
ปีน
way
ขึ้น
to
ได้
stop
ด้วย
an
นะ
enemy invasion
มีบาง
that
จังหวะ
his
มันแอบปีน
actions
ขึ้น
have
ด้วย
triggered. You must learn from each run, discovering how to save key characters and family members and bringing them to the
เฮ้ย
oasis
อันนี้
outside of the time
ไม่คิด
loop
ว่าจะมี
to unlock
โชว์
new
เกมใหม่
biomes,
นะ
items, and story
ไม่
beats.
เคยเห็นที่งานไหน
Only
เลย
by
ตัวเนี้ย
exploring
เกม
the
เนี้ย
entire city, from the depths of the mines to the top of the lighthouse, will you find the one path that will give you the chance to change the fate of Persia. And the soundtrack, woo! An unheard of combination of traditional Persian instruments fused with modern trap. It drives you forward. Every run has a rhythm, every fight has a beat, and we guarantee you'll be listening to it when you're not even
เฮ้ย
playing.
เฮ้ยเฮ้ยน่าสนใจ
So there you have it.
โอ้แล้ว
The
ขาย
Rogue
เล
Prince
ย
of
อ่ะ
Persia offers a unique combination of 2D wall running, environmental combat, a branching narrative, and a pulsating soundtrack, on top of all the usual tasty roguelike ingredients. This is a roguelike with rhythm, flow, and style.
ขอดูอีกที วางจำหน่ายเลยด้วยขายเลยด้วย
Prince of Persia is going rogue.
มาโหด
Known
เว้ย
for those smooth acrobatic wall runs and intense boss fights set against a
เนี่ยเกมคอมมันต้องโชว์อย่างนี้จะได้แบบว่าจะได้ดูแล้วไม่ง่วง
anticipated action platformer roguelite of the year.
เฮ้ย
And here to tell us more
ผมว่าอีกฝั่งหนึ่งน่าสนใจเหมือนกันครับอีกฝั่งหนึ่งเขาโชว์เกมเพลย์นะเกมเพลย์เกมอะไรทุกอย่างน่าสนใจอยู่เหมือนกันนะใครที่แบบว่า
welcome. Now first thing, thanks so much for joining us.
มีมือถือดูในคอมอะไรเงี้ยแบ่งเป็น2จอได้เลยนะเพราะว่าอีกไลฟ์นึงก็น่าสนใจครับเขาก็โชว์เกมเพลย์อีกเกมนึงเหมือนกัน
I think so, yeah.
เป็นเกมแนวอะไรอ่ะแต่เขาสับไปสับมามันดูแล้วน่าเบื่อนะทางมันสับไปสับมาเกมเพลย์แป๊บเดียวแล้วก็สับมาคุยกัน
Go play it as you want. Right, and also, like for those who
แต่
don't
ใคร
know as well,
แต่ถ้าแบบมันมีเกมไอ้นั่นเปิดดูเป็น2จอได้เลยผมว่าน่าจะมีอะไรอะไรเจ๋งๆน่าจะมี
fantastic DLC like Castlevania. How has it been taking a beloved franchise like Prince of Persia and kind of bringing a new genre to the mix?
But it's kind of like
แสดงว่าแบบ
and
ภาค
great
ที่
at the
แล้
same
ว
time because obviously
709 บาท
fans of the franchise
ก็เป็นราคา
in the team like people played Sands of Time even people who played like the original back in the 90s
ผมดู IGN เหมือนกันครับแต่เป็นของช่องที่แบบว่าเป็นของไลฟ์เกมของไลฟ์สตรีมเขาโชว์อีกเกมนึงที่เป็นเกมจีนอ่ะเขากำลังโชว์อยู่
so that helps kind of like keep us on the right path
แต่เดี๋ยวหรือว่าเดี๋ยวจบ Xbox เนี่ยผมแบบไปรีแคปเกมคอมให้คร่าวๆก็ได้ เพราะเขามีโชว์เกมเพลย์มีเล่นให้ดูอยู่เหมือนกัน
But for those that haven't been able to play early access, what can people expect?
วันนี้พี่ปาล์มเขาจะได้ดู Resident Evil Requiem ไหมเนี่ย
So yeah, basically you can expect
เกมคอมอาจจะไลฟ์นะดูในรายชื่อแล้วยังไม่เห็น
a wall run which we think
อาจ
is
จะพรุ่ง
unique
นี้
in the 2D game. So basically you have a whole move set on top of that. So you've got like a kick, a
ดู
hold,
ช่องไอ้นี่ก็ได้ครับ
a dive attack.
IGN
So
แล้วก็
basically you're going to be flowing
ไปที่
through
ถ่ายทอดสดมันจะมีคำว่าเกมคอมไลฟ์สตรีม Day 1
and there's also like a branching narrative behind that as well.
Yeah, nice. And also, you've been asked. You've had early access for a bit now, and you've been asking for loads of feedback from players.
ดู
What's
คู่
been
เผื่อ
some
จะ
of
ได้
the
ดู
ones
คู่กัน
that's
ไป
like
จะได้
kind
แบบ
of
เผื่อมีเกมอีก
been
เก
the
มหนึ
most
งเผื่อแบบ
surprising or
มีเกมที่แบบ
inspired
อยากจะดู
bits
เก
of
มเพลย์
feedback
แล้ว
from
มัน
people taken on board?
Well,
มันอยู่
we've
อีก
gotten
ช่องจะได้
tons
ไม่
of
พลาด
feedback from players, especially from the guys we have on Discord. We have like a very supportive and dedicated community of players there, and it's almost day-to-day talking with them. It's like they
แย
are
กภา
part
ษา
of
ไม่
the
ถูกแล้ว
team.
ผมดู
So
ก็ดู2
we
ช่องอยู่
just
ตอนนี้
work with them as if they were part of the development, you know.
เกมจีน
And
อีกเกมหนึง
so
ก็ดู
one
ดี
guy, Opelit, he's making the wiki for the game, and it's super detailed, even more detailed than what we have in the studio, you know. These guys, they know the game by heart.
แต่ง
And
ตัว
so
มาแบบนี้ด้วย
it's
นะ
so cool to work with
เข้ากับ
them.
เกมสุด
And another one called Andrew is a super fan. And a good anecdote is that he had a baby during the production of the game.
Yeah.
And
But then
so we
Xbox เขาจัด
celebrated
2 วัน
it. I
ด้วย
did
นะ
a sketch of the
แสดง
prince
ว่าแบ
with
บ
the
ว่า
baby and everything.
Oh, that's
So,
amazing.
Yeah, these guys are
เขาน่า
truly
จะแบบ
part
มั่
of
น
the
ใจ
team,
มากนะ
and
ว่ามัน
I want to
มีของ
thank
มาโช
them
ว์2 วัน
truly
ติด
for this early access. It was great.
I think that's one of my favorite things these days as well. Is how much the community can get involved in games now and like kind of give feedback and kind of work directly with the studios. It's not something we really had in the past.
Yeah, that's something truly unique, and like the instantaneity of it is
เดี๋ยว
awesome
เดี๋ยว
because
เดี๋ยว
you can
เดี๋ยว
just
หลังจาก
ask
จ
a
บ Xbox เดี๋ยว
question,
ผม
brainstorm an idea about
มี
like game
ย้อนไป
design
ดู
or
ของเกม
whatever,
คอม
and
ให้
they
เพราะเกม
will
คอมก็
like answer
รันเกมเพลย์ยาวอยู่
directly,
นะ
and it's so
รัน
great.
เกมเพลย์ยาวอยู่
Now, also, one thing, a lot of
ใน
fans
ส่วน
have
ของ
been
เกมเพล
asking
ย์นะ
about the story of Rogue Prince of Persia and how it's going to evolve over time. Can you go a bit more into that?
Yeah, so basically the story, you basically start off and you've kind of accidentally triggered an invasion of Persia, and then you've kind of got to figure out a way by going into the city each day and trying to find clues, and then finding the clues, you unlock biomes,
นี่เขาโช
and
ว์เกม
then
ให้
you
ดู
have to
นะ
like
อุ้ย
take an item and do
เด็กโดน
something
ดึง
with it to then
โด
unlock
นเงา
something
ในรูดึง
else,
ด้วย
find a character who then tells you somewhere else you can go. So it's basically kind of like a puzzle in real time
โอ้
as you
กา
go
รเคลื่อน
through
ไหว
each
มัน
run
สมูทมากเลยอะ
to basically find the one true way to finally save Persia and rectify your mistake.
And like you said about clues, right? Something that we will expect hidden elements in the game. And there's some of those for us to find.
Yeah, there's definitely hidden rooms where you know, like you find characters and stuff.
โอ้โหมันแบบ
for example, but
ชอบการที่มันแบบพอมันมีไต่กำแพงด้าน
definitely
ข้างอะรู้สึกว่าเกมเพลย์ดูน่าสน
It's
ใจ
Prince of
มาก
Persia. There's got to be hidden rooms somewhere.
หรือว่าภาคในเอ
I
เดอร์
love
Princess
the
of
old
Cloud ก็
games
ทำได้
as
ผมก็ไม่รู้เหมือนกัน
well.
ยังไม่ได้ลองเล่น
And players been like one of the most things, well, when you look at the game, first of all,
the visuals,
it's visually stunning, the comic book style, and like you've obviously massively behind this. Could you go a bit more into what inspired you and how you kind of worked on the design of the game?
For sure. So we wanted the game to have a unique look, like something that would not have been made before. And so since it's a very 2D game, we wanted to embrace that aspect and have something very graphic with these patterns, the borders, and everything is. So it's inspired by the Persian miniatures, which are art from like back in the days in ancient Persia. And this would be very graphical images painted by hand. And so we tried to incorporate some of these elements in the art direction of the game. And the other inspiration is the French comic books.
Yeah.
So we really wanted to have some of this in the game because in the art team we are big comic book lovers. And because we wanted to be super like innovative, we used Moebius as a reference because nobody does that in the games. No, yeah, but he's a great artist, so he was one of the main reference.
And also, you mentioned Discord earlier as well. Have you like take any fan-inspired feedback on some of the art that you use in the game?
For sure. We had some fun contest on the Discord. And so, for example, we had a skill contest at some point. And player would like draw whatever crazy type of prince costume.
และด้วยความที่เราเล่นอินดี้ด้วยอะไรด้วย
we had like
แล้ว
a
การตลาด
voting
เขา
for
ที่
the
แบบว่า
favorite
เขาจะ
skins. And
ล
I
งแบบ
think
คอร์สแพลตฟอร์ม
8
โดยที่แบบว่า
or 9 of them ended up in
คน
the
ที่มี
game.
เครื่องอะจะได้เล่น Exclusive ก่อนประมาณ1 เดือน 2 เดือนหรืออะไรเงี้ยสำหรับผมแล้วอะเอ้ยไม่ใช่1 เดือน 2 เดือนพูดผิดประมาณปีหรือ2 ปีสำหรับผมแล้วมันไม่ได้นานขนาดที่แบบว่าผมจะต้องซื้อPlayStation
Yeah, for sure. Like in the game design, we
ถ้าเกิดแบบว่า
changed
ยิ่งเราเล่น
tons of
เกมอิน
stuff.
ดี้
Like
ด้วย
for
เล่นเก
instance,
ม
we have this
Nintendo อะไร
medallion
เงี้ย
system,
เราเล่นเกมได้หลาก
which
หลาย
in the beginning was maybe too
มัน
complex.
กลายเป็นว่าระยะเวลา
And so
1
we
ปี
worked with
ห
the
รือ 2 ปี
community
สำหรับผมมันสั้นมากเลย
to make it simpler to understand, but also more fun to like right when you play, you understand how it works.
แต่มันก็ต้องดูที่การตลาดของแต่ละเครื่อง
game design elements.
Yeah, along the game design as well, you did a major
แต่ส่วน
art
ตัวแล้ว
revision
แบบว่า
for the game as well
ไม่
from
ค่อย
when
ช
you
อบ
started.
การ
So
อุ้ม
much so,
Exclusive
you
เพียงแค่
made
ปี 2
a
ปี
mini
เท่าไหร่
documentary about how that happened. How was
มัน
that?
แบบว่าไม่รู้สิผมอาจจะด้วยความที่ว่า ผมหงุดหงิดมั้งผมแบบ
long story short
มันไม่เหมือนอย่าง Nintendo เงี้ยประกาศเลย Exclusive ไม่ลงเครื่องไหนผมแบบตัดสินใจได้เลยว่าเฮ้ยNintendo ต้องซื้อแน่อะไรเงี้ยแต่พอมาเจอการตลาด PlayStation ผมจะงงตรงที่ว่ากูควรซื้อไหมนะ PlayStation อะไรมันแม่งมึงก็ลง PC แล้วอะเราซื้อไปบางทีเราซื้อมาเราไม่ได้เล่นกับเกมเกมบางทีเราดองอะไรอย่างเงี้ยมันก็จะมีความแบบควรไหมควรซื้อไหมอย่างผมล่าสุดก็ซื้อ PS5 มาก็เล่นได้แค่2 เดือนผมก็ขายไม่ได้เล่นเลยซื้อมาเพื่อเล่น Final 16 มา
and so this was like big rework.
I think it's one of the first things anyone notices as soon as they see the
ตอน
game.
นั้น
It's
แบ
so
บหงุดหงิด
vibrant
ด้วย
and
ตอนนั้นแบบ
colourful,
ว่ารี
and
เซล
it's
กัน
like
แหลก
so
ลานเลย
pretty to look at. Like you've done like
ตอน
an
แรกจะไม่ซื้อ
incredible
แล้ว
job putting that
PS5
together. What's like have you got any personal favorite pieces that you worked
แต่
on
แบบ
in the
Final
game?
16 อยากเล่นจริงๆก็เลยจัด
I mean, we tried to be as
แล้วก็เล่นเกม
diverse
นั้นเก
as
ม
we
เดียวเลย
could
แล้วพอ
in
เล่น
the
จบก็
biomes
ขายเลย
that you are going through. So each biome has a very unique color palette. I think the final one, the palace, the one that's going to be released in the 1.0,
แต่แบบมันก็
is the best one because it's the last one that we made, and we put a lot of love in this because it's the final objective of the game.
เป็นแฟน
And
PlayStation
it's really,
แล้วแบบ
it's really,
Exclusive
really
นั้น
nice.
อยาก
I
เล่น
think.
จริง
I think we've also like you talked about all the different
ได้เลย
biomes
แต่
that
พ
are
อดีผม
available.
เป็นแบบเป็นสาย
We've
แบ
got
บ
to talk. How do you
อย่างที่ทุกคนเห็น
work
อะ
on kind
เล่
of
น
making
อิน
those
ดี้
beautiful
เล่น
backgrounds that you
Nintendo
kind of
อะไรเงี้ย
interact
พอ
with,
แบบ
and then the kind of
มันมีเกมอินดี้เข้ามาแทรกเยอะๆเงี้ยบางทีมันเลยกลายว่าระยะเวลาในการรอ Exclusive มาลง PC มันเลยแบบเย
The
อะมันเล
gameplay
ย
is very fast-paced,
มีช่วงเวลา
and
ที่
the
เยอะกว่าคนอื่น
traversal is challenging. So you have to be able to read everything
อย่างไรกับ
very
เฮ้ย
quickly.
ล่าสุด
So we
เขามี
try to
นี่
have
นะครับ
something that is very
Nintendo เขาประกาศอยู่นะ
yet
เขา
tells
จ
a story.
ดลิขสิทธิ์เรื่อง
So
2 จอ
whenever
นะค
we
รับ
can, we
กับ
have
Nintendo
rooms in the
Switch หรือ
game
เปล่า
that
ไม่มั่นใจนะเห็นข่าวอยู่
tell like environmental storytelling, but it's not during the combat phases. So it's
อีกฝั่งหนึ่งเกมคอมโชว์เกมเพลย์อะไรไม่รู้ตอนนี้เกมอะไรวะ
readable gameplay and background that tells the story. Yeah.
อันนี้ฝั่งเขาโชว์ repeat and repeat นะครับ
Is
เป็
it
น
like
first
clear when
person
it's like
นะ
a
แต่ไม่
hidden
รู้เป็น
room
แนว
or
อะไร
something like that?
แต่ไม่รู้เป็น
Smash
เกมเพล
some
ย์เป็นยังไง
pots or kind of work your way through.
There is some of this, yeah, some secrets in the game.
Now, also we've got to talk about the color palette and lighting. They've been widely praised by players in early
โอ้
access.
เขาคุยยาวเหมือนกันนะ
Right?
แทบ
How
จะ
did
เหมือน
you
กับ
approach making the game
Xbox
like
development
visually
เลย
distinct from previous Prince of Persia games?
That's a tough
ใช่
question.
ครับเหมือนจะเป็นจอเสือครับก็ถ้าเกิดสมมุติว่าสิทธิบัตรอันนั้นอ่ะที่เป็นข่าวอยู่มันเป็นเรื่องจริงเรามีสิทธิ์ที่จะได้เล่นเกมของ DS กับ 3DS ใน NSO extension นะถ้าเกิดแบบว่าถ้าเกิดแบบข่าวลือนั้นเป็นจริงนะ
you instantly recognize it and
โอ้
it's
โหแบบดู
almost
ดู
as
ฟัง
if it
ดูการ
was
ขยับ
taken
มันดิ
out of a
สุดยอดเลย
picture book. I mean that was the objective, and yeah, we tried to embrace the graphical aspect of it and be very stylized.
It's like I see at any moment you look at it, it's like
เฮ้ย
always bright and
อ๋อตก
popping
ใจ
out.
นึกว่า
It's like
นึ
a
กว่า
thumbnail.
อีกเกมคอมเขาโชว์เกมเพลย์
For people who are
ไอ
hopping
เก
on
ม
for
ที่
the
มัน
first
ฮิ้วเด็ก
time,
อะ
we mentioned it a little
ที่
bit
ยิงปืนฮิ้ว
earlier,
เด็กชื่ออะไร
but
นะ
they're hopping on from haven't
แต่ว่า
played
โชว์
early
แป๊บเดียวนะ
access. When
ไม่
they're
เยอะ
hopping on to Rogue Prince of Persia, what kind of experience can they expect to play? Because it's challenging, it's beautiful, it's vibrant. There's a lot more depth to the game.
Yeah, I think expect to be challenged, but it's easy once you get it in your hands and you can feel like doing a wall run and swinging off a pole and diving down an enemy. Like it is super satisfying. So just be prepared for like acrobatic combat. Use all your moves, like we said in the deep dive trailer. Like it's like playing a Jackie Chan movie. You're clicking someone, you're blocking something, and then you're jumping around everywhere. Like just be prepared to have fun, I guess.
โอ้ยเขาโชว์เกมเพลย์นะครับเกมเพลย์ของเกมExclusive PlayStation
That's always the thing I fail at doing. I'm always like trying to speed run everything.
ที่มีอะไรเรื่องที่มีแบบกระแสดราม่านิดๆหน่อยๆเรื่องเด็กอะไร
I mean, go play the game now. It's
แต่มัน
out,
สับไปสับมา
I mean,
มันโชว์แล้วก็ตัดเป็นพูดคุย
Yeah, we'll definitely be doing it. But guys, thanks so much for joining us, Matthew and Dylan. Really appreciate it. I look forward to hopping on. And also a big thank you to the whole team at Ubisoft. You can start sharpening your platforming skills and scimitars right now. And remember, the Rogue Prince of Persia is available today. And in case you're buzzing for even more 2D fighting action, here comes a trailer that's a little less reflex.
อ๋อมันน่าจะผมคิดว่ามันไม่ได้แบบว่าเกาะได้แบบว่านานขนาดนั้นผมว่ามันน่าจะมีข้อจำกัดอยู่เดานะครับ Final Tactics ใช่ไหมน่ะมีโฆษณาขั้นด้วยคิดว่าน่าจะมีข้อจำกัดของเกมอยู่แบบใส่ได้แป๊บเดียวแล้วอาจจะล่วงได้อะไรเงี้ยก็น่าจะมีอยู่ไอ้จริงไอ้ Final Tactics เนี่ยมันรีบ่อยแล้วนะผมยังรู้สึกว่าไม่ได้ตัดจากเดิมเลยแต่ผมก็ไม่มั่นใจนะว่าแบบเกมเพลย์ของ Prince of Persia จะออกมายังไงอะไรยังไงเพราะว่าแบบเดี๋ยวอาจจะต้องไปลองเล่นก่อนเพราะว่าดูแล้วก็ดูมี potential ที่ดีนะดูแบบค่อนข้างน่าเล่น705 บาทก็ราคาจะได้
On my honor. A good choice. This is suffice. Feel my wrath.
โอเคเพลย์ได้เยอะเลยอันนี้ก็ถ้าใครยังไม่เคยเล่นผมว่าเป็นอีกเกมที่แนะนำนะมันเป็นไฟนอลที่เนื้อเรื่องค่อนข้างจะเข้มข้นอยู่ใช่เส้นดำๆเหมือนเป็นอะไรก็ไม่รู้แบบน่าจะเป็นตัวร้ายหรือเปล่าเพราะมันจับเด็กไปเมื่อกี้แบบเขาพูดคอนเซปต์มาเยอะเหมือนกันนะแต่ผมดันแปลไม่ออกก็เลยไม่รู้อะไรเลย
Fierce warrior fought on the siege of Antioch 1097 AD.
Cinematic Trailer Trailer เก่า
A giant.
น่าจะเก่า
Pope Paul IV had an item of this crusader in his possession, his helmet.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I see the helmet, I'll leave it exactly as I found it. Sound good?
โทษทีนะครับขอขยับนิดนึง
Oops.
อะไรวะน่ะโอ้ยนี่เทรลเลอร์เพิ่มป่ะที่มันมีเพิ่มดิไม่เพิ่มอันเก่าเลยอันเก่าเทรลเลอร์เก่า
worshipped by the Mithras cult.
I can't believe you dare to investigate this.
It's impressive.
อันนี้ก็ใช้ได้นะครับเกมก็ดีอยู่เกมดีอยู่นะอยู่ในหน้าโซนเกมพาร์ทเลยไหมล่ะ
It says
ไม่ต้องซื้อ
Semper Virus.
เล่น
Always living.
เล่นพักและเล่นไอ้ The Great of Circle จบแล้วอ่ะ
Not dead. He's not in a tomb.
เอ๊ะมันเพิ่มขึ้นหรือเปล่าดูไม่ออกเป็นตำนานของโรมนะThe Order of Giant 4 กันยา
Well, you just caught the trailers for Final Fantasy Tactics and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle Order of Giants, which we'll be taking an even closer look at in a little bit of time. But now it's time to dive into a game that hits a little closer to home as we learn all about the big bosses, bigger biomes, and brand new big buggies coming to a park near you in Grounded 2. We've got Chris Parker and Justin Vasquez here from Obsidian and Eidos to break it down into very small, teeny tiny parts. I mean, I say good things come in small packages, so thank you so much for helping me unwrap these presents today, guys. How are you today?
We're well. Thank you for having us here. We're very excited to be here to talk about the game.
Yeah, doing great. Super excited to be here.
I'm honestly so excited to gush all about the fun I've been having in Grounded 2 since it launched now a month ago into early access. So I've been having a blast, but how's the experience been for you two?
It's been an incredible experience. We're so blessed to have such an amazing community around Grounded 2. Everyone just reacted so well to the announcement and the fact that the game was coming to them so quickly. And seeing the game in players' hands now, everything that they're doing with it, all the fun they're having with buggies, all the fun they're having in the park, all the different builds that they're making and breaking, and all the great feedback we're getting. It's just getting us super excited and really focus on how we can make the best Grounded 2 possible with our community.
I love that. Chris, have you been having a good time with us as well?
Yeah, I'm just so excited about how well it's been received because, you know, when you're making a game, you have this passion, you have this joy, you really want it to be something that the community is going to love, and they already love Grounded 1, right? There's so much passion there. And so until you get that into the players' hands and the community's hands, you just don't know exactly. You know, you can hope, but until they've actually sort of tasted that meal, you don't know how it's going to go. And so we went out there, people are super excited about it. They have tons of stuff to say and tons of great ideas, and we love that. And it's just been really exciting.
Amazing. Well, I've tasted it and I've really enjoyed it as well. We've been digging in a lot. It's been so much fun. And obviously you mentioned buggies, one of the big new additions in Grounded 2. And how has community feedback helped improve and expand that kind of area of the game for you guys?
That's a really good question. For us, the buggies were such an important feature to bring to life because it was the #1 requested feature for Grounded 1. And so it was a big reason why we wanted to do a sequel in the first place because we knew to do the buggies properly, we'd have to build the whole world from the ground up to support them and to really make them shine.
Wow, okay.
And so for us, it was a question of the balance of how much of this feature do we want to develop and solidify to make it a full experience and to really show the potential of the feature, but not go so far that we don't get the community's feedback. And so we feel like we found that balance with the Red Soldier and our Beaver buggies. And now seeing how players are playing with them, what they're doing with it, and what they're asking for, not just for those buggies, but for future buggies, is really giving us a lot of clarity on where we want to bring the feature, how we want to fulfill its potential, and of course, what exciting new buggies we're going to be introducing in the future.
Yeah, there's so many aspects. Like Justin said, we kind of went for the minimum approach and said, let's see what the community has to say about these. We have all of our own ideas. These are great ideas, but let's see what the community says first, and then we can kind of hone in on that stuff and help that really guide the future of buggies, whether that be customization or progression, or even what sort of new buggies we might introduce in the world.
What's been really great is seeing everybody's feedback. A lot of it is very much in line with where we want it to go.
Absolutely in line. Yeah. Almost all of it's been stuff that we've talked about.
Yeah.
And it's great to see that, and especially, we look at what the community feedback says, and our community guys put it all together, and we count what's been upvoted and what people are reacting to the most. And the things that they're reacting to the most are things that we're like, yes,
that's what we want to do.
ใช่ฝั่งหนึ่ง Xbox ฝั่งหนึ่ง Play เลย
So not only does
แต่
it
ว่า
confirm
เขาจะไม่ได้แบบ
belief that
Play
this feature
ตลอด
has so much potential,
ทาง
it's
ใน
really
การ
nice to
นำเสน
see
อแล้ว
how
ก็จะตัด
aligned
ไป
we
เก
are
ม
with
บ้า
our
งคือเขาจะ
community.
ไปตามบูธ
And
ข
it
อง
really feels
งา
like
น
we're
เก
all
มคอ
one
ม
big
แล้ว
team
ก็
trying to make the best
มี
Grounded
พูดถึง
2
เกม
together.
นิดๆหน่อยๆแล้วก็โชว์เกมเพลย์ให้ดูเล็กน้อย
I totally missed that.
Don't worry, I got
ของ
you.
เขาดูเป็นบ้านนะของเราดูเป็นอะไรวะเป็น
My
ตึกแถว
buggy is called Ant McPartlin. It's a red soldier ant. I haven't got to the Orb Weaver just yet. We're taking our time, which is a very UK insular joke, but that is fine for you. But have you guys got any buggy names that you're particularly proud of? Any good puns that you've heard?
I've
or
got
from
one up
the
my
team?
sleeve.
ถ้าทางเราจะไม่ได้อาจจะไม่มีอัปเดตนะ
The favorite one that we always fight around the studio
แต่มัน
right
ก็
now
ไป
is
เดือนกัน
Stinky.
ยายว่า
I
ก็
don't know
ควรจะ
why.
โชว์นะ
But yeah, when
ควร
we
จะ
start
โชว์
up a
นะ
co-op game for the first time, everybody goes and makes their buggy real quick together, and then whoever names their buggy Stinky first is the one that wins, basically.
I always call my aunt Antonio Banteras because you get the double ant pun there. And also just because I like to think of my red ant as this charming, roguish ally that I'm going on an adventure with. So Antonio Banteras.
That's beautiful. He's your own very real sidekick. That's beautiful. We have another first in Grounded 2 with our classes. So, we were chatting a little bit behind the scenes about, I've been loving the mage class personally, but what has been the most exciting developments from either seeing a lot of players get to grips with these classes or from the team themselves?
When we set out developing archetypes, they were really about just helping players understand how do I best equip my character for whatever it is I'm trying to do today, right? You're not locked into being a mage for the whole game. You could be a mage one night, then switch over to a ranger or a rogue or whatever. You want to be a sword and board fighter, do that. But let's have the interface help you out, help you sort of min-max easily into that play style. And to be perfectly honest, I thought this was just a kind of a nice little quality of life add to the game. And the players love it. They think it's fantastic, and they want to know, hey, what are the next ones going to be? What's equipment that's going to be added so that we can, further develop this particular archetype? And that's been really surprising, but also super encouraging and exciting for me, just to see that, people love this. Something that I thought was pretty small, something that actually IDOS actually championed in the first place. And everybody loves it. It's great. It's been really positive reception.
From our point of view, it felt like a natural extension of what Grounded was already doing and what made Grounded special as a survival game was really rich
ไปแล้ว
RPG
เห็นตัวละตัวนี้ไปแล้วตัวนี้เราไปแล้ว
To speak to what Chris is saying, that's also the shared DNA between Obsidian and Eidos Montreal is that love for both RPG mechanics and progression and player choice. And so this felt like a natural extension of us working together, of us collaborating. And to see it in players' hands, not only them finding really cool ways to break the builds and push them to really cool limits, like the dual
มันทำได้ด้วยเหรอวะเราเล่นตั้งนานไม่เห็นรู้เรื่องเลย
even our biggest foes. But on top of that, seeing them use unique ways that, like you said, speak to their play style. And you're not locked into anything. If you want to be a mage that whips out a sword and a board, you can do that. If you want to be a ranged who is still packing a mallet, you could do that as well. And so we really want the players to express themselves however they want. and we want to get their feedback so that we can find new ways to help them express themselves over the early access of this game.
Love that. I mean, with new classes, we've also got some new bugs as well in Grounded 2. How has that been for putting those into the game, implementing them, and how have the community received some of the new ones, like our new scorpions, our caterpillars, etc.? Are there any fan favorites that you've seen emerge?
I don't know about favorites, but I mean, I think all of them have been really well received, but like for different reasons, of course. So like, we've got a ton of feedback from folks who are like, man, the caterpillars are so sweet and they're beautiful, and I have to kill them. Why have you done that? Why have you ruined my life and blackened my soul with this? And another example is this cockroaches where they're like, I can't deal with cockroaches. Why have you put this in the game? And we're like, oh, well, we put it in there to be gross. That's why it's there. It's serving its purpose. But the reception of those has been really fun, very exciting.
เนี่ยแมลงสาบแบบเวอร์ชันแบบติดไฟ
When we first started talking about what creatures we wanted to bring to Grounded 2, I think it was universal. Everyone was like, we need something that is on the same level of terrifying as the wolf spider from Grounded 1. And the number one contender was the scorpion. And it was a huge request from the community for a long time. And being able to bring that to life, but in a way that like does justice to it being this terrifying predator coming after you, and seeing all these reaction videos online of people in their camps being, hunted by the scorpion and popping out and them freaking out and trying to hide. Like, this thing is coming after me. What do I do? It's so rewarding to be able to like traumatize a whole new group of players in interesting ways.
Yeah, you guys have a lot to answer for making me kill the sweet caterpillars and the butterflies, and then also the horrendous night terrors I've had for the scorpions. So yeah, we'll talk afterwards. But speaking of foes and new enemies, I hear we have a new boss to look forward to as well. So can you tell me what this new boss is and why you guys are excited for players to take it on?
Happy to. So our new boss is a giant tarantula named Axel, who has gotten loose in the park. And this is what we're calling our first park boss. And in Grounded 1, there was these really cool backyard bosses. The brood mother, the mantis, and these were all really giant, terrifying foes. And so we knew we wanted to keep up that tradition. Yeah, look at this thing. It's terrifying. We want to keep up that tradition, but because now you're riding buggies, what's giant and terrifying and monstrous has to scale in proportion to that. And so we really wanted to nail that like primal feature creature terrifying experience for players. And again, it was just the clear first choice for us was we have to bring that fantasy of the tarantula to life. That's where Axel was born.
And then we had to look at scale. I mean, like it is, I don't even know if you can tell from the footage we just showed how immensely huge this is. So the character in that footage is riding around on its own Orb-Weaver spider, and the Orb-Weaver looks teeny tiny compared to the tarantula because it's about like 3 times bigger than a wolf spider, which is one of the largest creatures in Grounded 1.
And I think it's about 16 times bigger than the player, so it's pretty massive.
It's massive. It's absolutely huge, and we think players will have a lot of fun with it. It's got its own arena, it's got its own like sort of like recipe and things that you've got to do in order to summon it and bring it in.
หรือไม่ก็เป็นสถานที่เดิมมันเขาบอกว่าเป็นอัปเดตเล็กๆอาจจะแบบแค่เปิดตรงนี้ก็ได้นะ
Terrifying for sure. How did you guys land on the name Axel? That's so cute for one. I'm guessing it's a pet tarantula as well that someone just found. Oh no.
So one of the best things about our franchise is it's set in the 90s. This one's set in 1992, and so there's all this nostalgia around that era that means a lot to all of us.
คือ Xbox เขา
Axel is actually a reference to Home Alone. In Home Alone, the older brother has a pet tarantula called Axel that gets loose, and so that's our little Easter egg.
I love that. I love that it makes sense in the world of Grounded 2, but also it's just a sick callback to real world movies and stuff.
There's a couple of more Home Alone references in the game, so around Axel, so I can't wait to see if the community catches them.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to this big boss Axel because I would love to
อีกฝั่งหนึ่
hear
งเขา
some
บอสไฟท์
tips
แล้วอ่ะ
from you guys about taking him on. I'm terrified already, and I'm hoping I don't have to do it alone. But yeah, do you have any tips for players on taking them down?
Well, I mean, with basically any adventure in Grounded, got to load up before, you got to prepare for whatever your adventure is going to be. You need to make sure you've got enough food and water and healing supplies.
เตรียมหาของรอเลย
And then
ดู
you're
ดิ
just
ตัว
going
มัน
to
เริ่ม
have to
เล
go
ย
in
อ่ะ
and die a couple of times. Like that's basically what's going to have to happen.
เป็นทาราทูล่า
He's got
แน่
a
เลยอ่ะ
lot of,
น่าจะเป็นแบบทาราทู
special
ล่า
attacks that are really cool, and you're just going to have kind of
โอ้
learn
โห
that
การขยับ
sequence
โคตรนั่น
because
เลยอ่ะ
there's also some stages to that boss fight as well. So once you've figured out the first one, you're going to have a couple of surprises for you. Figure out the second one, a couple of surprises for you.
โอเคนะ
Hopefully it'll keep
โอ
players
เค โอเค
entertained for a
อันนี้
while.
กล่าวได้
And,
เรา
and
เรา
when
ได้
they
บอสใหม่
finally
นะ
beat it, there's a lot of goods on the horizon there. You know, you can
เราได้
with
บอสใหม่
everything
นะ
in
เตรียม
Grounded,
ตัวได้เลย
ultimately you murder it and then turn it into fashionable attire.
ผมจะเป็นคน
Exactly
ซัพพอร์ต
what-
พี่ปาล์มเองนะครับพี่ปาล์มลุยได้เลย
Absolutely.
แนวหน้า
Like
ของผม
weapons and armor with that, maybe some furniture, right?
Yeah,
You want-
absolutely.
You want to upholster something with that, and that's exactly what you can do here.
My advice
ปู
would
ฝน
be
น่าจะเป็
whether
น
you're playing
ทารา
single
ทูล่า
player
เป็
or
น
with your
ทาราทู
friends
ล่า
to bring a friend. Go
เดี๋ยว
with
ผม
your
กับพี่หลิว
Orb
จะ
Weaver
ซัพพอร์ต
buggy.
พี่ปาล์มเองนะครับ
You know, hey, if you want to take it on
เป็น
alone,
แต่พันทาราทูล่า
go for it. Become the
มันจะ
stuff
เป็น
of
คน
YouTube
ๆ
and Twitch legend. But if you want to, try to
แต่อาจจะไม่ใช่ก็
survive,
ได้นะผมไม่ได้มีค
bring
วาม
your
รู้เรื่อง
Orb
เป็น
Weaver
เยอะเหมือน
buggy.
กัน
It will come in handy immensely. The fight was designed with that in mind. And we had a lot of
ผมว่า
fun
พอดูจาก
figuring out, okay,
ดู
what
จากไลฟ์วันนี้แล้ว
makes
ผมว่าเราได้
fighting a
เท
giant
เด
creature
มอน
fun,
เอ็ก
another
แมคิ
giant
นา
creature
แล้ว
a fun and unique experience.
ไม่คิดว่าจะนาน
So
นะ
we
ผม
really
ว่าแป๊บ
hope
เดียว
that the players
ขอ
will
ตุย
get
ก่อน
a
ผมมี
kick
ชุดไว
out
อะ
of
พี่ปาผมมีชุด
the
ไวผมมีชุดไว
grounded
นะ
style massive
ไม่ต้อง
boss
ห่วง
fight, but now on their own, impressive buggy mounts.
Nice. I can't wait to try it myself and die multiple times, no doubt. Very good. And Parker, you mentioned that there's some, obviously our favorite thing about Grounded is getting the loot. My favorite thing is going and analyzing everything, breaking it down. Can you tell us a little bit about the spoils that we can expect from the tarantula? Is there going to be some pieces in particular?
Absolutely. So a couple that spring to mind is there is an absolutely, as you would expect, massive bow that you can craft. It's sort of ridiculously large, but that's what makes it sort of charming is that like you made it out of the biggest creature that's been in the yard so far, so it is ridiculously large. You can make yourself a new fancy chest to adorn your base that holds a little bit more stuff, as I recall correctly. And of course, again, fashioned out of axle pieces. You can even make yourself a cool little throne. There's all kinds of stuff you can do.
That's the one that I'm most in love with, and I can't wait to see how the community reacts to that because it is a significantly impressive throne for a significantly impressive boss.
Yeah, big Spider King throne. That sounds great. I can't wait to see it. I hope it's fuzzy as well. The colors on it look so sick. I mean, I'm imagining your guys' offices are kind of just, do you just have tarantulas kind of like lying around or any bugs and stuff? Like, that would be terrifying.
Our art director makes these massive, mood boards whenever we have a new insect. It's just like a wall of terrors. And we're like, okay, which of these is the most interesting terror to bring to life? And so when we were working on Axel, it was just all of these different tarantulas, and we're looking at them going, I didn't even know tarantulas came in those colors.
Your dreams must be haunted. But no.
ทำไมเขาเล่นเก่งจัง
Also, on top of the new boss and the new tarantula, I hear we've got a new biome on the horizon as well for winter. Could you tell me a little bit about what we can expect to explore there?
Absolutely. For our winter update, we're going to be introducing our first new biome in the park. It's our garden biome. And what's really exciting about it is that the park allows us to explore areas that are really a good mix of human crafted, handcrafted areas as well as the more natural organic areas. And so the idea of a community garden was very appealing for exactly that reason. And so we get to see our pumpkin patch or a vegetable garden or a greenhouse. These all feel very organic and very wild and very grounded. but have this new layer to it of no, this was carefully cultivated by humans to be laid out in a specific way, and so that gives us the opportunity to do things from a level design and experience design wise that couldn't be done in Grounded 1, can only be done because of the park.
อ๋อเป็นสวนฟักทองเหรอ
100%. You pretty much nailed everything there. I'm just super excited about running around amongst giant pumpkins. The greenhouse gives us the opportunity to make a very humid environment, which is something that we have not had before. I think we have with the vegetable garden.
ตอนแรกเรานึกว่าจะแบบน่าจะเป็นช่วงหน้าเบื่อนะแต่พอเข้าสู่แบบช่วงอัปเดตจริงๆแอบดีอยู่นะ
and and this was all sort of planned in our heads, at least loosely, from the beginning, where let's nail all the foundational stuff with our first early access release and make sure that all of those pieces are there, and then we can do some more experimental stuff. And so when we get to, after we have the Tarantula update in the fall, our winter update is going to be this first big one where we've got some new biomes, and a lot of new stuff, new insects, of course.
เดี๋ยวเจอกันครับเดี๋ยวเจอกันในไลน์แน่นอนพี่ปาล์มก็น่าจะมาแจมด้วยเหมือนเดิมนะแต่เดี๋ยวดูว่าพี่หลิวว่างไหม
Lots to look forward to there then. Oh my gosh. Well, is there anything else that you want to share with us just now, right around the corner for Grounded 2, that we can look forward to?
Well, I think there's two things. If you look at a roadmap, you can see that with the garden biome, we'll be introducing our first new buggy, which is the Ladybug. So we're very excited about that. We think she's going to bring something unique and fun to the players. And, in general, if the community wants to get excited about what it is that we're doing, the roadmap is a good place to go check out
ตอนนี้น่าจะล้วนแล้วคุณเอกเพราะว่าความจริงวันนี้ผมตั้งใจจะเล่นเดมอนเอ็กแมคคิน่าใช่ไหมตอน3 ทุ่มแต่ตอนนี้เดมอนโดนเลื่อนแล้วนะตอนนี้เดมอนต้องโดนเลื่อนแต่เดี๋ยวดูก่อนว่าจะเดโมตัวอะไรก่อนดีเพราะว่าถ้าเกิดสมมติว่าวันแรกอ่ะขี่แฟนเต่าทองได้ขอโทษนิดนึงคือตอนนี้มันน่าจะต้องเลื่อนอ่ะผมเลยไม่รู้ว่าเราจะเดมอนก่อนหรือว่าจะเป็นโทว่าก่อนดีแต่เดี๋ยวดูอีกทีนึงเพราะว่ามันมีความเป็นไปได้ครับที่พรุ่งนี้ผมก็น่าจะเลื่อนถ้าเกิดสมมติว่า Xbox มันยาวแบบเนี้ยเพราะพรุ่งนี้ Xbox เป็น Outer World เลยอ่ะน่าจะยาวกว่าด้วยซ้ำ
Red Ant Soldier. The reason why is at least right now. It can kind of do everything, which is fantastic.
เดี๋ยวดูด่วนไม่แน่อาจจะเอาโทว่ามาก่อนแล้วเดี๋ยวเดมอนค่อยตามมาเพราะเห็นพี่เคไลฟ์อยู่
It seems really cute when I pet it, even though it's terrifying. Like everything about it is like really great. Like Orb Weaver's cool too, but it's still maybe a little too terrifying.
ไม่เป็นไรดูย้อนหลังได้
You don't see that parking
แต่ผมคิดว่าเลื่อนนะดูจาก Xbox แล้วน่าจะเลื่อน
We'll see as other ones come online. Maybe I'll change my mind.
เต่าทองติดปืนอ่ะอย่างกับดูแล้วนึกถึงซอยเลยอ่ะ
It's got that like off-road ATV feel to it. That
ใครที่อยากดูเดมอนเอ็กแมคคิน่าดูช่องพี่เควินก่อนได้เลยนะพี่เควินตอนนี้เขาเล่นเดมอนเอ็กแมคคิน่าอยู่นะไม่รู้ว่าเขาดูสตรีมย้อนหลังเคอร์บี้แอร์ไรเดอร์จบไปแล้ว
That was the one that I wanted to ride the most.
แต่เร็วๆนี้เดี๋ยวเดือนนี้มีปีวันเกิดพี่เคด้วยนะครับใครแบบว่าใครแบบไปดูช่องเขาแล้วไปแฮปปี้เบิร์ธเดย์พี่เขาหน่อย
It's super satisfying.
เพราะเดือนนี้เดือนเกิดพี่
Can't wait for the community to get that.
ไม่รู้แต่ผมจำวันไม่ได้ประเด็น
Well, I mean, we've spoken a lot about community, and it just feels like so clear. You guys are so synced up with them. You're listening to the players all the time, but how has both of your teams kind of created tools for players of Grounded 2 to be part
แต่
of
พอ
this
พูดแต่คำว่าขี่
collaboration,
ไม่ใช่
or
ขี่
can
แบบ
people
ที่
watching at home kind of
ไม่ใช่
get
ขี่แบบ
involved in
แย่ๆ
that
นะหมายถึง
feedback process too?
ขี่เดินทางในแมปไม่ใช่ขี่
Pretty
แบบ
much every like social media platform out there. The primary one is Discord. The Grounded game is up on Discord, and We have a great community up there.
ความจริงผมก็ไม่น่าแบบไม่น่าแก้ตัวถ้าเกิดอยู่เฉยๆก็ไม่น่ามีอะไร
What does everybody else in the community say and go ahead and like upvote ideas and discuss those ideas in great detail. And then we have a great community group of folks at Obsidian that go through everything. They respond to every single customer comment and note and whatever. We try and make sure that people know that we are actually listening to them. We are already weekly getting together amongst our teams and going through all of this feedback. Hey, what is it that we want to do in the next week? What do we want to do in the next month? What is something that we want to try and do in 4 months? If we don't want to do it, let's talk to the community and see if there's something that's like close to that sort of like makes sense or we can make work. So it's just a whole lot of things. And you know what? Props to the grounded one team who like built this community and allowed us to actually like I don't know follow in their footsteps on this because the community is on Grounded and Grounded 2 is just so supportive and so great. And you know it's because I think
แต่พี่เคเขาจะเป็นคนที่ชอบชินจังกับกินธรรมะมากแล้วก็เซลดาก็เลยกำลังดูว่ากินธรรมะดีไหมเพราะว่าปีที่แล้วให้ชินจังไปแล้ว
It's really something special. It's pretty cool.
ถ้าพี่เคดูอยู่นี่คือแบบเซอร์ไพรส์หายเลยนะ
Montreal saw right away that
เก็บไว้เป็นความลับของพวกเรานะ
Grounded was that this community wasn't just rooting for the game; they were rooting for the team as well, and the team wasn't just trying to make this game in a bubble. They really wanted to collaborate with this community, and it's that healthy bond between them, that interdependence between them, that resulted in an amazing game. And so, of course, we want to replicate that success. Of course, we want to replicate that feeling for the community.
Resident Evil เลยเพี้ยมมากนะแต่ว่ามันไม่โชว์โชว์แค่แบบวิ่งตามแม่แต่นี่น่าจะแบบโชว์เต็มๆนะ
That's beautiful. That's so fun. Well, I have some
ไม่รู้
ideas
เขาเขียน
that
นาว
I'll
อ่ะ
have
ผมก็เลย
to
แบบ
tell you afterwards off stage, but
Can't wait to
gonna
hear.
write them
มัน
down
เขียนนาวอ่ะ
yet.
ก็เลย
Make
คิด
sure
ว่าน่าจะ
to
โชว์
join
เก
that
มเพลย์
Discord as well to
นะ
chat more grounded. But
อ๋อ
honestly,
เพราะพี่ปาล์มดูอยู่
Parker,
ใช่ไหม
Justin, thank you so much. I've had just a blast talking about Grounded too, and I can't wait for all the new updates that we've got as well. Thank you.
มันจับชนกันอ่ะมันโหดร้ายกับเรามากเลยนะ
You know, being able to just talk about the game and a situation like this is awesome.
Heck yeah.
And thank you so much.
No, thank you. I mean, there's so much more to look forward to as Grounded 2 continues to grow. But for now, we go from the ground to the air to explore the biggest biome of all, Earth's atmospheric envelope. There's new places to go and new ways to get there. So let's set a course for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. But on the way, we'll have a brief stopover on Star Sand Island.
ไอ้นี่ปะวะเกมอะไรวะเนี่ยแต่ดูแล้วน่าจะแบบเกาหลีอะไม่เกาหลีแล้วดูน่าจะจีนว่ะดูจีนอ๋อ Harvest Moon ปะ Harvest Moon อะไรนั่นปะไม่ใช่ปะไม่น่าใช่ละไม่จะเหมือนมากเลยเหมือน Harvest Moon เลยเฮ้ยน่าเล่นมันดูดีกว่า Harvest Moon อีกอะไม่น่าใช่ Harvest Moon แล้วแหละดูภาษาจีนน่าจะจีนนะน่าจะเกมจีนเหมือนแต่ตัวเองมันเหมือน Harvest Moon จังวะภาคใหม่ล่าสุดที่เพิ่งประกาศไปโอ้ขี่กวางสวยนะอันนี้คือตัวละครที่เราจีบได้ใช่ไหมดูดีกว่า Harvest Moon อีกเลยดูดีกว่า Story of Seasonโอ้สร้างบ้านได้ขนาดนี้เลยเหรอเกมอะไรอ่ะ Star Sand Island สปริงนะพูด
When you
ลงเกม
think
บล็อก
of
รู้เมื่อกี้เหมือนแบบ
Microsoft
เกม
Flight
พาร์ทใช่ปะ
Simulator, you might picture
อ๋อนี่ Flight
soaring over
Simulator
iconic skylines
ไฟ
or
ซิมมากกว่าเยอะ
navigating
เลยใช่
through
ใช่ครับดู
turbulent
ไลฟ์ซิมมาก
weather.
กว่า
But the sim is so much
ไฟ
more
ซิม
than
เหรอ
just
ไฟ
a
ซิม
tight
ผมว่า
team.
ไม่น่า
And
มีอะไร
here
ดู
to
Resident
tell
Evil
us
กันไหม
all about the latest
ผมขอเปลี่ยนเป็น Resident
updates
Evil นะ
is head of Microsoft Flight Simulator, Jörg Neumann. Welcome to Gamescom.
So great to see you, Maxi. It's great to be back in Cologne.
And you always bring some delightful surprises when you're here in Cologne. What does Microsoft Flight Simulator have in store for the fans here today? And
เพราะว่าไฟซิมไม่น่ามีอะไรนะครับไฟซิมูเลเตอร์ไม่น่ามีอะไร
Well, now they've found like a
โอ้นี่ผีเหรอเนี่ย
actual logic reason. If she comes into your room with a bright like room light, her skin will burn and she'll retreat. And it's just
ขอสลับนะครับเพราะว่าไฟซิมน่าจะมันเป็นเกมเก่าครับมันไม่ได้มีอะไรไฟซิมูเลเตอร์คือเกมจำลองขับเครื่องบินอะ
But sometimes it'll pull a trick on you where you go into that room and the light smashed out, and suddenly it's like the place that you thought was safe. The place
ตอนแรกว่าตอนแรกที่ดูเทรลเลอร์อะผมอยากลองเล่นมากเลยนะไอ้ Resident Evil Requiem อะแต่พอมาดูแบบนี้แล้วรู้สึกว่าหรือว่าเราควรให้พี่ปาล์มเล่นต่อไปเดี๋ยวผมขอดูกล้องหน่อยน่าจะได้อยู่อุ้ยตัวอะไรวะเนี่ย
Yeah, so interestingly, the rest of the demo, there was a lot of things that felt very familiar. There was a lot of collecting keys for doors. There was all sorts of that stuff. But one thing that was quite unique, well, at least for a release Resident Evil, is that you could play this in
ผมว่าไลฟ์แบบนี้ก็ดีนะอีกอันนึงน่าเบื่อเราก็เปลี่ยนมาดูอันนี้
Which way did you prefer?
So I'm actually a real big fan of like Resi's pivot into
อะไรอ่ะพระปาล์มทำหน้าแบบนั้นคืออะไร
found really increased the fear aspects, and so I played the demo all the way through.
อย่าพุ่งนะไม่พร้อมนะโอ้โหแล้วเราก็เปิดจอซะใหญ่เลยเลี่ยงแบบหลบตานิดนึงว้าวเนี่ย
and that creates very bespoke kind of like created scares. There's a moment where you go into a room and you're trying to push a cart around and bits
แต่มันมี third person ให้ใช่ไหมแต่มันก็เห็นแบบมี third อยู่นะโอ้โหโอ้โหแล้วแนวอย่างนี้ผมเล่นไม่ได้แน่นอนอ่ะน่าจะไม่รอดอ่ะโอ้โหเห็นมือเห็นเงาอ่ะโอ้โหน่ากลัวเลยเนี้ย
However, you do get benefits for playing in third person. Dale, I know that you played a lot more of the demo in third person than me, and you were talking about the bespoke animations that has.
Yeah, so I mean, in all honesty, I prefer first person for these as well. However, I
มีเลือกได้
like in third person, and when we were looking back and comparing what we did,
ผมกลัวจะช็อกตายดิเมื่อกี้แค่เห็นเงาก็คือกลัวแล้วอะเดินกระเพกด้วยนะนี่คือมันเดินกระเพกอยู่นะโอ้ย
adding some horror elements, making you a bit scared. I think there's something when the threat is so looming in first.
โหเลยขนาดนั้นมีสิทธิ์ตายได้เลยนะเลยแล้วกดไม่ทัน
Inherently can feel a little less scary. However, I think tripping and falling is an excellent example of how they've really thought about how do we make it scary in third person as well. And it's a little touch I really appreciate.
I think the other thing that was really cool is the fact that it's not just that third person is kind of an option like it was when they added it into Resident Evil.
อ๋อนี่คือคราฟได้สิใช่ไหมครับมันมีขวดเปล่าก็ต้องคราฟได้แล้ว อุ้ยกูตกไม่อยู่ๆสับภาพไปเป็นผู้หญิงแบบผมก็ช็อกไปเลยอุ้ยโอ้นี่คือตัวปีศาจอ่ะมันจะตามหลอกหลอนเหมือนเนเมซิสไหมเนี่ยเอาแล้วมือบังแป๊บนึงนะผมกลัว
Gamescom Studio on IGN. From Dawn of the Dead to Dead Rising,
โอ้โห
there's
แบบ
plenty of zombie fiction that takes place in shopping centers.
ผีมันดูนั่นมากเลยอ่ะผมว่ามันทำบรรยากาศได้โหดกว่าภาค8อีก
Creative director Hyung Song Cha and content manager Gwyn Kim will be translating. Hi. Now, no offense to our UK audience, but why Birmingham and why not Paris or Berlin
ประมาณนั้นเหรอ
or London?
น่าจะแบบคล้ายๆในเมสิตเลยใช่ไหม
네, 저희가 참 많이 듣는 질문인데요.
อันนี้ Kingdom Come นะครับใช่วะ Kingdom Come ปะไม่น่าใช่เกมอะไรวะเดโมเดทาอลิมิเต็ดโอ้เป็นเดโมแบบได้เล่นแบบหนักใจอะ
현재까지도 명맥이 유지된 아주 유명한 도시이나 중세 시대에는 그렇게까지 크지 않았던 도시를 중심으로
สับไปสับมาหน่อยนะวันนี้เพราะว่าแบบ
그 리서치의 후보 중에 하나가
พอมี2ไลฟ์แล้วก็เลยแบบวันนี้นิดนึง
뮤지엄에서 아주 좋은 역사 사료를 유튜브에 공개해 주셨습니다. 그 사료를 확인해 보고
ใช่ไหมปิงต้องคำมัน first person เนาะในนี้เกมอะไรวะไม่รู้จักเลยอะ
그 결정적인 역할을 해서 버밍엄을 선택하게 되었습니다.
So when the team decided to create a zombie survival
มันคือเกมอะไรอ่ะคล้ายๆ War C แต่เป็นแบบย้อนยุคอะไม่ตายง่ายด้วยผีเก่งจังอะโอ้ตายเว้ยโอ้ต้องเอาให้หัวขาดอย่างนี้เลยเหรอซิมูเลชันเมื่อซอมบี้อยู่ในยุคกรีกไม่ใช่ดิซิมูเลชันเมื่อมีซอมบี้อยู่ในยุคกษัตริย์อาร์เธอร์ขัดอารมณ์ยังไงไม่รู้อ่ะอีกอันหนึ่งซอมบี้น่ากลัวมากอันนี้ดูแบบดูฮาอีกฝั่งหนึ่งเขาโจไฟซิมก็ค่อนข้างดีเลยแต่ว่ามันเป็นเกมเก่าก็เลยเป็นรู้สึกว่ามันไม่ใช่เกมเก่าหรอกมันบอกว่าเป็นไฟซิมูเลเตอร์2025นะก็คือภาคใหม่นั่นแหละแต่ปี2025แต่คือมันเป็นเกมแบบว่าเอ้ยไม่ใช่2025มัน2024ก็เกมยังคงเป็นเกมเก่าแต่น่าจะอัปเดตอะไรมาแต่ก็รู้สึกว่าพอด้วยความที่เป็นเก่าเกมเก่าก็เลยคิดว่าสับไลท์มาเป็นเกมใหม่จะดีกว่าซอมบี้ช้าแต่อื่นมากมันก็มีจังหวะพุ่งอยู่นะแต่แค่แบบว่ายังไม่รู้ว่าจุดขายของเกมนี้คืออะไรอาจจะแบบเป็นแนวมันไม่ใช่ survival แบบ War C ด้วยนะไม่รู้ว่าเนื้อเรื่องมีไหมอะไรไหมแล้วก็ไม่เคยเห็น cinematic trailer ด้วย
So what are we going to do about the zombies without all those kind of modern gadgets and shotguns and chainsaws?
อะไรอ่ะ
How do we fight back?
อ๋อไม่ใช่
샷건이나 전기톱 같은 그 현대 도구들
มีเอาของมาก้านด้วย
네. 우선적으로는 게임에서 제공하는 중세의 많은 냉병기들을 잘 활용할 수 있어야 되고요. 저희는 그런
เหมือนฝั่ง Xbox Fight Sim จะจบแล้วนะแสดงว่าเขารู้ตัวว่า Xbox เขารู้ตัวอยู่นะว่า Fight Sim แบบไม่น่าเอามาโชว์เท่าไหร่เพราะดูเหมือนแบบใกล้จะจบฝั่ง Fight Sim แล้วฝั่ง Xbox
그리고 저희의 그 적극적으로 활용하고 있는 피직스 엔진에 의해서 게임 속의 많은 사물들을 자유롭게 물리적으로 들어옮기고 던지고 할 수 있습니다. มันเป็นเกมเก่าด้วยแหละ Fight Simulator ผมเลยไม่ค่อยอยากให้ดูไม่อยากให้ดูผมแค่รู้สึกว่าน่าเปลี่ยนไปอีกช่องดีกว่าเมื่อวานอดนอนเพื่ออะไร ไม่รู้เหมือนกันเอ๊ะเดี๋ยวนะผมรู้สึกว่าฝั่ง Xbox จะโชว์เกมใหม่นะเกมอะไรก็ไม่รู้
Vanvera. I know what you're thinking. Can it be
ขอสลับ
done?
นะครับสลับ
Can Tropico rise again? Be even bigger, even better
เมื่อ
than
กี้ซอมบี้เดิน
before?
สะดุดแล้วมันไป
My dear friends, anything is possible when I'm in
ดู
charge.
มันผมยังไอเกมเมื่อกี้ผมสิ่งที่เขาพรีเซนต์ผมยังจับไม่ได้ถึงคอเกมหลัก
Imagine a Tropico like never before.
อันนี้คืออะไรซิตี้
The best Tropico in history. You're welcome.
เมื่อวานพี่ปาเขาอดนอนนะดูถึงตี 3อ่ะแล้วเขาแบบอดทนดูอ่ะเพื่อที่จะดูเกมเพลย์ Resident Evil Requiem สุดท้ายไม่ได้ดู คนน่าสงสารเลยที่ตามเฮ้ย Incredible
The character I think I'd least like to face in a physical fight is Omni-Man. He'd probably smash me through a building of some sort.
อันนี้มีใครเคยดูหนังบ้างไหมดูซีรีส์นี่ไหมผมยังไม่เคยดูเลยไม่รู้ว่าแบบแต่เขาบอกว่าสนุกมากไม่รู้เป็นยังไง
even compared to other Viltrumites
แต่บอกว่าโหดมากโอ้โหเห็นไส้เลยแล้วฉันจะโดนติดเหลือกไหมเนี่ย
fight style is very evident.
There's no frills in his gameplay. He doesn't have wasted motion. He doesn't quip unnecessarily.
It just conveys the
ตอนแรก
strength
ผม
of
ตอนที่ผม
all
เห็น
the
เกม
years
เพล
that
ย์
he
นี่
has
ครั้งแรกผม
spent
นึกว่าอาร์ซิ
fighting
สเต็มเป็น
as a
คนทำด้วยนะ
Viltrumite.
What we wanted to do is give him techniques, give him moves that are powerful, that deal lots of damage. It should feel like a bit of a hostile battle to fight this guy.
I think we just wanted Omni-Man to be really strong and badass and fun to play.
โอ้โหมันหักคออย่างนี้เลยเหรอนี่การ์ตูนมันก็หักอย่างนี้เหรอ
What drives the story of Invincible sort of as a property forward is that father-son relationship between Bart and Omni-Man.
A lot of that comes through with unique voice lines like intros and outros.
I looked up to you my whole life, but you're just a lying piece of shit.
Your life is the blink of an eye to a Viltrumite. You barely know me.
It's that father-son dynamic where they still love and care for each other, but they are at odds with their morality.
I also love his moment where he's considering killing his only son and reconsiders and flies away. You've got those two sides of Omni-Man, which is just brutal, a mind of steel, and this superhuman side of him.
มีมูฟเซตด้วยมี
His
โชว์มูฟ
brutal
เซตด้วย
style of fighting is so evident in all his gameplay movesets.
Omni-Man is one of our balanced characters. So he actually has an anti-air, he's got like that uppercut style move.
He's got a projectile, like where he claps his hands and a big wave comes out.
That's called the thum, and then like when you boost it, it's called the kathum.
We're pulling from when he fights Cecil.
เหมือนซูเปอร์แมนเวอร์ชันคนร้ายเลยอะ
We have this move where he like comes flying from above and he slams your head into the floor repeatedly.
I love the way he just crushes.
He just feels really, really good, especially when you boost it. He does the overhead and he follows it up with like a series of just smashes where he just blasts them into the ground.
It feels very Omni-Man. It's just satisfying.
There's this one move
แต่เกมเมื่อ
where
กี้
he
ตลก
does
จริง
this like
มี
trio
เดินสะดุด
hits
ล้ม
and
เอ
says,
งบ้างเอา
probably isn't trying, and that's terrifying.
We're pulling directly from the show as well, from when he's beating Mark, ping-ponging him around the sky.
เทเลอร์ของเกมมาก่อนนี่แหละเลยไม่รู้ว่าเขา
He says very confidently.
ในพวกนั้นเขาโชว์อะไรแต่น่าจะโชว์ระบบของเรื่องของการเล่น
I think that
จำลอง
really
ตัวเอง
sells Omni-Man, who he is.
Definitely check out his ultimate. It's so good.
It's called the Destroyer of Worlds, and there's a sequence during the Flaxen fight where he takes the opposing general to his homeworld and just utterly destroys it. So he sees him holding the general's body, blasting through a series of buildings. But there was also another beat that happened at the end of that sequence, which shows him holding this mountain over their scientists. It's that whole sequence all smashed together. And it's fucking epic.
Listen to me.
นี่ถ้าไม่ตาย
You don't seem to understand.
โอ้โหก็คือมาจากการ์ตูนเลยอ่ะ
This battle isn't yours to win.
โอ้โหเฮ้ยไส้ตัวแตกเลยเหรอ
I would put him as an anchor, the last character on a team. He's got great wisdom and leader. Take advantage of these moves that he has that work well on their own, that are also somewhat risky.
Obviously, we gave him some really powerful moves that are really cheap, and players are going to enjoy using them.
อยากดู
But
แล้ว
then drawbacks. There
ผ
are
มก็อยาก
punch
ดู
to
เหมื
one
อนกัน
block,
แต่
for
ผมไม่รู้
example.
เก
We
ม
gave
เพล
him
ย์เป็นยัง
incredible
ไง
air mobility, so he's really fast getting close and distance.
เอ้ยผมไม่รู้ว่า
But it's a
เนื้อ
little
เรื่อง
bit more
เป็น
of
ยัง
a
ไง
technical thing that you have to learn to do.
I definitely recommend playing as him.
Really excited
เห็น
for
เขาบอกว่าอยู่ในพา
people to get their hands on
วิดีโอ
Omni-Man
น่าจะ
and
มี
really feel powerful.
I think that he is going to be beating the crap out of people.
He's zipping around, he's punching people, boom, boom, you're done.
Now I've proven I'm the strongest among us.
มา 2026 นะ
Well, we know it
Xbox
looks
Cloudด้วย
stylish and it aims to stay very true to the characters, but you know what? The
จะ
only
ทำมาเหมื
real
อน
way
กับ
to get to
Xbox
know a
Now
new
ด้วย
fighter is by feel. And here to help us do just that are the game's executive producer Mike Willett and combat designer Rip Parbu. Let's get hands on with
อ๋อนี่
Invincible
พูดถึง
versus.
Incredible
Thanks so much
อ๋อ
for
เป็น
joining us,
เกม
guys.
เกมหลักที่จะโชว์ใน
How
งาน
you doing?
นี้ด้วย
Yeah, it's been great.
ถึงว่าดูขาย
It's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, you go back to Evo, and just Evo was just absolutely amazing. We had a fantastic showing. It's our first time having people publicly touch the game, so I think that Evo was just a really great trigger overall. We also got Unreal Creator mode there, so the blood and gore is not going to be as crazy if you guys try to put it on YouTube or something, though you won't get demonetized. We also had a motion inputs reveal there, so a lot of good feedback from the community that we've taken and put back to the game.
Yeah, no, like you were saying, you've been like the Quarter Up team have been so busy all summer revealing characters, and at Evo we got that first look at Omni-Man.
Exactly.
Right? How's the player reception been so far?
Yeah, the reception at Evo for Omni-Man has been crazy, right?
Yeah, like being on that stage, revealing that trailer, and then just feeling the energy come back to you, it was like awe-inspiring, and be able to take that back to the team. Everyone's super pumped up, so we're jacked to show everybody more.
Hell yeah. I mean, as someone who's like super into the comics, read them all, been watching the show, like we're both really excited to get some fresh gameplay, and we've obviously got Omni-Man as well, so if you feel ready to win, we'd like to see some of that gameplay. But before we do that, is there anything else we should know about him before we try to beat him up?
Yes, the absolutely worst kept secret ever, but I'm going to reveal it officially now. J.K. Simmons has returned as Omni-Man.
Oh, let's go. It's an amazing casting. Kind of makes me want to have some yellow M&Ms, you know? Yeah. I'm in the mood for that. Well, shall we play?
Show me what you've got, devs.
Oh, yes.
Nice little voice line. That's amazing. Sounds like the scariest challenge I've ever heard.
Yeah, I don't know if you sent me the Hulk heaven. Look at his split.
เฮ้ยแต่ตัว
All
มัน
right, so
น้อย
we've
ไป
got
หน่อยนะ
the lineups here. It's what's
ตัว
a
มันน้
little
อย
bit
อะ
different about
ผมว่าตัวมันน้อยเกินไปจะ
is
เล่น
that it's a triple
หรือ
tag
ว่าจะ
team
เป็นเด
fight.
โมบางคนใน
So
โชว์แค่นี้อาจจะ
can you
มาก
break
กว่า
down
นี้ก็
why
ได้
is it important to sort of pick so many different characters within your setup?
So a tag battle
นี่
fighting
โช
game.
ว์เกมเพลย์ให้ดูเลย
Your kit
ไอ
basically
ตัวนั้นมัน
represented by
ตาม
three
เป็น
different characters.
อุลตร้าแมนเหรอ
Characters have a
อุล
variety
ตร้า
of
แมนเลย
different styles, so you construct the kit to your style of play. It's like I want to play like a long range game,
เลือก
or
ตัว
I
เดียวกัน
want to
มา
play
สู้
something more intimate and really bully people into a corner. There's something for everybody, and then there's like your fan favorites, and then there's like some more obscure characters that you don't know much about, but might have really cool tools and some awesome gameplay that you want to dive into, like say like Cthulhu or Bulletproof.
Yeah, the other thing, of course, you go back to the IPs. There's a lot of teams already built in there, right? You've got Team, you've got Guardians of the Globe, you've got the Viltrumite, so it kind of lends itself to a team format, I think.
Nice. Well, let's see some gameplay then.
So let's walk everybody through like special moves, like really represent his kit.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so this right here, this is his ground pound. This is an
Totally.
overhead attack.
Sat
If you boost it, it's going to be multiple hits, and if you're fast enough,
ใช่
you can actually pick it up for a combo, which is going to be pretty hard for me right now.
มันจะอารมณ์แบบนี้แหละ
I'll
ต
try
อน
one more
ตอน
time.
สมัยที่แบบเล่นเกมต่อสู้สมัยเพย์วันอะถ้าเราเลือกตัวเดียวกันเขาจะแบบแบ่งสีให้อะไรสลับสีให้
Get him off me with an
So
assist
this is
break.
the ground pound, right? This overhead, really fast attack, really hard to stop, also available from the air. He also has this projectile right here. This is called a Zoom.
There you go.
Yeah, fresh character for you. If we go over to the corner and I boost this version
แต่
of
ดู
it,
แล้วมันยังแบบ
it's
ว่า
actually
ผม
going
ว่า
to, I have
ยั
no
ง
boost meter. Give me like 5 seconds.
Tag out. Show him how fast
ไม่ได้
the
เป็น
boost
เกม
meter
แบบ
return.
ว่า
Yeah, you can see up there the yellow bar
เก
in
ม
the
ต้อง
middle
เล่
there.
น
You can see
ขนาด
the
นั้น
regen
แต่
really
ว่า
quick
มันเป็น
now.
เกมขาย
So when
แฟ
you
ร์
tag out, that's how you accentuate
ดูจากเกม
your
เพลย์แล้วยัง
recovery
รู้
for
สึก
that
ว่ามันยัง
boost
ขาย
meter.
แฟ
So
ร์
right now,
มันไม่ได้
the
เหมือน
boosted zoom right here, that actually can give a wall splash. I can get a combo.
ไม่
It
ได้เห
falls
มือน
better at the game.
ถ้าเกิดแบบ
There we go. Yeah.
เกมที่แบบขายแฟร์แต่ว่าดู
You're winning as far
ดู
as
มี
I'm
แบบ
concerned.
Yeah, so that was like two of his
ดู
best.
มี
We got one more though.
เก
The
ม
rising
ที่แบบน่าส
uppercut.
นใจ
This here is
หรือ
a
แบบเกม
traditional
เพ
like
ลย์ที่
DP
น่า
kind
จะ
of
ดู
input that
ก็
you would expect
จะ
from
เป็น
fighting
ดรา
game,
ก้อน
right?
บอ
It's
ล
got some
ดราก้อนบอล
invincibility on it.
DLC
If you boost this one, it's got multiple hits and armor.
Sorry, I had to
Perfectly
tag out.
อ๋อเหรอเป็น DLC ของ Mortal Kombat ด้วยเหรอ
You are fantastic. That was right
I'm
on the
so
nose.
so fast at this game. Reflexes. All right,
go.
show him now.
Rising uppercut. And you can do another uppercut after it. Yes. Why not?
Yes.
One thing I'm noticing as well is that on screen there's lots of like really easy cues to understand. It's like character, it's like yellow flashes, blue flashes. Can you tell us a bit of what those are?
มันดูยังแบบว่า
Omni-Man is really fantastic because he's a character that is a balanced character that can apply tons of pressure and super brutal in what he does. So he has the mobility of a character like Invincible. So he's got a lot of mobility with dashing and movement. But he also has like those armor moves that Rick demonstrated. So he can play a bit of a bully game on your team. He's really good as an anchor or a point character. So he has the projectiles. So like if I want to play at mid-range, I have armored moves so I can bully you, push you into a corner, and then he's got the mobility to just try to mix you up and like crossover, start calling an assist, to just try to apply as much pressure as possible.
And anytime you see a character turn blue in this game, that means they have armor on him. So just here on the standing medium punch, he turns blue there, he's got armor. Crouching medium, the same thing, he's got armor. This move does not have armor. I was curious about it.
เกมแบบขายแฟนแล้วที่เล่นแล้วรู้สึกเป็นแนวไฟติ้งแล้วรู้สึกว่าดีก็จะมีอยู่ไม่ค่อยเยอะ
His ultimate, yeah, his ultimate. So,
oh hell
แล้วก็วันไฟเตอร์อีกเกมนึงก็น่าจะเป็นมาเวลคัมตอมอะไรนี่ทำไมตายมาโชว์ทำไม
a
ตาย
couple
ดู
buildings, a couple, yeah, part of the city, missing some limbs there.
You know what? I can't wait to see all the TikToks that are like, "Oh, welcome to a Jet 2 holiday."
โอ้โหเหลือแต่ขาเลยโคตรโหด
Oh my god, it's
โอ้โหแม่งจังหวะน็อกอ่ะอันเนี้ยดราก้อนบอลเลยอ่ะ
Take care of business with the Flaxes.
Yeah, I mean,
เพราะดราก้อนบอลเขาจะทำรีเซ็ตแบบนั้น
you
นะ
mentioned
รี
about
เซ็ต
the
แบบ
Armored Fighters, and I definitely want to know more about that. But we've obviously seen Omni-Man in Mortal Kombat before, so we've seen him. We've kind of gotten familiar with his moveset in that game. How is he different in Invincible Versus?
So it's really about being part of like a tag system and how they're integrated and their role in that system. So the flexibility of the character, like he just taunted.
Saw that.
Basically, it's the role of the character in the concept of a team. Like where you use Omni-Man's assist, especially like every character has 3 different assists. You have a forward assist, a back assist, and then one that's when you're actively in a combo or in a block string. And it's about how you utilize that, and some of them are really good at like basically like, oh, you're coming in, and he's got like an anti-air assist that basically comes out and does that rising uppercut. So you're trying to control space in front of you and work out like how in the footsie game you're going to engage, or you're setting stuff up with your other attacks. So right now we've entered sudden death, which is a little bit different. And so as you can see, timer is expired, and our point characters have absorbed all the resources of our assists, and now we're bleeding out. And the only way to stop the bleeding is by attacking your opponent. You should ult, and I'm gonna ult.
I really want to see that.
โอ้โหวัดขาดเลย
Time ran out. Time ran out. No. So that's what happens. I missed, but he was super low in health.
หัวขาดเลยเหรอ
He lost his head.
God, shoot.
I was about to say that.
System.
I was
มัน
like,
ก็
oh,
แต่ตัวดีไซน์เสื้ออะไรเงี้ยมันดูฉูดฉาด
no,
ดี
his head exploded. That is brutal.
All right, so we've got the
ไม่คิด
team
ว่าจะ
makeup
แบบ
here.
ทำให้หัวแตกขนาด
Are you guys making like, are you making specific decisions on who you're picking for like a good balanced team, or can you sort of weigh it a bit heavier one way if that's more your preference?
So like if you look at my team, I've got Omni-Man, I've got Battle Beast, and I've got Rex, right? So Omni-Man and Battle Beast, they're both armored characters that can kind of just push through the opponent's attacks. Cool. But I've also got Rex in there, so I can play some keep away, some projectiles, just keep people away from me.
Well, let's see if it works out as a good strategy. Yeah.
And what you'll probably see as we start playing too, our tag system uses an active tag system.
เป็น Home Blender เวอร์ชันลุง
Basically let you tag off of almost any encounter, whether it's a defensive move like heroic strike, like
แต่ดูท่าทางจะแบบว่าไม่ได้ติดไม่ได้แบบว่าดู
go to full combo.
Oh, so slick.
And then off of a throw.
เนี่ย
Yes, off a throw, off a hit, off a block, and then you can basically tag off.
ก็เป็นเกมแบบไฟเตอร์แบบว่าแบบไฟเตอร์แบบไอ้นี่เลยคือ
how does like
มาตร
an
ฐาน
armored
เลย
character like Omni-Man like contribute to his team? Like what's like he's that anchor, is that role? How's it gonna work?
A lot of times what you're gonna do is for certain characters you're gonna want to bait out moves, or I'm gonna use Omni-Man's let's see, he's available. I'm gonna use some of his like projectiles to work my way in with a character.
ไม่รู้ว่ามีโอกาสได้เล่นเปล่าเพราะขนาดแบบฟิวตี้เกียร์ที่ลงเกมพาร์ทไม่มีโอกาสได้เล่นเลยฟิวตี้เกียร์ที่เป็นเกมของอาร์ตเต็ม
You see, I have Omni-Man who can come in, kind of like control this space in front of me with like a DP, and really
แต่ละตัวไม่รู้จักด้วยแหละตัวละครอะไร
Yeah, so I can like be zoning with the
เกมนี้ดูค่อนข้างว่างเปล่าหน่อยๆสำหรับ
I've got this Omni-Man assist to keep me back there, so he's a really good assist
แต่ถ้าเกิด
character
ใคร
as
ชอบ
well.
เล่นใครชอบดูว่าคนจะชอบนะ
So a combination between like kind of range attacks and then kind of those assists is key.
Yeah, really cool. I did notice
ไอ้นั่น
straight
แบบ
away that you're
ไอ้
right
ที่มัน
about
ยิง
the
อย่างนี้
dashing.
คือยังไงมันล้อเลียนสไปเดอร์แมนบอก
Especially like the down dash.
คงไม่ใช่
It
อ่ะ
seems like most other characters they just fall.
Yes,
he's got much more control, right?
Exactly. He's got like a triangle jump.
ไอ้ตัวนี้เท่ดีนะไอ้
So it's
ตัว
like
ไอ้
he
ตัว
can
สิง
actually
โต
go
เนี่ย
down forward and he can travel really far. Like characters have different types of dash in the game. Eve can actually air dash upwards in diagonals as well, so she's got a full
อะ
8-way
ตอม
dash.
อีฟนะตัวนี้
But Omni-Man is downwards or forwards in the air. But his distance is a little bit farther and faster than other characters, right? So that helps you close in, coming to a projectile, you can just kind of air dash over it and come to the punch like that. So really versatile
ยกพื้น
character.
โชว์ด้วย
Something I'm also loving watching this gameplay as well is just like
แต่เกมพวกเนี้ยผมไม่ค่อยชอบเล่นเองหรอกส่วนใหญ่ชอบดูเขาเล่นอ่ะพวกแบบงานอีโวเขาแข่งกันอะไรเงี้ยมาก
the
กว่า
blood and kind of how like seems to wear down.
ดูเขาเล่นอะมันแต่เล่นเองไม่ค่อยเท่าไหร่
Oh my word. You know,
why don't you demonstrate an arena shift?
I think it'll be really interesting for people, and he's got a different way to get into it.
Yeah, so if I do this kind of a stun, you see that
โอ้โห
couple
ทีเดียว
stage? If you get
ลงไป
someone
นอน
in
เลย
a couple stage, you can do a
ผม
snapback
มีแบบ
attack,
มีชาร์จ
and
แบ
it'll
บ
cause this arena shift.
ชาร์จแล้วนับได้
Arena shift, you lock
อ๋อ
after
เนี่ย
just
เปลี่ยน
10
เปลี่ยน
seconds,
แมป
and you have unlimited
ลงแล้ว
boost.
เปลี่ยนแมป
So right now,
พว
like
กแบบ
you see my boost
มี
meter,
จังหวะ
it's
เปลี่ยน
just
แมป
regenerating
ได้อะไร
while I'm
เงี้ย
doing this,
ไม่
right?
ให้แบบว่าไม่ให้แบบ
I have no access to my
background มัน
assist
ตาย
characters for like 10 seconds, so I should be paying attention and running away right now.
Yeah, but just for demonstration purposes, you know, you get the idea.
Yeah.
If you were to get a KO on them while they're in that
น่าจะแบบว่า
arena,
ได้น่าจะ
would
แบบ
that
แรง
just
บัน
end
ดา
the
ลใจ
game?
อา
Would
ร์
they
ติส
still
เต้น
get
แบ
to
บ
tag back in if they have
เยอะ
someone
มากเลย
available
เยอะ
elsewhere?
มากๆ
And
สำหรับเกมนี้
once that timer expires, I can get my character back.
Right.
Yeah, but not
หรือมัน
during
คือทีม
But
อาร์
not
ติ
during
สเต้
the
น
transition.
ทำ
So
วะ
I
เดี๋ยวลอง
have
หา
10
ข้อมูล
seconds
หน่อยนะ
to, hold it down and pray my defense is good with push blocking and heroic strikes and a lot of like navigation and basically trying to land a hit myself. I want to see some of these more. Oh, and then he caught me with an
Oh yes.
นี่โอ้โห
fan favorite. This is fan favorite.
ถ้ายิงแม่งสไปเดอร์แมนเลยแต่แค่แบบเปลี่ยนจากเส้นใยเป็นแสงเลเซอร์โอ้โหตัวแหกเลย
Oh yeah. I think they got that now.
That is amazing.
อยากขอลองหน่อยนะว่าแบบ invisible นี่
Oh my goodness. I like that there is like that
Cheap
subtle suit
acting
difference as well. Well, you're both playing as Omni-Man right
styling on
now.
me.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh.
And I wasn't paying attention there. I probably had an opportunity to see if he dashed out of the way. Oh, he got out of the
you
way.
got that?
He
That
got
was
out of
pretty
the way.
sneaky.
Very
You gotta be
clever.
quick.
So Omni-Man's ult, you can get out of the way if you just can't panic, and you have to like.
We
dash
should have
out of the way
mentioned
at
it
the
is
last minute.
unblockable.
It is
ไม่ใช่
unblockable,
อะ
but
ขอ
you
ตัว
can.
Miss.
You have to
can
dash
advance,
out.
you have to
ไม่ใช่
dash out of the way.
assistant.
Nice.
And it does cost 3 meter to do any ult. And you have to do them from the ground. Supers can be on the ground, can be in the air, but ultimate moves, you have to take your opponent back down to the ground.
Well, I think we got enough time to maybe do one more fight. Should we make this
Alright.
run a proper fight?
ไม่ใช่
Proper
ไม่ใช่
fight,
assistant
yeah, bragging rights. I want to see both
เพ
of
ราะ
you
ว่าแบบ
battle
เกม
game
โคต
performance.
รชัดเจน
Peak performance.
Yeah. Peak performance. Come on.
There's no way I can lose with this team.
Oh, I'm back in Rip.
Have you got the method? Wait, you're back in Rip?
I'm back in Rip
I
now.
got Mike. Oh, yeah.
You never
Alright,
know.
You got Mike. Yeah.
All right, I
Wait, who
believe.
did you pick?
invisible
What do you think of it?
น่าจะใกล้จบแล้วถ้าเกิดแบบ
Yeah.
แข่ง
Come on. That's what we're here for.
I got the Viltrum Empire represented here. Also, just
สู้
one
อีกรอบ
small little detail as well. You mentioned
อ๋อ
earlier. It's
ไอ้
on
นี่
the
ชื่อ
top of the
invisible
screen,
เหรอ
There's a cool little kind of little UI so you can tell exactly
อ๋อ
what
นี่
side
คือพระเอกเหรอ
you're
ไอ
on.
ตัว
So there- right
ตัวหน้า
underneath
ไอตัว
the,
ตา
the
ไข่
timer,
ตา
there's a
คล้ายอุลตร้าแมน
P1, P2 carrot, and that basically said, like when we cross
ไอ
up
เขา
at
เล่นให้
any
ดูแบบ
time,
แบบ
like
แบบ
that'll change
แบบ
position. So
แบบ
now
เล่
you
น
can
จ
see,
ริง
oh,
ๆนะ
I'm on
เมื่
the
อกี้แบบ
P1
เขาแบบ
side.
ลองเกมเพลย์ลองอะไรให้เราดู
And that's an assist break could call on your assist to break the combos of the opponent. Super important.
Rip, I feel like you should just let Mike just showcase a couple moves.
เอาไปซัดกันหลุดอย่างมันเลย
You asked for
เนี่ยถ้าเกิดดูเขาเล่นอย่างเงี้ยมันนะแต่เล่นเองไม่ไหว
You saw how I used that Omni-Man assist.
Oh, I didn't even see you tag.
นี่
I'll
โอ้
take it.
คอมโบต่อเนื่อง
Get off.
Oh,
cancel
cancel
ได้
I was going to try to come in with a heavy, but
Fula's really sick. I love it.
นี่
No.
I really want to see Battle Beast Ultimate, but at the same time I don't because he's on Rip's team.
What'd you hit?
โอ้อัลติเมทโอ้กันได้หมดเลย
Oh, we're good. We're
แข่
good.
งซวยเลย
Oh, what am I doing? Oh,
So tense.
dang it. Come on, Mike. Jumped right into it.
โอ้โห
Well, see, I'm in bad shape right now because I'm all out of boost. And I wasn't paying attention.
ไม่โดนตีไม่โดน
Yeah,
แค่
now I'm
ตา
gonna
เฉ
tag
ย
back in to get you
But
back
it's
in
me
boom.
to swap out, right? If you get a
Wow.
chance.
Oh,
Yes, you got a chance.
เออ
my
ใช่
word.
เกมต่อสู้ดูเขาเล่นแต่มัน
Huge blocking.
Oh, I don't have anybody.
แต่เล่นเอง
I did.
แบบไอ้นี่หน่อย
Oh, Omni-Man.
scumbag.
Oh, I dropped it though.
ๆโอนิแม
Sorry,
น
I got scared.
Please, please. Oh, this is.
โอ้โหสลับตัวไปมา
All right.
Oh man, this is
เขาเล่นกันโหดอยู่
tense.
นะเนี่ย
This is actually really, really close.
I love this.
Where's I have no meter? Oh.
You gotta hold that.
Ơi.
You gotta hold that. Oh,
No, no,
it's over. It's over. Surely.
No, we're good.
No.
Nope.
เอาเว้ย
Just hanging in there.
Nice. That was actually so close.
โอ้มันสลับตัวไปสลับตัวมา
Why?
นี่
Dude,
นี่
you're like beating the snot out of me. Get off me.
โอ้แคนเซิลไปเซนเซิลมาโห
Oh,
ด
we
มาก
had
เลย
the.
ว่ะ
We had that.
Come
Come
on.
on.
Come on.
โอ้ย
Okay, you know, I might lose with this team. I think. Get off, dude.
All right. Did you purposely make it this close?
ใครชนะเอ้า
Crazy.
โอ้แต่อีกฝ่ายเลือดเต็มเลยนี่
Surely.
จะชนะยังไงวะน่ะอ๋อแต่มันสลับโอ้โหแต่มันเลือดน้อย3 ตัวเลยอีกฝั่งซ้ายอ่ะ
Nope. I really want to see
my
Battle
word.
Beast.
โอนิแมนเขายังแบบยังเต็มหลอดอยู่เลยแล้วจะเอาอะไรไปชนะ
Come on, Mark.
Oh, we're starting to tighten up. We're starting to tighten up. Come on.
เมื่อกี้น่าจับนะถ้าจับอาจจะชนะไปแล้ว
Pick up from there.
นี่อันติได้
I have nothing to break.
ไม่ใช่อันติ
See
เว้ย
if he's gonna go for
เป็
it.
นแค่ท่าเฉย
He did. He got greedy.
เอา
Oh,
นี่โดนเรียบร้อยเสร็จตายแล้วหนึ่งโอ้โห
Oh God.
ดีไม่กระชากคอแบบกระชากไขกระดูกเหมือนมาทำ
Did he
คอม
just
แพต
take out 2 characters in one?
Yes, I did.
เอาเว้ย
Oh, that's dead.
โอ้โห
I retire. Rejection Reaver right
เก่งกันใหญ่เลยคนชนะ
Going back to Evo. Can't show my face. It's over.
Well, amazing stuff there from Quarter Up. I just cannot wait to get my hands on the game and start learning the ropes.
Double overkill though?
That was nuts. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you so much, Rip, for showing us what Omni-Man brings to the battle. And you guys, don't forget to wishlist Invincible versus today.
That was amazing, honestly. Thank you. And of course, after you're done tearing your family apart, just like you've witnessed on the Gamescom stage, you couldn't be blamed for needing a breather. So we're going to run back a couple trailers. Then we'll talk Lego Voyagers, Dying Light the Beast, chat with Tim Schafer about the latest from Double Fine later in the day. And we'll also show off more great games as the Xbox at Gamescom 2025 broadcast continues. And it must be said, a lot of the games you've seen so far are Xbox Play Anywhere, and we've got plenty more coming. Make like someone who doesn't have an Xbox
อ๋อ
ally
นี่คือ
yet
เกมที่เข้าร่วม Play Anywhere นะก็คือเกมที่ซื้อแล้วเล่นได้ทุกเครื่องนะครับนี่คือ4เกมนี้นะครับสมัยก่อนดูเขาเล่นสตรีทไฟเตอร์ตู้หยอดเหรียญสนุกนะยืนดูอยู่ตั้งนานอันนี้ฟุตเตจนะครับฟุตเตจของนินจาไกเด้นนะ
With the Hayabusa clan in the spotlight.
แต่ว่าไม่ใช่ฟุตเตจแบบของเกมด้วย
The Raven clan has always
เนอะ
had a
เก
secret
มพวกนี้
motive.
ถ้าเกิดแบบเราเล่นไม่ค่อยเก่งไม่ค่อยมันเท่าไหร่ต้องดูเขาเล่นนะ
Hayabusa.
Expect heavy resistance from the DDO.
เทเลอร์นี้โชว์แล้วนะโชว์ตั้งแต่เกมคอมแล้วคือตอนนี้เหมือนแบบว่า Xbox เขาชูเรื่อง Play Anywhere มากเลยนะแบบซื้อทีเดียวเล่นได้ทุกเครื่องอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
Stop this madness. Stay away from the Dark Dragon Seal. Go back home to your little raven nest. Or die.
อันนี้เกมนี้เล่นแน่นอนนะครับเล่นแน่นอนมันเล่นไลฟ์แน่นอนนะเพราะว่าเกมนี้คือเกมที่โตมากับช่องนะผมยังช็อกอยู่เลยนะกับคลิปแนะนำเกมนินจาไกเด้นผมไม่คิดว่ามันจะไปถึง 5,000 วิวได้เลย
Even a mortal such as yourself has heard of me. I'm sure. Die insect.
เอาด้วยพอดูเทรลเลอร์แบบแอบงงเหมือนกันนะตอนแรกแบบเป็นไฮเทคจ๋าเลยอยู่ๆก็แบบพอมาสักพักหนึ่งกลายเป็นแบบเป็นศิลปะการต่อสู้โบราณแล้ว
Don't kill him. The whole world's at stake.
เนี่ยวันที่21 ตุลานะครับคิดว่าแต่ว่าผมยังไงผมก็จะเล่นกับมันให้จบก่อนนะอันนี้ผมรู้เลยวันมูฟเอาเวแน่เลยไม่ใช่ว่ะเกมอะไรวะเป็นเกมชิวๆครับแบบว่าเบื่อใช้ชีวิตก็ไปซื้อเกมนี้แล้วก็ขับเที่ยวก็ดูผมชอบนะเกมแนวอย่างงี้เฮ้ยมันจะเกินไปเปล่านี่รถบ้านหรือกระเป๋า4 มิติเนี่ย สร้างเป็นอย่างนี้ได้เลยอ๋อปิดปุ๊บทุกอย่างจะเก็บเข้ามาเหมือนเดิมได้เป็นการแบบเป็นเกมแนวสร้างบ้านที่แบบว่าติดไปกับรถบ้านก็ดูมีคอนเซ็ปต์ที่น่าสนใจนะเอาบรอน
So now that you're good and chilled out, get excited again immediately because we've got a sweet giveaway to get to. This year marks a big anniversary for CD Projekt Red and The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt. So to celebrate, we're giving away 4 very cool controllers. If you're watching on Twitch, follow the directions you see on screen to enter for your chance to win. And you too can become a monster slayer with The Witcher 3 10th anniversary special edition controllers and celebrate the lasting legacy of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. These will include 3 elite controllers and 1 standard controller. The giveaway closes at the end of the show and winners will be contacted on Twitch. But these wonderful controllers aren't the only way to celebrate 10 years of The Witcher 3. The Witcher in Concert kicks off its grand world tour with an incredible immersive performance of live music and memories tonight here at Gamescom. And fans can now buy tickets for dozens of stops around the globe at thewitcher.com/concert. But for now, our broadcast continues with a good long look at LEGO Voyagers. Over to you, Charlie.
LEGO has been busy reinventing itself for, the last decade or so, and guess what? It isn't done yet. LEGO Voyagers looks to be an all-new concept for the brand, inviting 2 players to team up on a journey that fosters cooperation, creativity, and even giving space. So let's snap in and learn a whole lot more from my gracious guests, creative director Karsten Lund, design lead Jonas Haugersen, and tech lead Kasper Honningston-Lichtenberg. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. It's lovely to meet you and talk about LEGO Voyagers. But Karsten, I'm going to come to you first. I want to know a little bit about yourselves, your studio, and how Little Brick ticks.
Yeah, Lightbrick is a small independent studio based in Copenhagen, Denmark.
Yep.
And we've dedicated our creative lives to exploring the Lego brick in many different ways. Our first game was called Lego Builder's Journey, and that was about building with bricks. So that was the start of the show. Reconfiguring the level in ways. This second one, we want to take a step further. We want to go a little bit deeper to actually focus on being a brick. So Lego Voyagers is about being a Lego brick.
Yeah, when you say getting up close, Will, are you like in the studios just like really looking at the bricks going, I don't like this one, that one's shifty?
We do look a lot at bricks.
Yeah,
so we're inspired by the bricks and the shapes, and we have a lot of bricks in the studio and we build stuff, obviously, but this is digital, right? So the most important thing is that it feels intuitive and good to play.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, it's the iconic snap, as I said in the intro, in real life. So you need to try and match that feeling and that aesthetic in the game. And I'm sure we'll go on to talk about it. But I wanted to know, Karsten, also for you as well, tell us a little bit more about the game. So how we've translated that tactile feel of Lego into Voyagers itself. What's it about, and what makes it distinct from other Lego games we've seen in the past?
Lego Voyagers it's a co-op game, so it has to be played by 2 players.
It has to be played by 2 players. Interesting. Okay.
And it's a platformer. First and foremost, and then it's a puzzle game on top of that. So a puzzle platformer where you navigate the environment with the brick, and you have to solve different challenges along the way and build and have fun. Yeah, so that's basically the game.
Wonderful. And so we're looking a bit at it now. So can you set the scene of what we're looking at? We're playing as the red and the blue bricks, right? Do they have any other names, or is it just red and blue?
We just call them red and blue. You can name them any way you like. This is sort of the beginning of the game. We're playing around, trying to learn how to navigate the environment and attaching to the little...
that was so nice as well, that little snap-on that it does.
Yeah, exactly. So this is sort of part of the introduction and smoothly easing players into the experience and learning how to actually navigate. It is a little bit different. I mean, actually navigating with a single brick and all its capabilities is something nobody's tried before, right? And so it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's so intuitive once you get the hang of it.
Can you talk more about the capabilities that you've mentioned? Because at the moment I'm seeing a 1x1 brick. And what kind of stuff can you actually achieve as a 1x1 brick?
These bricks, obviously, they can tumble around like bricks do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we've all stood on a Lego brick. We know what it's like to see them tumbling around.
Exactly. So we needed to make the game physics-based, right? So you actually navigate around as a physical Lego brick will do, and then obviously a brick can attach to things and other interesting things.
Yeah. Oh, you're not going to give me any more than that, are you?
Maybe later.
Right, I see you. Jonas, we're going to come to you now because I'm not getting anything out of you anymore. I want to speak a little bit more about that cooperation and the collaboration that we spoke about before, it naturally having to be a 2-player game. So how and why is that key to this experience, and how does building something actually work in LEGO Voyagers?
Well, as a Lego brick, of course, we thought it obvious that you should be able to connect to other bricks. So
naturally,
that started basically. So being able to connect to other bricks should also mean that you have to build contraptions with these Lego bricks.
Oh, okay.
Of course, you can roll around with all these bricks as a big tower.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure. But you also have to overcome some challenges.
Exactly.
You also have challenges where you have to be a little more precise with what you're doing. So we made a specific mode for this. We call it building mode.
Okay.
You can see it here where the small figures
นี่ดูน่าเล่นนะ น่า
snap
เล่น
in
กับ
the
แฟ
grid
นอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
in movement. So it's a little more deliberate about your brick placement.
Absolutely. So we're watching
ฝั่ง
them
เว
build the
ที
bridge
คือโค
here.
ตรมัน
Does
เลยอะ
physics
มันกว่า
come
ฝั่ง
into
เราอี
play
ก
here? Is there a bit where you maybe built too crazy one way and they fall apart, or is it just naturally very easy going? You don't have to worry about physics and that.
Physics is in everything in this game, basically. So, I mean, even when you're in build mode, you're still a physical entity. You might be able to push the other player off the edge or stuff like that.
So you can be a little bit rude with a co-op then. It's not always good vibes.
Yes. And we have catapults, catapult building, where you have to propel the other player from the contraption you've built.
So it's not all building bridges, it's literally flinging each other as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, fantastic.
I like that you can see it actually.
Yeah.
เกมทำลายมิตรภาพหรือเปล่า ไม่น่านะ ไม่น่าทำลายนะ
Exactly, and then you have to rebuild
แต่มันดูน่าเล่นจริงๆ ดูแบบว่า
Oh, I see. So the puzzle here isn't trying to get more firepower, it's actually making the catapult slightly larger. And then how much of the environment are you able to pick up? Is it quite obvious which elements you can pick up and move around, or is it open to your interpretation and everything can go?
We've playtested it a lot. I don't think we've seen anyone being surprised that something is loose, something is like fixed. But every start you see in the environment is connectable.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Good stuff. So Carson, I'm going to go back to you here. While we're all working together and unleashing our creativity, is there going to be a story for us to follow as well? Or is it just a series of random puzzles that we're going to enjoy?
There is a story. Yes, there is. This is a story. I mean, it's like in Builder's Journey. We like to sort of. It's a non-verbal story, right? So we don't have any words. You have to sort of be part of interpreting a little bit. It's a story about friendship.
ฝั่งนี้ดูแบบว่าเนิบมากแต่ฝั่งนินจาไกเด้นคือมันมากเลย
Their only dream in life is to become astronauts.
Oh, that's
จะน่าขายเหรอ
A lot of bricks
ขายเร็ว
dream
จั
of
งอ่ะ
that, actually.
Are them in by themselves being astronaut or being part of a
โอ้เดือน
larger
หน้า
spaceship that gets
ช
sent
น
off
ใน
in
นี่ดิ
space?
ชน
Part of a
เดมอน
spaceship
เนี่ยอาจจะเล่นเดมอน
Yeah, so we follow them in this game. They watch these test launches, and one of the spaceship crashes, and they actually find a little cockpit that is still wiggling and alive. And their mission, they make it their mission to try and save him and send him back to space.
Beautiful.
And in that journey, a lot of stuff is going to happen to them. And then there's a little bit of a narrative of friendship, and when you share a common dream, sometimes you grow a little bit apart, and sometimes you have to find different ways of being connected. No pun intended.
Of course.
So we ask an open question about friendship, and hopefully players will finish this game and think about their friends and how they actually connect and how they stay friends.
Yeah, and with the storytelling, you've mentioned that there isn't nothing verbal going on from the main characters. How is that told by the story? Do you meet other characters that talk, or is it purely environmental storytelling and heartstrings music throughout?
Music is a very important factor.
Yeah.
And we have the same composer as in Builder's Journey, Henrik Lindstrand, composing.
Oh, wonderful. They smashed it the first time, bring them back.
Exactly, and he's been very meticulous about the scenes in the game and the emotions and the characters, so he's doing motifs that sort of tell a story along the way. So that's a very important part of storytelling. And then obviously the environmental storytelling, all of the objects and all the encounters you can
ดูแล้วโอเคเลย
slowly
เกมเพลย์
unravel
ของ
what's
นินจาไก
going
เด้น
to happen, right?
ดูดีกว่า
Until you,
โอ้โหอะไรวะเนี่ย
understand the full story.
Amazing. Is there like an onboarding experience for co-op partners? Maybe Casper, you could help me out with this one. Like,
ดูดิประกอบรวมร่างกันได้ด้วย
how does that work? How do the players work together against each other, etc.?
ดูสร้างสรรค์นะครับดูโอเคเลย
co-op experience and they have to
เห็นเปิดตัวตั้งแต่ซัมเมอร์เกมเฟสไอ้เกมเนี้ยเหรอหรอผมจำไม่ได้อะอ๋อเหรอมันเปิดตั้งแต่เกมเฟสแล้วเหรอ
So as you can see, you can also
spend
spend some time, just play around,
have some fun,
have some fun. You can make up games where you have to compete, but otherwise it's a collaborative experience.
Oh, so there is a competitive element to it in there, but mostly based on the gamers.
Mostly based on the gamers.
I see. Did you see much of that in the playtesting, Jonas, that you mentioned?
So much. I mean, we have an infamous spot where you can flip the other player into the water.
Okay.
We've seen like players spending minutes, very long time just flipping each other into the water. But the thing is, when you flip the other player into the water 5 times, you also have to get through the same thing. and then
oh, I
the other player
see.
can get the
Okay, and then it's their turn.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wonderful. And with co-op being such a
หมุ
focus
น
in
ทำ
the
ไมอ่ะ
game,
เอ้ยอ๋อ
was
หมุ
that
นเหวี่ยงตัวเอง
inspired by your own personal play with Lego, or was it something you just knew you wanted to make a co-op game, and that's where Lego came in perfectly?
น่าจะได้แค่2ครับเขาบอกแล้วว่าเป็น
I think
นะ
I think we've seen with
multiplayer
Builder's Journey, I think
adventure.
we've seen players want to play games together.
Yeah, two
Right?
player
Even though
tonnan
single player
ด้วย
games, they sit, they talk, they engage,
Yeah.
right? So we wanted to make something that
ล่วงไปแล้ว
playable together from the very get-go, right? And then we
ล่วง
just
ไปแล้ว
love co-op games, and
สง
this
สาร
whole
เลย
idea of playing and being creative is just so much more fun when you're doing it together with a friend, right?
Yeah,
So,
I totally agree.
yeah.
And it's nice we're seeing more couch co-op games come through in recent years as well. There's been some very successful, highly applauded one recently. So it's lovely to see that story keep going. So, Carson, question for you. This all looks really lovely, naturally. So the question you probably knew was going to be coming from me, which is, when are we actually going to get our hands on the game?
Very soon.
Yeah.
Very soon. I think if you're here on Gamescom, you can just go to booth 8, the Lego stand, and try a demo of
มัน
it.
จะมี
Just
เดโม
over
ให้ล
there,
อง
in
นะ
case anyone's watching, wondering where the map is,
Eh.
just through that door.
แล้วทางเรามีให้ลอง
But
ไหมอ่ะ
if you
สำหรั
are
บ
not
คน
here,
ที่
you
ไม่
will
ได้
have
อ
to
ยู่
wait to September 15th, which
Okay.
is not very long.
Not that far at all.
Yeah.
It's a couple of weeks, really.
Exactly. That's when the game will be out. So
Beautiful. Is
Yeah.
there anywhere else we can look to find more information on LEGO Voyages before it comes out? I don't know if you've got any more news on the way you need to talk about before it launches.
I think there's a website, legovoyages.com, and
Yeah.
that'll direct you everywhere and find, yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Lightbrick
Yeah,
team. You're all a
anywhere,
wonderful
yeah.
bunch, and this game looks absolutely stunning. And folks home, don't forget to wishlist LEGO Voyages today, so you'll be ready when it drops, as you said, September 15th. And speaking of taking legendary creativity brands
Okay,
in
na,
brand new
ได้
gameplay directions, you
ดือนกัน
are
ยา
about
วัน
to
ที่
witness
15
the world premiere
มา
of
เร็ว
an
วันที่
upcoming open world survival crafting game with a, I'll call it a decidedly Studio Ghibli aesthetic. Check it
กด
out.
วิดลิสต์ไปแล้วเรียบร้อย เกมอะไรอ่ะเหมือนนีโนคู่นี้เลยอ่ะ
Rampant pollution has depleted the world's resources.
ไม่น่าเล่น
And
อ่ะ
only
อัน
your
นี้น่า
moving
เล่น
house and its mysterious power can cleanse the pollution. In this world, you will meet Kororu, whose hot-tempered personality
ย้าย
masks
บ้า
a
นได้เหรอ
secretly
เดิน
warm
มีบ้านเดิน
heart.
ตามเหรอเนี่ยใครแบบว่า
And
รีบกลับ
collect
บ้าน
resources
เพราะอะไรกลัวบ้านเดินหนีไปไหนก็นี่ได้เห็นบ้านเดินจริงๆนะ
craft items for survival
เฮ้ยอันนี้ดูดีอันนี้ดูน่าเล่นเลย
gather
เกมอะไร
oddlings
อ่ะ
and decorate your settlement. You'll face danger on every step of your journey and riddles to test your wits.
ภาพสไตล์นีโนคู่นี้เลยอ่ะ
But in
น่าเล่น
Boomwalker,
มาก
your companions have your back. Kettle Kid, a fiery pot of purification, and the moving house that you
เก
travel
มนี้
the
ต้อง
world
ไป
with.
พี่เคชอบภาพแบบนี้
Don't forget the oddlings that help you on your adventure. Hi, I will be your guide during this dev gameplay walkthrough. First, let's follow the house as we look for a place to anchor it. If you stick close to the moving house, you won't take any damage, and the forest will begin to be
ปิดลิสต์ไว้ก่อน
purified.
เลย
Seems like this is the best place to anchor the house.
ไม่ขึ้นไว้
If you activate the anchoring device, you can purify the surrounding
ปิด
area.
ลิสต์ไว้ก่อนเลยอ๋อเปิดแมปได้ด้วย
Let's purify the forest. You can find uncontaminated ingredients in the purified area.
ไม่เจอไม่เจอหาไม่เจอ
But there are also fruits like apples that you have to climb a tree or shoot them down.
อะไรวะ
Let's toss those tasty
น่าเล่น
looking
น่าเล่นน่าเล่น
ingredients into Kettle
อันนี้
Kid.
น่าเล่น
The oddlings will then help stir them just right so they cook a delicious soup. Look, this purification crystal is the key to purifying the world's pollution.
โอ้โหปีนเนอะปีนขึ้นไปทำอะไรนะ
When you put it in the purifier, you can see the purification gauge fill up. The purification gauge is now full. Let's operate the purifier. Oddling statue. There's something new up ahead in that glowing area. Oh, it's an oddling statue. Look here. Don't the colors of the orb and the pedestal seem to match?
ลูกแก้วพวกนี้ทำอะไรได้เป็น
Oh, one of the orbs is missing. Maybe it's on top of that mushroom.
วิธี
If
การ
you
เล่า
put
เหมื
the
อน
orb
นี่เลย
here in the spot from before,
การ์ตูนอังกฤษอ่ะการ์ตูนฝรั่งแบบ
Wow
พวกดอลลาร์
a
อะไร
bunch
เงี้ย
of new oddlings have
ที่แบบ
appeared.
อธิบายหมดเลยว่าเราจะต้องทำอะไรเด็กคนนี้ทำอะไรหรืออะไรเป็นเหมือนเป็นเสียงสวรรค์น่ะ
Invader Pelicani cleanup. Let's take our new friends home. Wait, what's happening? Oh no!
เอ้ยโดนกินเอ้ยน้องไม่นะเอ้ยตายแล้วน้องโดนกินขบวนแตกแล้วอย่าบอกเราต้องสู้เหรอ
Too dangerous.
มีสู้นะมีบอสไฟท์นะ
So let's chase it away with a slingshot. Building a
ฝั่ง
set.
เกมคอมจบแล้วครับ
We have a lot
เหมื
of
อนจะเป็นวัน
oddlings
ที่
now.
21แล้วนะ
There
ฝั่ง
doesn't
เกม
seem
คอ
to
ม
be
จบ
enough
แล้ว
houses for all of them. There also seem to be some oddlings exhausted from overwork. We better build more facilities for the oddlings. This looks like a
น้อง
good
น่ารักมาก
spot.
เลยอ่ะ
Let's relocate the cluttered storage box.
คนน่าสง
Place
สาร
the
เลยตอนโดน
sunbed
นก
next
กิน
to
อ่ะ
it.
น่ารักมีเดินด้วยโอ้ย้ายของแล้วแบบสิ่งของจะเดินไป นี่น่ารักอ่ะ
We filled enough purification gauges to restore the
Boom breaker,
entire mushroom
boom
forest
walker
we
ใช่ไหม
explored. This was just a taste of the amazing world of Bloomwalker. We look forward to seeing you create your own story.
ผมจะเข้าไปกดวิดลิสต์อยู่แต่มันไม่มีอ่ะ ลง Xbox PC Xbox Series
Well,
XS
some survival scenarios are a bit more dire than others, and if Project Bloomwalker is set to be a beautiful but challenging walk in the park, then Dying Like the Beast is a long march down a ruined highway to hell. The latest installment aims to blaze a new trail for the beloved zombie apocalypse franchise. And here to introduce us to the Beast are Dying Light franchise director Timon Smektala and Q&A analyst Aaron Tulsi with some live gameplay. This is so exciting. Welcome to the show and welcome to Gamescom, guys.
Hello, Bex.
Hello. How has your Gamescom been so far for both of you?
It's my first time, so very, very exciting. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, busy, crazy, and lots of fun.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, you've got some live gameplay for us, so can you show us what you've got?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very exciting.
Yes, let's start the demo. And the mission that we have here, of course, it's Dying Like the Beast, right? So it's going to be scary, going to be full of zombies, full of open world exploration, parkour, many fighting. And the mission that we have here is actually quite funny one because it's one of the side missions from the game, and it starts with a very classic Dying Light dilemma. There's like a small group of survivors struggling to survive, live to another day, hiding in the town hall here, and suddenly the water source is gone. Like there are no water in the taps, and like they don't know what happened. Like is something trying to hurt them? Maybe something is wrong. Maybe something is trying to get rid of them from this place because they want to take over. So it's kind of like a classic Dying Light problem. But then there are some twists, there are some turns, there's some mystery to uncover. Probably we will not see all of it here, but let's just give it a go and let's see how far we can go.
Let's see what we uncover. That is one of my favorite things from the previous games, when you have this little hub community kind of safe space for most part, and then you do have to go out and protect them or gain friendships as well as take on the challenges outwards.
And that's exactly what Kyle Crane is doing because like that's the side mission, but also the basics, right? So you play as Kyle Crane. And that's a very unique, very special type of a hero for a survival horror game because he's not only the master survivalist, like he's not only able to survive as long as he wants in this difficult, challenging environment, but in this game he also has access to a set of very special, very powerful beast-like abilities, which really allow him to kind of unleash all of the rage, all of the everything that he has in it. And like the tagline for the game is that they were trying to break him, but they created a beast. And why they were trying to break him? Because he was captured by this guy named the Baron. Baron is a crazy scientist who's trying to achieve something very, very sinister. And Baron was experimenting on Kyle for a number of years. Kyle manages to break out so they didn't break him. And now he's ready to unleash his wrath. He's ready to take revenge. But for that, he needs some help. And that help comes from the people that live in this beautiful valley that we see on the screen right now. This is the valley. The region is called Castor Woods.
Okay.
It's modeled after Swiss Alps, like little touristy towns in Swiss Alps.
คือมันเป็น
Lots of nature, lots of
คือ
very
อันนี้ไม่รู้
beautiful
คอนเซป
vistas.
ต์นะ
But of course, this one
แต่ว่า
has lots of zombies in it.
จำได้ว่าเป็นแบบว่า
exactly. I mean, if there was a zombie
ตอน
apocalypse,
เช้า
I'd probably go
จะ
to the Swiss Alps as well.
ไม่ค่อยมีอะไรใช่ไหม
Of course, but
แล้วก็กลาง
of
คืน
course,
คือโหดเลย
like the
ใช่ไหม
high
เกมนี้
season for
ไม่เคยเล่น
zombies is there all the time. And actually, what we have here, so the town in the middle of the map is actually built to be almost like a parkour paradise. We really wanted to squeeze as much as possible out of this location, so players are able to seamlessly showcase all of their parkour skills, jump, run, wall run, slide, connect all of that together. How are you feeling? Do you want to fight some zombies?
แบบว่า ฟรีรันนิ่งแบบเจอผีเจอผีแบบฟรีรันนิ่งได้อะไรอย่างงี้ใช่ไหมเราในเกมจะเน้นที่ฟรีรันนิ่งเลยใช่ไหม
Yeah, absolutely. So Dying Light was built on parkour, right? Like we have when we started working on the series,
นั่นคือซอมบี้
we
จะโห
actually
ด โอ
asked
เค
David Bell, who's the grandfather of parkour. He's the inventor of modern parkour, to help us to share his insights, his expertise. We got him in our studio. We mock up his moves. We asked him to basically tell us how close we are to reality. Because one thing about Dying Light is we always put a lot of emphasis on immersion. We really want to make players feel like they are part of this world, like they are the character there. Come on, Aaron! Like the whole QA department is
ตายเลย อะไรวะ
It's a lot of pressure for like.
It's all part of the.
ผมว่าจะตายบ่อยตรงนี้มากกว่าไม่ได้ตายบ่อยเพราะผี
But I think it's worth saying that this is like you might look at the game, you might look at the screenshots and think, oh, okay, I see a machete, I see a guy, I see some zombies. It's just easy peasy. I go slash to zombies. Absolutely not. This is a survival game. This is a thinking man's survival game. So you constantly have to be on your toes. You constantly have to think like a survivor to survive. Even if you are as a good player as Aaron, you have to look at every step that you take.
It happens to the best of us.
And I can understand why Aaron is nervous. Like before coming here, we had a conversation that actually the whole QA team from which Aaron is, they were aware that he will be playing, so they are watching right now, putting extra pressure on the guy.
I kept it quiet and it was.
Yeah, but don't worry.
Aaron, you're doing amazing.
Thank you.
And by the way, if I just made using the opportunity, let's just wave to our QA guys because they are really putting a lot of work into this. They are the most important part of the dev in this very final stretches of the production because we have basically just 4 weeks from releasing the game.
So excited.
So very close. Actually, maybe we can loot some stuff, right?
Yeah. I think it's a good chance here.
Xbox Game Pass มีไหม
I love this layout so far. I mean, the town itself feels a little bit on the less living and breathing side of things for now, but it still feels so realistic, as if I've actually felt those textures and been in places like this before.
So actually this is something that we are very proud about because like the whole world has been handcrafted by our level artists, and not only handcrafted but also they've managed to put a lot of Easter eggs, in jokes into the world. So like the posters you see there, like they have even scanned some of the items that they have in their homes, in their houses, and kind of brought them into like the virtual versions here in the game. I'm not sure we'll see that, but for example, there's a blanket like with a lion.
We might get a chance.
Yeah, we might get a chance to see that. So actually, that's a blanket that was scan taken from grandma of one of our artists, and in a way to kind of honor her and put something very real into the game. We have the blanket and a lot of other different items. The whole map has been created by hand by our artists. That's why it feels so immersive. It feels real, like every square inch is different.
Yeah,
แต่ก็ดูแบบ
really
ดู
put
น่าสนใจ
heart
นะ
and soul
น่าสนใจ
into it.
เก
I
ม
mean,
พาร์ทไม่มี
the
จบ
second
แหละ
game, obviously, it's in
จ
the
บเลย
title, Dying Light 2 Stay Human. So I think that's been one of my favorite parts
ที่ปาพูดงี้ผมก็จบ
of
เลย
Dying Light games, is it's set aside from other games
โอ้โห
like that
โหด
because
ว่ะ
it feels so realistic. And,
realistic also in the representation.
เอ้ยแอคชั่นดูไม่แบบไม่น่า
Representation,
หงุด
of
หงิด
course.
เลย
So another thing about Dying Light, aside from parkour, of course, it's a melee combat-focused game with lots of brutality, lots of gore. I think that's something something that's very important in a zombie
การ
genre.
ขยับ
You really need to
การ
show
ต
the
อบสนอง
guts.
เขา
You
ดู
really
แบบ
need to
ดู
show
ดี
the
มากเลย
blood. You really need to show the kind of the brain being exposed, the cuts being cut, heads being cut. I'm not sure how much of it can we show because I think the previous games were a little bit on the family-friendly side.
มาพร้อมกับมีดคู่ใจ
But that's also a good thing because Aaron is having fun because he knows how to play the game. He spent hundreds of hours in it. But again, this is a game where you see zombies, you don't just run at them and slash them. Like you really want to make
โอ้โห
sure that
มึงลงมาเจอผีพอดีเลย
whatever
ฟุก
you do
เกิน
makes sense, that you don't take
ฟันมัน
unnecessary risks. Oh, that's a nice thing. Actually, maybe it's also worth mentioning that a lot of our combat in Dying Light the Beast is created using physics and
อย่าให้มันได้เกิดอย่ามันเลย
if we have animations that are super short just to represent what happens with the enemy that you are
สะใจเหมือนเล่นเองเลยเมื่อกี้
like you can go
โอ้โหจังหวะ
you
โดน
will
แพลต
encounter
ฟอร์มเนี่ย
hundreds
อย่าง
of
แก้เลย
zombies here, but every fight with a zombie is different because the reaction is always different. Sometimes he hits an obstacle, sometimes he hits another zombie. There's
โอ้โหแม่งคุกเข่านึกว่า
cool
โอ้
emerging
ไม่ลบ
moments.
Yeah. You were speaking about some of the melee weapons that we've used already, like we've had machetes and all sorts. What sort of weapons can we find in the world of Dying Light?
There's more than 100 melee weapons and of course the classic stuff for the genre. So I don't know, gas pipes,
มีโยนระเบิดด้วย
crowbars, machetes, hammers, axes, wrenches, things that you can basically
อันนี้
find
ผมค่อน
all
ข้าง
around
จะนั่น
you.
นิดนึงนะผมไม่เคยเล่นภาคแรกเลยครับ
If you dig deep enough and that's a very important
มันเลยอะไรหลายๆอย่าง
like
ก็เลย
the
แบบ
beast,
ดู
that
แบบ
there are lots
ค่อน
of
ข้างใหม่
secrets that you can actually
ไม่ได้แบบว่า
uncover
มันไม่ได้แบบว่า
if you
ใหม่ถึง
dig
แบบว่า
enough.
ระบบเกม
You
เพล
can
ย์ใหม่
find
หรืออะไร
weapons
นะ
like
แต่แค่แบบว่า
medieval swords,
ไม่รู้อะไรเกี่ยวกับมันเลยอะไรเงี้ย
visual
เฟิร์ส
creations
อิมเพรส
of
ชั่น
the
กับ
survivors.
กับ
So
การดู
really
มัน
a
สุ
lot
ด
of
ๆเลย
very
ส
fancy
ตรีมแล้วราคา
looking
169 บาท
fancy
ถูกๆ
working
แล้ว
and
เกมภาคแรกมัน
effective
ไกลมาก
weapons
แล้วสิ
that are really a lot of
ระยะ
fun
เวลา
to
ห่าง
play.
กันน่า
I
จะ
like
เยอะ
the
อยู่
sound of
แพง
a medieval sword.
Oh,
That
that's
sounds
good.
pretty badass,
Yeah.
to be fair. Do you guys have favorites? What's your
Wow.
favorite weapon of
Samurai,
choice?
samurai
The
sword.
Samurai swords, like a classic.
It's probably a boring answer, but
โอ้
yeah.
โหอย่างเย
But
อะ
for me
โอ้โห
actually,
มีชุด
like,
ด้วย
for me actually it's a flamethrower.
ตีไม่เข้าอีก
You to
เออ
Dying Light the Beast.
เหมือน
So
ได้
for some
นี่เลย
reason,
Dead
like,
Dead
even
Island เลย
though we are making zombie games, we didn't have a flamethrower before. So
นี่
Dying Light the
เสียบ
Beast,
หัว
aside
ให้
from the melee weapons and a big focus on firearms as well.
มือเขาแบบ
because
พัน
there's a
ในนี้
number
ด้วย
of
นะ
new weapons. So
พันลวด
flamethrower,
อะ
grenade launcher, saw blade launcher, and
เอา
a
ปามีดเหรอ
number of additional hidden
โอ้
stuff that you will have
เอ
to
อมันเหมือน Dead
find out to
Island
play
กับ
the
ทุก
game.
อย่างเลยแค่แบบ
We
ว่า
are now
แค่
living
แบบ
the
เป็น
time,
เป็นฟรีแลนซ์
we are now living the town, and
หน้า
actually
สับ
that's
อา
an
วุธคือ
example
ใช่
of
เล
one
ย
of the open world activities.
เหมือน Dead Island 2 มากเลย
Places like this spread
โอ้ย
all over
จะไม่
the
รอด
world
แล้วจะ
with
ตายแล้ว
which you can interact. If you manage to survive, Aaron.
นี่งัดหน้าไปที
Your whole team is
Survival
working.
horror. I'm demonstrating exactly what we want.
ตรงไป
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
Topic.
true. So, like military combos like this, if you manage to kill
เออ
all of the
เออ
infected here, or if you manage to
จะรอดไหมเนี่ย
outsmart
ไม่
them,
รอดแล้วมั้ง
because
เนี่ย
that's also an option. You can, for example, use a decoy, draw
ภาค
them
แรก
to
10 ปี
like
แล้ว
away from this
โอ้โห
place,
ไกล
and then
ไกลอ
try
ยู่
to
ไกล
loot
ไกล
it.
มาก
That's
ไกล
a
มาก
very good place to find some ammo for your firearms. And as I said, firearms have really
โอ้ย
received
นั่น
a lot of
โอ้ตัวใหญ่ขอ
love
งถิ่น
from
ว่ะ
us
มี
as
เจ้าถิ่นด้วยเหรอ
developers in Dying Light
เจ้า
the
ถิ่น
Beast.
มา
He's a bit too big for now, I think, this guy, right?
Yeah, this one, yeah,
โอ้
like
โหนี่แบบ4 ทุ่มอะคือแบบ
Biscuit, you
ขอบ
already
คุณ
like
คน
one.
ดูทุกคนมากนะที่แบบว่า
Been playing with
ดู
fire.
แบบ
Like the guys at
ยาวนานนะ
Bagatoma are making
นี่ไลฟ์เรา
bets,
2
like,
ชั่ว
will
โม
he
งกว่าแล้ว
die
อะ
Yeah.
Oh. So firearms
แต่ก็ยังมี
is
คน
a
มา
little
คุย
bit
กัน
more
คุย
of
เล่น
a
กันเรื่อยๆ
focus
นะ
on
Yes,
range?
absolutely.
อันนี้ขอบคุณ
Maybe
ท่าน
we
ผู้ช
could
มจาก
actually
ใจ
use the rifle. What do you think? It will get messy because the thing about firearms is they make a lot of noise.
Got you.
So as soon as you
มี
start
ปืน
shooting,
ด้วย
there's
ฮะ
a chance that the virals, the fast-moving zombies will come. Actually, I think there's one guy over there.
Let's go inside.
Yeah, let's
Safer.
try to
Oh.
hide. Like, we'll see if that works.
Safer
Inside object
oh my
area
God.
คืออะไรอ่ะ
Relatively. Let's
A
say.
little bit
แบ
like
บว่า
it's
เคลียร์
never
พื้น
safe
ที่
in
นี้
the
แล้ว
world
จะได้
of
ของ
Dying Light.
ต่อ
Like what I like to say is that it's actually one of the most dense open worlds out there because basically every part of the map is something where you play the game, where you do some kind of
ไม่ใช้แล้วอาวุธประชิดปืนแล้วเนี่ยตอนเนี้ย ปืนรัวๆเลย
buttons like you're trying to get somewhere, you make decisions where you want to go. Combat the same, you get surrounded, suddenly there's a group coming from one direction, group from the other. Constantly something is happening, like you are never bored. It's very intense, very dense experience.
That sounds really cool. A lot to explore and discover, and every kind of trip outside of the safe zone is probably not going to be exactly the same as before.
Yeah, so Dying Light was built out of emergent moments, and we actually we did fight with some of the guys with the tanks, for example, right? But actually we didn't trigger them, so maybe if there's an opportunity. But
โอ้มันดังนี้เลยอ่ะโคตรน่าเกลียดเลย
that's a nice thing.
ก็ไม่ชอบเลย
Or maybe we can keep the.
I think there's some better.
ตอนผมเล่นDead Island เนี่ยผมโดนดักไงผมช็อกตายเลยนะเกือบแบบจะเลิกเล่นแล้วอ่ะตอนนั้นพี่ปาล์มชวนพี่ปาล์มแบบว่าแนะนำว่าลองเล่นว่าแบบว่าเล่นDead Islandกันไหมตอนนั้นอ่ะแล้วทีเนี้ยมันก็จะมีด่านโอ้มันมีกายล่างด้วยอ่ะเหมือนDead Islandทุกอย่างเลยคือมันเป็นแบบว่าฉากแบบว่าอุ้ยมันฉีกตัวเลยเหรอวะโหดมากโอ้ยมีหัวเลยอ่ะคืองี้มันจะมีช่วงหนึ่งที่แบบว่าพี่ปาล์มเขาชวนผมไปเล่นDead Islandใช่ไหมแต่ช่วงแรกมันต้องเล่นคนเดียวอ่ะมันมีจังหวะหนึ่งอย่างนั้นเลยเปิดประตูเข้าไปผีแม่งพุ่งเข้าใส่แล้วผมตกแพ้อะไรก็จับสแกร์ก็เลยจะแบบจะแบบช็อกหรืออึ้งไปเลยอะไรเงี้ยแทบเลิกเล่นถ้าเกิดแบบว่าอีกนิดนึงไม่ได้โฟออกคือผมเลิกเล่นไปแล้วนะDead Island
even the zombies like if you are into zombies it's good to make a pause or go into photo mode and try to see how detailed the models are, especially when you do some damage to them. We have increased significantly the number of places on their bodies which you can damage. Like when you cut a limb, you can cut it in 3 different places.
ดูแล้วน่าจะดีกว่าพูดยากเหมือนกันจะไม่ได้เล่นเนี่ย
broken places on. Yeah, let's try to. That.
โอ้โหเหยียบหัวบี้เลย
I saw earlier when you just left someone crawling because you cut his leg off, so that was quite mean for that poor zombie.
แต่ Dead Island น่ะ
nice play.
ที่ผมไม่ชอบคือไอ้นี่คืออาวุธไอ้เนี่ยเป็นของเสริมที่เราให้แบบว่าสลับแล้วใช้โยนได้อะผมรู้สึกว่ามันไม่จำเป็นต้องเปลี่ยนอะไรขนาดนั้นรู้สึกเป็นแบบว่าเป็นฟังก์ชันให้เราแบบมีคีย์ลัดให้เราสับเองจะรู้สึกน่าจะแบบอาจจะดูแฮปปี้กับการเล่นมากกว่านี้ตอน Dead Island 2นะโอ้โหนาวิเกเตอร์เขาดีนะ
So the freedom is open.
ภาคแรกก็มีรถให้ขับไหม
Yeah, I like the tactic of running away. That's my favorite tactic.
Yes. But that's also like that's your choice, right? And again, like vehicles, another thing that's new to the beast. Actually, maybe we can also show the FPP, right? Because you can drive from that perspective.
ชนไปแล้วเรียบร้อยตัวแหกเลยโหดมาก
So it is like it's nice to rush, roam through zombies, blast through zombies with your vehicle.
ดูชิลมากเลยเพลงที่มันเปิด
Armageddon vibes, but again, like a little.
มีในDLC มีใช่ไหมแต่ว่าจะขับรถนี่คือมีตั้งแต่ภาคแรกแล้ว
So, like you need to think about how damaged your vehicle is, or.
And the gas. We're about to run out of gas.
Exactly, doesn't have gas. So I think we are slowly running out of gas. So.
Got to find a gas station.
Exactly. I'm not sure they're still working. You know?
Oh man. So with our new vehicles and things, is there different areas that we can explore around the world then?
No, so actually we decided to choose this one because it fits the environment most, right? So I don't know when you get up, maybe let's just have a nice look around the place. So
taking the view, I love that.
Yeah, taking the view, and we'll talk about vehicles. So we have chosen those off-road pickups because they fit the environment most. We didn't see that much of it yet, but the road is actually quite varied. We have the town in the middle, we have an industrial park, we have swamps, we have mountains with hiking trails, we have farm fields, so a lot of very uneven terrain. So off-road pickups seem to be most fitted to this kind of environment. So yes, you are driving that vehicle. There might be some things hidden, but I'm not spoiling that too much. But then you're also able to customize the visuals of the vehicle a little. So there's still quite. Oh, I think that's the blanket that I was.
Yeah. This was.
So this is actually the real blanket that you can find in one of our level artists' grandmothers.
นอนได้
playtest, some guy met me.
รอจนกระทั่งกลางคืนหรือว่ารอจนเช้าได้มีที่นอนอะไรอย่างเงี้ยด้วย
That's so wholesome. So there we go.
แสดงว่ามีอันนี้น่าจะเป็นสิ่งที่มีตั้งแต่ภาคแรกแล้ว
to go into the night part because we might do that. but
I'm ready
a
if you
word
guys
of
are.
a word of warning.
ไม่หรอกเกมแนวนี้มันไม่ใช่
Like
ช้อยหลัก
Dying
ผม
Light
ไม่ใช่สายหลัก
generally, let's maybe look at some vista before us.
นอน
Okay,
ซะแล้ว
let's go to the night. So what happens is
เฮ้ยไหน
that
อยากเห็นตอนกลาง
Dying
คืน
Light
นะเนี่ย
basically is a game of two halves. The day part that we have just experienced, if you are a good
โอ้
player,
โห
you
นี่ตอนก
are
ลาง
in
คืนนะ
control. You know what to do, like you know how to behave. You will
บรรยากาศ
kind
แย่
of
มาก
find
เลย
your
อะ
way around in this apocalypse. But the night part is something completely different. What happens is the volatiles, and I will scare you a little, so kind of sit tight. The volatiles,
ไอ้
like the
ตกใจทำไมเล่า
monsters, the apex predators, the kings of
ต
the
กใจ
night, they
ตาม
are
ด้วย
coming
เลย
out. They are roaming the whole place. And with those guys, you don't fight with them. Like when you see them,
อยู่ๆดึง
you try
ฉากกัน
to
แบบ
run away
แพ้
as quickly as possible. Okay, maybe at the end of the game,
ไอ้เราก็
where
แบบ
your
โอ้โห
beast mode is fully
ขี้
charged,
กลัวซะด้วย
you have unlocked all of the skills for the character because
ตาย
there's
ไหม
like
เนี่ย
a big skill tree of various beast skills that you unlock.
อ๋อจะมีส
If
กิ
you
ล
are
ส
kind
กิล
of
เปิด
fully
แมปอยู่
formed beast mode Kyle Crane, you can fight with them, but without that,
ในสตรีมถ้า
it's
สน
really
ใจ
really scary. So maybe we can actually try to sneak
ดูก่อนแล้วกัน
upon
นะ
those guys that
เกม
are
เทียบ
so
เล
we
ย
see them
ตอน
from
เนี้ย
close.
เกมเทียบเลย
We'll go sneaky beaky.
You can
Oh,
see
มี
where they
เสียงกรี๊ดด้วย
are
เหรอ
if you use the survivor sense. So that's like a special senses of Kyle Crane where we can see the threats
ทุกวันนี้
and
เล่นเก
be
มไม่ทัน
aware of
แล้ว
the
Yeah,
threats
they're
around
already on to
him.
me.
But it seems the volatiles are everywhere. Maybe actually what
ผม
we
มันเห็น
could do
มันเห็นหรือเปล่ามันกรี๊ดรัวๆเหรอ
That's scary.
There's so many.
Yeah.
So yeah, this new kind of sensor to see the volatiles.
เขารู้แล้วเนี่ยเขารู้ตัวแล้ว
All of the threats, but I think actually okay. So the chase has started. They are all
โอ้ย
but now like it will get super difficult because
โดนพุ่ง
the
เข้าใส่
guys
รัวๆเลย
the
ไหวไหมเนี่ย
regular biters, the regular zombies, they you know they're just zombies,
They're
right?
fine,
So.
yeah.
So
เอ้
you
ยจุด
can
แดง
avoid
ๆ
them,
คือ
you
อะไร
can
อ่ะ
jump over them
ต้องมีแบบ
basically.
อะไรแน่เลย
With volatiles,
อุ้ย
they're chasing you. They're right behind you. It's actually good to look behind
มี
you.
เอเลี่ยน
from time to
แปลก
time.
ๆด้วย
They're
โอ้ย
also they're basically better at parkour than you are, so they can really
Oh.
grab you.
ตัวอ่อนไม่ใช่ โอ้ย
Oh my gosh! So
อุ้ย
you
มัน
have
มัน
to
แบบ
try and
เป็นแสดงว่าไอ้
outrun
สีแดง
them
ข้าง
for
บนนั่นก็
now,
คือ
so
แบบมี
we've,
เป็นเหมือนแบบคล้ายๆแบบจุดเตือนว่ามันจะแย่ขึ้นเรื่อยๆอย่างเงี้ยเหรอ
Don't fancy my odds
ผี
very
รู้
much.
ตัวเท่าไหร่
Probably try.
So what you can see at the top of the screen, the red bar shows you
Oi.
the intensity of the chase.
ผมเล่นคน
So
เดียว
we
ไม่ได้
are
หรอก
basically in the middle of how intense it can be.
what happens when it gets full level?
You're gone basically. Like it's time to restart the game. Yes.
ก็คิดดูผมแบบกลัวผีขนาดที่แบบว่า Dead Island น่ะผมให้
What
เขาตามเดิน
other
หน้าตลอดเลย
abilities
ระ
can
บ
we
บ
see
ตามหลัง
from Kyle's kind of
กลัว
beast
มาก
mode abilities as
So
well?
actually, the beast mode will be very helpful right now because when you are in the beast mode, you can run faster, you can jump higher. That's actually a very good way of escaping those volatiles.
Die now.
So they're laughing at you again, right?
No.
Okay, but just to finish the thought.
เกลียดสุดคือแบบ
let's
ไอ้
go
ที่
back
มัน
to the game
ถือ
and
หน้ากากมาแห่นั่นแหละโคตรน่าเกลียด
So what happens is that again the volatiles. What happens
โชว์
is
จาก
that
หน้า PC
as they're chasing you, the beast mode, you get a number of combat skills that you, of course, it's mostly
Dying
for
Light the
combat.
Beast.
But then when you are running, when you are
เกมดูแบบน่า
parkouring,
เล่นดี
they allow you to jump faster, jump higher, run faster, be able to
jump
reach
faster,
places that
run
are
faster,
unreachable
run
to
faster,
regular
and then
human
take
beings,
technique.
right? So
เดี๋ยวเป็นตัวซอมบี้
what's important then is that at some point of the game, you are able to actually control the beast mode a little bit more. At the beginning, sometimes the rage just overwhelms you, but then as you progress into the game, you get full control of it. You can trigger it whenever you want, and then you can use that to actually reach places, find secrets that you would not be able to do when you are in the human form of Kyle Crane. And again, that opens a new kind of way of exploring the map. And
แม่งเลยเอ้าหมุน
a new way
Oh,
of
ตกใจหมด
interacting with the world.
โอเคได้ละ
Do you have a favorite biome from the game that you like? You were speaking about kind of swamp areas. Do you like the pretty
โคตรเกลียดเลย
cities
แม่ง
or
เล
the
ยวันนี้แบบ
hills as
โค
well?
ตรไม่ชอบเลย
we
นี่
have
แม่
a
ง
really
แห่
nice storm weather
กลัวจริง
presets.
นะ
I like the I guess it's the industrial this area when it's stormy.
ด้านหลัง
It's,
เขาเล่นกล่าวให้
it's
ดู
very
เลย
atmospheric, very
Actually,
nice.
the weather is like I would say the weather is very nice, but it's not like literally true because the weather tends to be very rainy and stormy from time to time and very gloomy. But it's nice because we have really spend a lot of technical resources on making sure it really looks very, very real. So it rains and you feel like it's raining and that you are there. So and my favorite biome, I would say, is the farm fields.
Okay.
So, but not when it's raining, because when it's raining, it's actually not that good. What I like is farm fields in full sun. Like you see, like how yellow the grain is. It's really very beautiful to look at.
Love that. Well, can you tell me a little bit about? I'm really excited to dive into more of the survival kind of element, but what should players watching at home be excited for Dying Light? What about the story and more about the game that you want people to be excited about?
I think it's the best Dying Light game that we have ever created. So for the fans, I think it's sold already. But if you have not played Dying Light before, if you have not heard about Dying Light before, absolutely don't be afraid. Be afraid of the volatiles, but don't be afraid to test the game. You will get all of the things that make Dying Light a very special combination. It's a mix of open world and survival horror. It has top of the class parkour, top of the class melee combat, day and night cycle that changes the game as you play, and a very, very emotional, very interesting narrative. I think you will really feel something. You will feel the pain of Kyle Crane, how they were trying to break him, like all of the wrongdoings that happened to him. And then when he gets free, and you will also get free in the game, and you get a chance, you shot at revenge, it will really be very cathartic. You will feel how good it is to unleash this power in the game.
Well, I can't wait. I had so much fun playing Dying Light Stay Human co-op as well, so I'm really looking forward to maybe jumping into this one.
Absolutely, co-op is also supported. You can play with 4 friends in co-op. I can actually give you this mask and 3 more, so you can play the masks.
We can play the mask.
Exactly. And co-op is like another layer of fun. The interactions, the measured moments are squared compared to what happens when you play it alone. Alone is a very focused, very atmospheric experience. In co-op, it's just all-out fun. You, your friends, and lots of zombies around.
Love it. Well, do you know what? I'm going to come straight over to your guys' booth here at Gamescom and maybe get a whirl, please. As long as you guys play with me, so it won't be scared. That'd be great.
Sure.
What can we look forward to from Dying Light the Beast?
Exciting bit. Dying Light the Beast releases in 4 weeks, September 19th. So it's excitement all over the place. PC, PS5, Xbox Series S and X. We can't wait for you to play the game.
Amazing. I can't wait either. Timon, Aaron, thank you so much for showing me a little bit about Dying Light the Beast. I can't wait to play more.
Thank you.
But for you guys at home, don't forget to pre-order your copy today. Now then, the Xbox Gamescom broadcast continues with some more trailers, including a world premiere trailer for a game that uses deck building as a metaphor for cooking to whip up something entirely unique. Then we'll hear from Double Fine's Tim Schafer about their new opus Keeper. And don't forget, we've still got World of Warcraft and Call of Duty updates toward the end of the day, and not to mention some news on a little indie game, and that's INDY, not INDIE.
INDY.
Morning. Nice day for
นี่เกม
fishing.
เหรอ เกมตกปลาเปิด19กันเปิดได้ทีเริ่ม19กันยาใช่ไหมนึกถึงไอ้นี่เลยเทอร์เรียแต่เป็นตกปลาฮะเอาเบ็ดไปสู้กับบอส What โอ้แต่ภาพโคตรเมเปิลเลย Night Day for Fishing Coming to 2025
here in Palo Pori.
เกมไล่ปะ
But beyond the wall, something has begun to stir.
เปิดให้เล่นเลยเหรอ ว้าว เล่นได้แล้วสิอ๋อเดือนหน้านี่เดือนสิงหาผมจำผิด
In the face of danger, it's time to get to work. You see, in this world, not all heroes wield swords. In fact, some prefer the spoon. There are some who believe that in order to save the world, you've got to start with a really
เกมไลฟ์สไตล์เยอะนะ เกมแบบว่า
And that's
เก
exactly
มแบบว่า
what our
ซิ
caretakers
มู
need.
อะไรเงี้ยเยอะเฮ้ยโหมีมินิเกมในตัวด้วย
Your recipes might just be our only hope.
โฆษณา
Because
เยอะ
let's
เงี้ยมี
face
พูด
it,
แน่นอน
who can
ไม่พูดหรอก
save the
ไม่น่า
world
ใช่
on
ไม่ใช่
an empty stomach?
โอ้โหมีนิทานด้วย
The
มีเล่าเรื่อง
delicious meals you make will
เอ้ย
fuel the caretakers.
เป็น
So
เทิร์น
that
เบ
they
ด
can
เว้ย
battle
มี
the
เทิร์นเบดผสม
ravens
ด้วย
monsters threatening your home.
แบบเป็นล่าของแล้วก็ใช้แนวเทิร์นเบดในการนั่นเอา
Opening soon. Bistro.
บิสตอร์
It's Bistro. Beasts who run a bistro. It took me a minute, but I got there.
I don't get it. Well, Bistro is Xbox Play Anywhere, so if that game looks to your taste, consider it just one more reason to get excited for the ROG Xbox Ally and Xbox Ally X. But now, it is our sincere pleasure to dig into the latest title from Double Fine, Keeper.
Keeper has been turning heads since its reveal during June's Xbox showcase and here to bring us some never-before-seen gameplay. It's Double Fine production studio head and fan favorite Tim Schafer. Tim, thank you so much for joining us. First off,
Keeper
it's so
ไอ้ที่
exciting
เกมประ
to
ภา
have you
คาร
here.
นะ
And this game, we're going to straight out the bat. It's clearly Lee Petty's baby
มาด้วยเหร
in
อ
many, many ways. Bit of a Double Fine legend, I hear.
Yeah,
ไม่เห็น
he
ใน
was
ราย
our
ชื่อ
art
ไงเนี่ย
director on Brutal Legend and Broken Age.
I mean, some of the best games you could ever reel off that someone's worked on. I want to know a little bit more about what it's like working with him and your team bringing his vision to life.
Well, Lee has a really, as you can tell from those games, a really strong idea of what a game should look like and how it should feel.
Yeah.
And he's someone who I've just come to really trust and rely to just have that kind of vision, also be able to execute it. He's really good at technology as well as art, and also leading a team full of people at Double Fine because it's a very collaborative environment. So you have to have the right touch, you know. And, so mostly, what it's like working with him is I just leave him alone.
เอาจริงในรายชื่อมันเยอะกว่า
Day one, he
เยอะ
turns
กว่า
up
ที่
and
มั
he
นพูด
knows by
ที่
day
ที่
end,
พูด
he
มา
knows
มัน
exactly
เนี่ย
what needs to happen. And as you
ยัง
say,
ไม่
it's an
ครบ
element of
เลย
trust.
นะ
I think that's really important.
Yeah, especially in a game without any
ตัว
dialogue.
วอล
So
คัพ
I
มิ
don't
ด
have to
ไน
worry
ท์ก็
about
ยังไม่ได้
him
ดูเลย
sneaking in any bad
โอ้แต่
language.
คิปเปอร์มีด้วย
Oh, that's such a shame.
Maybe he'll find a
We'll
way.
find a way to do it on
Yeah.
the stream when we
The spirit
play
is
it.
there.
Don't you worry. Yeah. I mean, in some
Oh,
ways,
yeah,
it
well,
does
this
feel
is
like
not
this
Xbox
game is a
now,
bit of a new chapter.
ไม่คิด
for the
นึกว่า
studio.
จะ
Like
แป๊
you
บ
said,
เดียว
it
นะ
is
นานมาก
wordless, so
นานมาก
nothing to be said there, but it's still atmospheric, still surreal. So, what would you say inspired Lee and the team to move in that kind of direction?
Well, a couple of things when we were talking about what his next game should be, we were like, well, what could we do now? Because things have changed for us. We became part of the Xbox family. We have like support and resources we didn't have before. And we're like, what could we not do before? And what's a game that we probably could never get signed with a publisher? Something that would seem just too far out there, but would be a really personal thing for Lee and his, you know, wanting to do something really beautiful and strange, mysterious, and yet still really charming. And also, I think at that time, a lot of things were going on with a global pandemic. I don't know if you heard about that, but we were all locked inside. And the only way Lee found a lot of escape from that was to go on long hikes through nature and go to the mountains and look at the nature around his house and think about.
I can see where this is going. Yeah.
About how the humanity is really threatened. We didn't know what was going to happen. We were kind of scared, and yet nature just kept going and changing and evolving and interacting with each other, and that was really inspiring to him. And he's also a weird guy who has like a lot of different tastes. Grew up on like the Dark Crystal and Cronenberg films and surrealist painters, and so put those things together to make something that was chill like nature, but also a little weird.
Yeah.
And I think you'll see that in the game.
Yeah, when you mentioned Cronenberg films, I am now slightly worried for the seabird, but I'm hoping that you're going to leave that bit out.
แต่เกมนี้ผม
Well, you'll just have to. The game's
we're not getting anything today on that.
It's all about surprise. But
อันนี้ตอนนั้น
it's
เห็น
not a
ใน
horror
ใน
game.
ในงานโช
Although
ว์
it's
เกม
an
อินดี้มั้ง
interesting
ไม่ใช่ไม่ใช่
Lee's
งาน
vibe with this game is that it's not some super violent horror game with a lot of blood, but it's also not like just when you think of a cozy game, they're sweet and they're you know cuddly cats in it. But this is like it's got a weird vibe where the unexpected might happen.
Like atmospherically off. There's something amiss.
Yeah, something lets you know that you don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, for sure.
What was it like when you started off with the like initial sketches? That must be quite a fun time during the development process where you are still sort of hashing things out.
Yeah,
and moving forward to what we see today, how has that sort of transformation been?
I mean, it was fun to watch Lee and his small crew get together when they just started. And they were just trying different gameplay ideas out. You know, it really was a blank canvas for them to just experiment and experiment with things that are not just, when I mentioned surrealist painters, like it's not just melting clocks, but it's also like the procedure they came up with their art by like tearing up words to make new words, and so that it was fun to watch this process of when the sky's the limit. What do you come up with, and watching it evolve to, of course, it just had to be a walking lighthouse.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I want to go back to what you're saying a little bit about the surrealists and paints. I want to stick on art for a moment, because naturally everything we've seen so far just screams beauty in Lee's deranged way.
Screaming beauty is what we call it.
Screaming beauty.
That's Lee's nickname around the office.
Love it. Can you tell us more about the art direction itself and how that ties to the actual mechanics of the game?
Yeah, I mean, the art direction is, very specific vision of Lee's, but it leads to the interactions that you have in the game it is an adventure game that has puzzles, but they're light puzzles because it's really much more of an atmospheric experience. Not supposed to get stuck on a puzzle. You can't die and you can't fail in the game, but you use the light that the lighthouse has to interact with the world and cause changes to happen. And you also have a companion named Twig, which is this seabird.
The seabird, yeah.
Twig, you can send Twig out to interact with the world too.
Very nice. I mean, you guys are very typically known for quite a lot of experiences that are somewhat reality warping, mind-bending. Those kind of same shades. What's really the vibe of Keeper?
Well, I mean, I think we talk about the films that inspired Lee, like you mentioned Dave Cronenberg or David Lynch. Those films all have really weird, unexpected things happen in them. But it seems at first like nonsense, but there's a kind of a dream logic to it that makes it make sense. Yeah, it means something, but it's not necessarily clear what it means, and it probably means more than one thing, and it's really open to the player to have this experience of playing this game and try and think about what all the different things mean.
Well, that's going to be interesting when it comes out and see other people's interpretations then, potentially, of what Lee's getting at the game with the relationship between the seabird and the lighthouse. That's really fascinating.
I do love it. Now, I am going to ask you a really important question about the seabird, Twig. Unfortunately, it's going to completely shape my opinion of the game. So, can you pet Twig?
Well, that's an interesting question. I don't want to give away everything that happens in the game.
This is a simple yes or no answer, Tim.
The lighthouse has no arms.
I know, but you guys are weird and you find ways to make things happen.
Smash it with a little leg.
Can you? Smash it with a little leg.
That's
a nickname we call Lee.
Can
you pet something with light? Let me answer that question with a question.
Okay.
I think that's above my intellect to answer that. I'm going to just say yes.
Yes.
To basically make you do it.
I'm going to say, rather than just a simple pet, the companionship you'll feel with Twig is something much deeper and beyond physical affection.
Oh.
Am I going to fall in love with this bird, Tim?
It's the most.
Am I going to fall in love with the lighthouse?
It's a yes to both those, because it's a game that has no dialogue, no spoken words at all, but it is a very emotional storyline. Both the lighthouse and the seabird Twig have character arcs, and they go through changes and metamorphism.
Yeah, nailed it. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah. It happens to both of them, but it's all. We're only showing like the very early gameplay footage because things, believe it or not, get a lot weirder than what you're seeing.
With you guys? Never. No, absolutely. So I just want to touch very quickly then, if we're not hearing them speak per se, is it environmental storytelling, the music, I'm assuming is a really important part as well?
Yeah, the sound design, the animation, a lot of our animators try to make scenes work if you have the volume off, just as like it's the expressiveness of the lighthouse still has a face like
ตัวแค่แบบว่าก่อนเองจะไปซ่อมเขาเองควรซ่อมตัวเองก่อนนะตอนนี้ครับตัวเองแตกกว่าเขาอีก
There are scenes that will make people cry in this game, I think.
I'm not ready for it.
Not the whole time.
No, it will be the whole time, I swear. Look at the birds. He's going to make me weep already. Well, obviously we got studio here, Henry, so I do have to ask. People are always curious about you guys, what Double Fine is cooking up behind closed doors, and the last time we spoke to you was back in 2021 where we saw Psychonauts 2. So what have you been up to since then outside of Keeper? Can you actually tell us anything you've been doing?
Well, I'm here to announce right now that we are making other games too. We have multiple games going on at the studio, And the thing I will say is that they're all brand new. They're all brand new IP. We did Psychonauts 2, and that is keeping us fine for sequels for a while.
Great work on that, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of team effort. Here's some footage of the team.
Yeah, they are working. Right?
Except for that guy who's just walking around.
Yeah.
Get to work, Bert. Yeah, we're working on new projects that are brand new IP, and we're excited about sharing them someday.
Oh, okay. Just for someday, isn't it?
We'll let you tell you first.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, Tim, thank you so much for joining us. Do you have any final thoughts on Keeper that you'd like to share?
Well, let's see. Do we talk about the bird? Yeah.
We did the birds.
Yeah. There's puzzles.
Yeah.
Got that.
Puzzles.
Check.
Have I mentioned that it's weird but chill?
Yeah, I know.
เพย์นี่แวร์ครับแล้วก็
Mispronounced metamorphizing.
Yes.
Day One
That's all my
บน
talk.
เกมพาร์ทนะ
Perfect.
ครับ
We've
แล้ว
absolutely
ก็
named them all, and just in time because we have some
เข้าร่วม
harder
เพย์นี่แวร์
questions
ด้ว
for
ย
you.
แล้ว
Me
ก็
and
Level
Henry are
Day
going
One
to start
กับ
grilling
เก
you.
ม
A little
พาร์ท
game that we like to play on Xbox on called This
ก็คือ
or
เกมพาร์ท Day One นะใครมีเกมพาร์ท
Well,
เล่นได้เลย
you're
นะ
going to have to think pretty quickly. Henry is going to fire some
เอ้ย
questions at you,
ใครมี
and
เก
you
มพาร์ท
can
สามารถ
either
เล่
give
น
us
ได้
one word
เล่น
answers
เล่น
if
เก
you
ม
need
นี้
a
ได้
bit
แบ
of
บ Day
stick,
One
that's
นะ
fine.
เกมน่า
But
จะไม่
there's some pretty good questions.
เกม
So
น่าจะ
Henry
อีก
sounds
Let's fast again.
Game for it?
locked
Okay.
in.
Right, let's play this or that with Tim Schafer. First up, Jack Black in Brutal Legend or Jack Black in Psychonauts 2?
Oh, well, you could put those together and
มีให้
get
เลือก
Brutal
ให้เลือกตัวละคร
Legend 2, which is not something we're working on.
Nice, I like that.
I'll save it for that.
Would you rather work at the Department of Death as a travel agent or would you rather work as a Psychonaut?
โอ้ย
Psychonaut.
สักน็อตเด้
Psychonaut. It has a lot more personal career growth possibilities. They have badges, whereas Manny had kind of a
น่าจะให้
dead
เลือก
end.
ครับว่าแบบชอบ
That's
คา
true.
แรคเตอร์ดีไซน์
Seeing as how you'd like to be a Psychonaut, this is a good question. Telekinesis or clairvoyance?
Well, you can do so much with telekinesis, but clairvoyance lets you see how people see you, which is terrifying, and I don't want to know. It's all go telekinesis.
Good pick. Okay, Rad or Raz?
Oh, Lee's game Rad,
Uh-huh.
post-apocalyptic 80s roguelike
Super
action
Nut.
game, or Raz,
Chop,
who's a
chop
human
again.
being,
Mm.
but fictional. But I'll go with Raz because he's on Game Pass.
I like that. Would you rather be a lighthouse or a seabird?
Oh.
ให้เลือกคาแรคเตอร์ของตัวเอง
Seabirds
เลือกไง
are
อะ
cool, but lighthouses get pooped on a lot. And in general in life,
แต่ผมช
what
อบ
I'm
นก
saying
นะ
is
นก
you'd
ดู
rather
แบบ
be
พุ่ง
the
ตัว
pooper
ดุ้งสุดตัว
than
ดิ
the thing that gets pooped on. So I'm going
จังหวะที่แบบบ้านล่วงลงไป
Unfortunately, I
คือแบบ
agree,
มัน
and
ดึง
I
สุด
thought
ตัว
I
มากเลย
agree
นะ
on that statement.
พอแทบหลุดอะ
Do you prefer talking animals or sentient objects if they were real?
I mean, it depends on the object and the animal. I'd rather know what like my cat is thinking than know
ผม
what
ว่า
my
เดี๋ยวอีก
toilet
เกม
is
นึงเกมหน้าอีกเกมนึงถ้าเกิดไม่จบผมน่าจะลงไลน์
And
แล้ว
I'd
แหละ
rather my
ผม
toilet
ไม่
not
ไหว
have any thoughts at
เลิก
all.
พูดไปเรื่อยๆเลย
We're going down a
ไม่
real
คิดว่าจะ
road.
นาน
This
ถื
is
อว่า
this
ประ
is
มาณ
gone
สัก
places.
I apologize.
สี่
for
ทุ่ม
the
เราได้ลงไลน์
I don't know why.
We are never
ไม่
doing this
ยาวเลย
again.
เกือบ
The
3
safe
ชั่ว
and
โมง
a rat.
เลย
I could
We're
have gone
so
with that.
done. Fantasy or sci-fi?
อ๋อ
Science
ระหว่าง
fiction.
แฟนตาซีกับไซไฟเรื่องอะไร
I like the music better.
Yes, my guy. Okay, would you rather have tentacles or two heads?
Instead of, well, I'm going to go tentacles because two heads is just like another mouth to feed.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Okay. Do you prefer boss fights or platforming?
I like platforming on the way to a boss fight. You can have a boss fight at the end, but platforming.
Okay. Now for the big question. We're in Germany. I have to ask this. Currywurst or strudel?
Is that what it looks like? They have currywurst and
Yeah, that's the best ones we could find.
One's sweet and one's really goopy, but the Schaefers come from a long line of German sausage makers. No joke.
Right.
So I'm going to have to go with the currywurst.
Okay,
Is
there
it
you
first?
go.
There we go. Currywurst.
I think they'd say currywurst.
You should know.
Yeah.
Hang on, big up the family tree and then say it wrong.
Well, thanks again, Tim. This has been a lot of fun. Remember, guys, Keeper launches on October 17th, 2025. But you guys can wishlist it today. And of course, there is still tons more to come up, including this exciting update from our friends at Square Enix that should make those of you anxiously awaiting an Xbox Ally on October 16th pretty happy. But then, stay put for the latest developments in World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, and more on Chronos: The New Dawn. Live from Cologne, Germany, this is Xbox at GameStop.
นี่โฆษณาอ๋อแสดงว่ามันเป็นโฆษณาหรือเปล่าวะที่แบบว่าเป็นลิสต์ไลน์อัพมีโฆษณาด้วยกันนะ
私がシリーズディレクターを務めるファイナルファンタジー7がいよいよ Xbox プラットフォームに登場します。1作目となるファイナルファンタジー7リメイクインターグレードでは主人公のクラウドとその仲間たちが世界を支配する神羅カンパニーや宿敵セフィロスと戦う姿が描かれます。 鋼鉄の都市ミッドガルを舞台に繰り広げられる星を巡る壮大な物語をぜひその手で体験してみてください。さらに本作には忍びの少女ユフィを主人公とする番外編も収録されているので合わせて楽しんでいただけます。本作は Xbox プレイエニウェアに対応していますので Xbox シリーズ X&S、Xbox on PC、さらに Xbox アライでもプレイ可能です。いつでもどこでもあなたのスタイルでファイナルファンタジー7の世界へ飛び込んでください。Xbox 版のファイナルファンタジー7リメイクインターグレードはこの冬に発売予定です。ウィッシュリストに登録してファイナルファンタジー7リメイクシリーズの新情報をお待ちください。それではダンケシェーン。
เฮ้ยไม่ใช่ซิตี้หรอกมั้งไม่ใช่แล้วแหละรีแมทเหรออัปเดตเหรอไม่ใช่ว่ะไม่น่าใช่รีแมทตามสไตล์ของคุณโคตรเหมือนรีแมทเลยแต่ไม่ใช่สรุปจบเทเลอร์รีแมทนี่ฮาเลยนะแดดรัสนี่กระแทกด้วยเว้ยฟุตบอลเถื่อนเหมือนรีแมทเนี่ยไม่ใช่ไม่ใช่รีแมทแล้วเพราะมุมกล้องไม่ใช่เลยนี่เอาเว้ยชอบที่คาแรคเตอร์เขามีหลายสรีระฟรีสไตล์ฟุตบอล2มันเป็น2ด้วยนะแสดงว่ามีภาคแรกมาแล้วนะ Xbox Game Pass ด้วย
You just saw the world premiere trailer for Freestyle Football 2 here on Xbox at Gamescom. Now you're right on time to learn about all that's new in World of Warcraft. As I talk with World of Warcraft Senior Game Director Ian Hazakostas and Associate Director Paul Cubitt about the exciting updates in store for players. Now, first of all, right, Paul, welcome to the show for the first time.
Thank you for having us. Glad to be here.
Welcome back as well. We were here last year revealing the World Soul Saga with the War Within.
คือถ้าเกิดงานไปต่อก็น่าจะพอแล้วไม่ไหว
I can't believe I've seen your booth. I'm going to say it. I think you probably got one of the best booths at Gamescom. I was walking around earlier. I was like blown away by it.
I'm biased, but you're not wrong. Super cool.
Yeah, it's really, really cool, especially some of the updates which we're going to be talking throughout this segment about. But you kicked things off last night, opening night live, and that cinematic. Can you kind of explain for people that need to know about what that kind of showed, what's happened up to that moment?
Sure, I guess a little bit of a story so far, the World Soul Saga. So gist of the story of War Within. So heroes around Azeroth began hearing these voices, seeing visions, these like dark omens, from messages from the World Soul herself about, you know, darkness coming. That led to a surprise attack on the city of Dalaran, the destruction of our beloved city of Dalaran, and the nature of the threat facing us being revealed. This powerful entity known as Xalata. So over the course of the World Soul Saga, over the course of the War Within, we've been trying to kind of keep up with her. She's been one step ahead of us along the way. At the culmination of the War Within, as we just discovered, she kind of ascended to a new tier of power and is finally poised to really unleash the power of the void upon Azeroth. And that leads us directly into what we saw in the trailer yesterday, which is Xalatath and her devouring host at the gates of the Sunwell.
ready to threaten everything that's dear to us. And then, our beloved elves, Lorthamar, Liadrin, and the rest of them all mounting a defense along with an intercession from the Sunwell itself. Super exciting stuff. That is the beginning of the expansion, which you saw in the trailer there, and that leads directly into the story.
Yeah, I still can't get over last year with the War Within with the VR experience for the destruction of Dalaran. But that was one of my favorite cities in the old expansions. But we're also returning to some areas that players are going to really know. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, if Dalaran was one of your favorite cities, it was one of mine too. Wait till you see Silvermoon V2 in Midnight. So we are going to be returning to, among other areas, the old Blood Elven lands, first introduced in Burning Crusade, fully reimagined and expanded now. It's Eversong Woods, the Ghostlands, and of course Silvermoon City. Still, a Horde city at heart with some Horde-only districts, but under these pressing circumstances, they have opened their gates to the Alliance to mount this final stand against Xalatath's forces.
Yep, and that's just the first of the zones that we have. After that, you head into Zulaman, City of the Trolls, the Amani Trolls. We first saw Zulaman back in Burning Crusade era as in the form of a raid, but it's been expanded into this enormous zone now. Everything in that zone is big. It's sort of like a primordial Pacific Northwest. Everything's a little wet too. Very, very cool space. We also have Herondar, home of the Heronir. This is, the Heronir we met during the War Within. They're a race who are sort of this enigmatic elf-like race. We don't know a whole lot about them. We're going to learn a lot more once we go to Herondar and learn that not all of them are as welcoming as the few we've met, Orwena and her crew in the War Within. And lastly, we're going to go into the Void Storm. This is basically Xalatath's base of operations where she is mounting her attack against Azeroth. We find our way into the Void Storm and take the fight to her and the Devouring Host. Super exciting, a bunch of beautiful zones.
Yeah, I can't actually wait for Zulaman again. I still have memories of just the endless attempts of trying to get the Amani Warbear with that speed trial. So it's going to be really fun to go back. And of course, go to Silvermoon as an Alliance player. It'll be fun. But with all these new areas, what are some of the activities that people are going to get into when they go there?
Well, the first, I think, is you're going to have the campaign, a new campaign that takes you through these zones, and it does so in an interesting way. You'll start by going into the city of Silvermoon and then into Eversong Woods. But after that, players are presented with a choice. Do they want to go to those two of those other zones I mentioned, go straight to Zulaman and learn a little bit more about the Amani Trolls, what's going on there? Do they want to go into Herondar and learn about the Heronir? Or do they want to go on a third chapter of the campaign, which is actually a little bit different. It is not tied to any particular zone, but it takes you to some of the older places in the world, places like Light's Hope Chapel, places like Strathholm, a couple other interesting places as well. And in that quest line, you'll be working alongside Eretor, son of Turalian and Ilaria, and helping him sort of interrogate his relationship with the light. Really interesting chapter. After you complete those three chapters, those two zones in the Eretor chapter, then you move into Voidstorm. This is all in the interest of giving players a choice of which storyline is most interesting to them. And it's all done in a way which also leads you through a couple different delves. You'll play through a couple delves as part of the campaign, and a couple dungeons as well. And culminating with the campaign leading you directly into a couple of our raids. And those are some really interesting dungeons and raids we have put together.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as of course, alongside the zones, full complement of our bread and butter features for group gameplay. Delves, dungeons, and you'll note that Paul said raids, plural. So I think we were kind of breaking from recent tradition in Midnight, and our initial season is going to have not one, not two, but three separate raid zones for a variety of environments, a variety of foes that will kind of unfold themselves over the course of season one.
I actually love that, so back in Karazhan and stuff like that, when you go to Rune's Lair, it's nice to have that variety hopping in. But for players that are hopping in for the first time, right? Because I think the World Soul Saga has been great at bringing in new players and also returning players. What kind of features have you got for them to hop back in?
Yes, so I think we want to make sure that, whether you've played War Within and you're ready for the next chapter, or whether you're coming to World of Warcraft for the very first time or coming back from some long time away, that you can jump back in, understand what's going on, and join the action. And so we have a revamped and reimagined new player and returning player experience. The leveling experience seamlessly incorporates both Dragonflight and War Within content to get you fully caught up to speed. For returning players who may be, a higher level but not quite ready to go straight to Midnight, we have a new experience set in Arathi Highlands that's going to kind of get you back up to speed on your mechanics, recontextualize you in the story of the world and send you on your way so that you can join the fight in midnight.
Yep, we've also added a catch-up quest line for the War Within. So sort of going into midnight, if you never played the War Within, or if it's just been a little while and you want a refresher, you can play through all the major beats of that story in one quest line. It should not take the couple dozen hours that it would normally take to play through all 6 zones that make up that quest line. But it'll be a couple quick hours to go through all the big cinematics, all the major beats. By the time you're done, you should know everything that happened from the beginning of the Isle of Dorn to the ends of Ghosts of Koresh, and be fully up to speed to hop right into midnight.
Yeah, no, that's amazing as well, because it's a bit more like welcoming as well to kind of like drag one of your friends to hop in and play with you and explore that, which I'm excited about. But there is one feature, and it kind of goes back to your booth as well, right, that has been requested for so long, and we've got to touch on it. I was watching it as well, your Creator Clash earlier. Player housing. Can you let us know what we're going to experience with that?
Absolutely, yeah. We are super excited for people to start stepping into housing. Housing has been a feature which has been in development internally for a long time. We've been sharing little details as we've been developing it over the last year or so. Here at Gamescom, people are finally able to hop in and start playing with the decor, playing with those systems for the first time. What housing is you can have your own little corner of Azeroth. If you play both Horde and Alliance, you can have a Horde home and an Alliance home and start decorating those spaces with decor that you'll start with the generous, creative decor that the system sort of just gives you, but then you go explore the world. You might find vendors who sell some interesting tchotchkes here and there. You might work with other crafters on your server who can make some interesting furniture for you. But you take all those things, you collect them, and then express yourself in a way that we think is, really just lets players express themselves however they want.
Yeah, really, I think boundless self-expression it's like a hallmark design pillar of the feature. We kind of threw out the entire rule book here, including gravity. If you want a table that floats in midair, you want a table that's upside down, you can do it. I think we really wanted to unleash players' creativity to make their houses the full expression of their personality. And it's not just a single house that is your own, you're also going to be part of a neighborhood community. So we wanted to make sure when designing this feature that it didn't feel solitary if you didn't want it to be, that you were kind of connected, there's reasons for others to come into your home, for you to go into theirs, and for you to feel like part of a group.
Oh, it's amazing. Also, for people that have been playing for a long time, so it's one of the first things I wanted to know when I heard about player housing come in. Been playing since the Burning Crusade. Am I going to have some extra cool bits to add into my house for that?
You should, yeah. If you've been playing for decades, as it sounds like you have, then yeah, there's plenty of achievements that you would automatically have completed that would grant you decor. If you've advanced your professions, you may have access to build some of those things that would take other people a little bit more time to get those professions to the point where they can build that particular piece of decor. So yeah, we want to make sure that people who've been playing for a while are rewarded for that play. Of course, this also comes along with that we don't want to have any of that be exclusive. So if you are just coming into World of Warcraft for the first time in Midnight, none of those should be opportunities that were only accessible to you in 2008 and they're gone. Anybody can go back and get that stuff whenever you like.
Yeah, I can already tell, like Sam from our team will be hanging a warglaive up above his door, like without a doubt. But one of the big things as well, right? People aren't going to have to wait for the launch of Midnight to get their hands on player housing, are they?
No, they are not. Player housing will actually be coming before Midnight in our final War Within patch, 11.2.7, coming later this year. So anyone who owns Midnight at that point can claim their first house, begin decorating it, and all players, even if you don't yet own Midnight, can start building their collection of decor, though you will need the expansion to actually have a house to put it in.
Ah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I'm excited for it, but what's next for the team? Now you've kind of announced Midnight, shown the cinematic trailer, what's next?
I mean, excited to get back and kind of finish this game. We're going to be talking very soon about our first public alpha tests and then a larger beta to follow. And all of this, getting player feedback, helping polish the game, and building towards a release in early 2026.
Yep, and we're going to be here at Gamescom all week as well. Ian and Maria Hamilton will be talking tomorrow about some of the characters and zones within the expansion in a little bit more detail. And then later on in the week, Ian and I will do a big systems download where we talk about a lot of the systems that make up the game.
Yeah, I was going to ask about what else can players get involved, viewers get involved in World of Warcraft because you've got so much going on. We mentioned the creator clash earlier. Like, are there more shows out today? The streams people can go watch as well afterwards?
Yeah, exactly. There's, I think, various live events going on from our stage all week, and then we're going to keep rolling information out. I think this yesterday was the beginning of just letting people know what we've been up to, and we're going to have more and more information and opportunities to engage. We'll have videos, streams, and more just coming all through the fall.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't say thank you enough. Like from coming on the show last year to talking to us midnight today, Paul, Ian, thank you so much. And also, from tons of new titles coming to Xbox Game Pass, the Final Fantasy VII Remake integrated on Xbox, we've already witnessed so much cool stuff here on day one of Gamescom, and we're not done yet. We're about to get down and dirty with everyone's favorite archaeology professor, but first, let's refresh with a quick power wash break.
เนี่ยซูเปอร์วอตอันนี้เกมล้างบ้านภาคอะไรเอาไงดีวะมันเหลืออันเดียวอ่ะเหลือแค่ Call of Duty อ่ะเอา Call of Duty เก็บให้หมดเลยไหมเอาให้จบไม่ค้างคาใจวันนี้มันไปอะไรแล้วบ้างอ่ะเหลือโอ้ยโฮเทลบาร์เซโลนาเหรออาจจะดูมันเหลือ Call of Duty อันหนึ่งอะที่เรายังไม่ได้ดูอันนี้ภาค 2นะครับมา
Gosh, it's just so strangely satisfying. And hey, if you happen to uncover any ancient artifacts in the mud, then I know just who to call. Indiana Jones fans, get ready to take on new challenges of impressive proportions. The Order of Giants expansion is almost here, and it's set to shake up the world of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Joining me to talk through the new locations, new puzzles, and some truly monumental enemies.Please welcome Machine Games lead game designer Zeke Vera and creative director Axel Venus. Welcome, guys. How are you today?
โอเคงั้นรอให้เพื่อนดีกว่าโอเค
Really excited. So happy to be chatting.
โอเคครับวันนี้คิดว่าน่าจะพอแค่นี้แหละเพราะว่าไม่ไหวแล้วเพราะว่าเดี๋ยวพรุ่งนี้ผมไปแต่เช้าด้วยก็การ Xbox เหรอรอบนี้ก็ตามสภาพเนาะมันค่อนงานมันจะค่อนข้างแบบเป็นเน้นเกี่ยวคุยกับเดฟซะส่วนใหญ่มันก็เลยแบบจะค่อนข้างน่าเบื่อเป็นช่วงๆอ่ะแต่ก็ดูมีอะไรมาโชว์เยอะอยู่ในส่วนของกราวในส่วนของเกมอื่นแล้วก็เราได้เกมเพลย์ที่เราแบบรอดูเนาะแล้วก็เสียดายที่ไม่ได้รีแคปฝั่งเกมคอมนะครับยาวจริงตอนแรกนึกว่าเกมคอมจะยาวเกมคอมกับสั้นกว่าอีกอ่ะโอเคครับก็ได้วันนี้ได้เห็นอะไรเยอะนะดีกว่าเมื่อวานเยอะเมื่อวานนี่แบบเกมใหม่หลายๆเกมที่โชว์ในเกมคอม First Night เนี่ยบางทีก็ดูเกมเพลย์ไม่ค่อยออกมาวันนี้ก็ได้เห็นเกมเพลย์มากขึ้นก็มีหลายๆเกมน่าสนใจแล้วก็ดีครับดีโอเคก็วันนี้ดูได้เห็นเกมเพลย์บ้างก็ดีละดีกว่าเมื่อวานเยอะแล้วก็เสียดายที่ไม่ได้ดูรีแคปฝั่งเกมคอมเลยนะเพราะว่ามันมีโอนิมูชะอินเดน่าโจนอะไรวะเปิร์กมาต้าเขาฝั่งนู้นเขาก็โชว์เกมเพลย์ในส่วนของเขาด้วยเสียดายเหมือนกันที่ไม่ได้รีแคปนะเดี๋ยวไว้วันอื่นก็แล้วกันโอเคก็ขอบคุณทุกท่านครับที่รับชมมาอย่างยาวนานตลอด3ชั่วโมงเอาจริงก็ไม่คิดว่าจะนานขนาดนี้ตอนแรกก็40 นาทีก็คงได้มั้งไม่น่ามีปัญหาอะไรโอ้โหมาเจอ3ชั่วโมงพูดอะไรไม่ออกเลย โอเคครับไว้เจอกันใหม่ไลฟ์หน้าครับถึงพรุ่งนี้ก็มาไลฟ์ต่อครับเดี๋ยวดูว่าจะดูไลฟ์ลิสต์ก่อนว่า Xbox เป็นไงถ้าเกิดแบบว่าลิสต์ดูไม่โอเคก็อาจจะไม่ได้ไลฟ์นะอาจจะไปไลฟ์เกมเลยโอเคครับไว้เจอกันใหม่ไลฟ์หน้าตอนนี้บ๊ายบายครับขอบคุณทุกการกดไลค์ทุกการกดแชร์ครับแล้วก็ไม่ว่าจะเป็นคนดูสดหรือคนดูย้อนหลังขอบคุณมากครับบ๊ายบายยาว